Pulled up to Calabasas, ready for war, I might turn to a savage. I just showed up with the crew, we the baddest. You just showed up like you might need some practice. You going down for the count, it's going down tonight. I do it all for my family, you do it all for the likes. I hear that bell and I'm ready to fight. Turn me up, turn me up, turn me up. They want the belt, they don't work enough. Don't mess around, end up hurting them. I say the wrong thing, make it personal. You say the wrong thing, I might hurt them all.
Yeah, what's up, fam? Thick Boy fam. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. We got a very special Calabasas fight campaign. We got Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. Right now, we're currently watching Le'Veon Bell kind of giving Uriah Hall the business. It's the third round. I expect this to go much different. Shout out to Le'Veon Bell. But let me introduce the crew here tonight. We got a special crew. It's Halloween weekend. To my left, we have one of the funniest men in the business. He should have been canceled years ago. He's an old school 90s comic. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He gave me my start in comedy. It's Sam Tripoli.
You are welcome, world.
Yes.
You are welcome.
You're welcome. You're
Thanks
welcome,
for having
Reddit.
me, dude.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, dude.
Appreciate it, man.
I love you.
Sitting across from me, you guys saw me. He's on the last fight campaign. It's Jesse on Fire, one of the best MMA minds in the business. He's on YouTube. He's on Instagram. He's all over. And then directly across from me, this handsome bastard. He should be the El Captain for the Thick Boy Fight Club. It is UFC legend, Hall of Famer, Frank Mir. Good to see you guys, man.
Awesome.
Happy to be here.
It's be a
Thanks
fun
for
one.
having me. Yeah, it's great, dude. This is
Not
going to be
UFC,
interesting.
not UFC. Sometimes boxing be, not as entertaining, but
I love boxing.
yeah, I
it.
love it, but when doing fight companions, sometimes boxing, if it's a snooze fest for 12
Boom!
rounds.
Shot.
That's a shot. Well, the best shot he's thrown the whole fight that I saw. He's been running backwards throwing jabs. That right hand actually, I think hurt him.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with Le'Veon Bell, man. Remember,
Yeah.
he doesn't have a ton of fights at all.
Yeah, he
It's
had
ju-
one.
it's just the
right
Adrian
before
Peterson
this,
fight,
right?
Adrian Peterson looked real stiff.
Yeah.
Real stiff. But to go from that to, Uriah Hall,
Yeah.
I mean, probably has, 15 years of combat sport experience, and his thing was stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, wasn't it WKA kickboxing? Didn't he do the Chuck Norris stuff?
Yeah,
He was a champ of that, right?
He did some of that, and then his grappling was never his thing, but his wrestling, his takedown offense was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And remember, he knocked out Gegard Mousasi with
He
a
knocked Anderson
spinning
Silva
heel
out.
kick. Yeah.
Halloween night 2-3 years ago.
Did you ever train with him, Frank?
Well, he was actually on the reality show. I was John Jones' assistant coach.
On the Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter, sorry, when he did the against Chael Sonnen. And so he was on Chael's team. And
Freak.
I got to watch him. I thought he killed our guy.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that highlight?
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
thought
then
he
Dana,
killed him.
remember Dana goes, he's the next Anderson Silva?
Yeah, it looked like it. It was hard to argue with that, but you can never make those calls, right? I mean, it's hard to argue at that moment that he was wrong.
No, I agree. Dana was right, like saying that. I have no issue with that. What he didn't realize is that, I trained with Uriah for a long time at Reign. He didn't realize that Uriah, if his mind's right, if he's focused, he was always the fight was always in his head.
Yeah,
because he was so talented, man, stupid talented. But
there's some guys
when the
like
lights
that.
are on,
it's weird too. It's the
we talked
craziest
about
talented
this,
guys. I remember one time. It was one of the first times I think my wife would come into the gym, and Vitor Belfort was there training with us, right? And there's Vitor hitting pads, right? And he looks like a freak. His pad holder is like he has a body shield on. He's like knocking him back. At one point, he holds the pad up like about his head level, and then he jumps 40 inches off the ground, throws a knee.
Vitor's a freak.
Yeah, she's like, "Who's that?" Oh, that's Vitor Belfort. You're like, "Oh my god!" Right? And then I remember also being in the corner with Vitor one time. We're in the same locker room. And he was getting ready to fight a guy that I used to spar a lot with, Marvin Eastman. And he just was like, "Hey, man," I was like, "Oh, you're about to ask me about somebody I train with." And that's kind of taboo-ish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't really do that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're in the locker room, like, "Hey, man, you're fighting my friend. That's cool, but I'm not going to disclose any information." You know what I mean? Hey, you guys fight, figure it out.
Yeah,
He
only
walked up to me.
Brazilians do that.
Yeah, well, he walked up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, do you think I'm gonna win?" I was like, "You're screwing me, right? Like,
Yeah.
You're fighting in an hour. That's where your head is."
Yeah.
Wow.
This isn't good, man.
Didn't he?
No.
That's the fight where
He scalped him.
He scalped him with
Oh,
that knee,
he
right?
murdered him.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, were you honest with him? Were you like,
Oh, I just looked at him. I was like,
tough fight?
Yeah.
Dude, Vitor literally put a gash in his forehead that looked like he got hit with an axe.
Oh, it's it's one of the most historic freaking scars, cuts of all time. That thing was about 3 inches deep. You see his skull.
But then some of the guys would come in and talk to me like, "Oh yeah, it's Vitor. He's just we got to like, I mean, if his head, like it's the battle's in his head. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yep.
because if that guy is on fire on all cylinders, I don't think anybody at his peak had stood in front of him. You know?
Oh, I'm telling you, I don't think I saw Uriah lose a round in training.
There you go. Yeah, see, some
Mark
guys just-
Munoz, Pat Cummings, myself, Ishii, we couldn't take him down. Literally impossible to take down.
Bam,
Ooh,
there
that
we
was
go.
different.
He had him wobbled with an uppercut too.
Oh, bam.
I mean, this is a win for Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, 100%.
Even with a decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he legit earned his stripes here.
Oh, big time.
That's impressive.
Well,
And you're, I mean, there's nothing off Uriah Hall either, honestly.
I love her. I love Cyborg. How's her OnlyFans going?
Does she have OnlyFans, really?
Yeah, she just started OnlyFans. Good for her.
I met her.
Me and Franco.
was that one of those like morbid curiosities?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to go look, but now I might go look.
Yo, now I gotta check it out.
like,
It's
damn
like
it.
when people are like, dude, this video is awful. Don't look like let me just
Oh,
see
don't
this
say that to
second
me,
here.
no.
Well, like when Chyna was on the cover of Playboy, that was the highest selling Playboy ever. Like Chyna from China.
No
right?
kidding,
From
yeah.
WWE, right?
China from WWE. Yeah,
that was
she
the highest.
died.
The
Yeah.
first one. That was the highest selling.
Sad too. I don't think people like knew she was like.
Jesus, I didn't know that.
She
shit.
died in, I think it was Redondo. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Here's the
had a
saddest
drug
part, if I
addiction.
remember correctly. I think it was an opiate issue.
Opiate addiction. Yeah.
But like no one knew she was dead for like 2 or 3 days. Like if there's anything sad at the end of your life,
Oh, yeah.
if I die and you don't know for 72
Yeah.
hours that I'm dead in my
yeah,
house, like
that's not good.
That's not good.
No,
that's
yeah,
like, dude. You
I
know,
mean, things weren't going well.
things-
yeah.
yeah, like
You
no
have a lot
one.
of good friends.
I mean,
I
I'd
mean,
hope
you're-
to think
yeah,
if I
you're
disappeared for
ODing. There's no
12
good
hours,
way to OD.
someone's looking for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope at least Mark would come check on me. You know, like somebody. Man.
I mean,
whether
72
they find
hours,
you
no one came
72
over-
hours or 5 minutes, you're still dead, right? I mean, like, it's like there's no good way
But
to die
remember,
in that one.
remember China.
There's worse ways.
It's,
Yeah,
weird, it's
okay.
weird you brought up China because I remember I was watching this documentary on China. It's really good. It's called China, and crazy.
I wonder how long they spitball that.
Oh, I know. So it's called. It might be One Night in China, but she got out of the WWE. She had like an opiate addiction.
Yeah.
She went to Japan to wrestle, and she was wrestling like one of the top guys there, and he kind of put it on. Like,
Oh, I remember
the
that.
matches were tough.
That guy fought like it was a fight.
Yeah,
that
he was like
that was
open
like
hand
that wasn't like
hitting
a
her.
yeah.
Like it was a fight, and then he was like, "You've earned my respect tonight," and all that. And then she came back to the States, and for whatever reason, she had a falling out with Vince McMahon. And then she had like this weird boyfriend. I think it was the guy that broke into Pelosi's house. Like, he
Oh,
looks just
yeah,
like him.
gay hammer
Like,
sex,
yeah,
bro.
like, oh, let's talk about that. We'll get to that.
yeah.
We're all gonna
Oh,
lose our
dude, you
hammers,
and Frank
yeah.
are gonna be trouble together.
We're all gonna lose our
You and him
hammers
are the
now.
same with this stuff. So,
I mean, right? Correct?
yeah, we'll get to it,
Dude, if I'm the
we'll
most
get to
great
it.
batting
We'll
average,
get to it.
we got a
so
bad
so
crew.
so she so then she couldn't do wrestling in the States anymore because of Vince McMahon, and then she started doing porno and like movies. Remember she did the porno?
I knew
Yeah,
she did
yeah,
the
yeah.
one because I mean
Yeah.
it was famous. The one night in China. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She did
Jason
the porno.
Ellis had a threesome with
I
her.
actually
I
never
can't
watched
believe
it,
that I
I gotta be
haven't
honest
seen
with
that.
you.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'll watch
I
it now,
haven't
obviously.
seen that one.
Yeah,
yet.
I
You're gonna
knew
watch
of it
the-
because it was
you're gonna watch the
popular,
porno?
Like, talked about it in the news. But
I haven't seen the China porno.
This guy's seen
You're
it.
going to watch the porno?
Of course, I'm gonna watch it.
You've seen it, I'm sure, Sam.
I have a joke about all the porn that I watch on like Pornhub is like from 2011. And it's like all the chicks I beat off to are probably dead by now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, like you talk to a kid who's like 24 now, and they don't know who Jenna Jameson is. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh no,
what, dude?
Gemma Jameson's Charlie Chaplin to them. Like it's just like you know,
it
it's
is
like-
crazy,
yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Back
his
in my
soul's
day,
good.
our porn didn't have sound.
Yeah.
You did great, bro.
Yeah, that China story's sad though, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and
sad.
then she went to rehab, and then she got into the opiates, and just who knows, fentanyl, who knows.
Because it's hard
What year-
when you have that kind of life to like even go into any kind of normal living. Let's say like you just didn't want to wrestle anymore. Like, what do you do after that? You can't go to UPS.
Well,
and
she was
be a
doing
delivery
well, she
driver.
was doing like low budget movies, but I guess that didn't go well. And then that's when she started to do. She had this weird boyfriend. She started to do the porno. It's frowned upon.
Yeah.
It's a dark.
Yeah.
It's a
But
dark
also too,
story.
I mean, those guys as fighters, training's rough, but I could take days off, right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like, you only fight. I mean, I think at the peak of my career, I was fighting maybe 3 times a year. You know what I mean? So you get some time off.
Which
Those
is
guys-
a lot at your level.
At heavyweight,
were
yeah.
you champ then too? Fight
Yeah,
three?
and leading up to him before, like 2008 to 2012.
Which is a
How long
which
were
they
your
don't do
camps?
it now.
Yeah.
Like, how long would you do camp for each fight?
10 weeks, you know what I mean? Because typically I made mistakes back then. I would get drastically out of shape in between, and basically,
Try and
first
get in
4
shape.
weeks was just
Yeah,
me
get in
trying to be
shape.
able to survive a camp.
30 weeks of camp, though. That's a good portion of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, and then as I got older, though, actually, I got smarter about it and just was like, dude, if I stay at 70%, then I could do a 6-week camp.
Shorter camps, yeah.
And not have the damage. And so, but anyways, but the pro wrestlers, I feel the worst for them because it's like, you know, they perform 300 times a year.
Yeah.
So I get it. Like, you know, like I'm sore. I get up like, you know what, today we're going to go ahead and just do the Aerodyne or we're going to go do elliptical. They're like, no, you got to go do a double handspring flip, land on your face and go take abuse for the next 2 hours.
Yeah,
You're doing a cage match tonight.
And they're crushing pills all the time. So like it makes sense. Like I think unless you change their schedule, I don't see how you avoid it.
And it's a tough go, man. Like you know, they're on the road, like you said, 300 times a year. I used to know one of the champs, and she was saying that she had to like book her own travel. Like she'd fly like South. She was champ, Southwest. Booked her hotel. She'd be able to take the Radisson in.
She's a WWE champ.
She was your WWE.
Now look, I know people think pro wrestling money when you talk about like The Rock or Stone Cold, but like everybody else, they don't make shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have friends who are pro wrestlers, and I'll tell you, I mean, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm like, how much? Like, oh, it'll be $1,200. I'm like, $1,200.
$1,200?
You're gonna show up and go wrestle around and get hurt and risk injury for $1,200.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for
7 dudes in
20
Nebraska.
years. Yeah. I'm all. Well, I can sell my merchandise. That's their thing.
Yeah.
They're big on selling merchandise.
Dude.
I'm like, so then when you're done wrestling, you're going to go out back and have to actually like work and sign
man.
autographs to really make your money.
No, like wrestling, obviously compared to the UFC, it's not a sport, but like the grind.
Oh,
that they
it's
have,
physically demanding.
but that's why there's a lot of opiate abuse.
Yeah,
Was that
Because-
movie The Wrestler? Was that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every
was a great
stand-up
movie.
comic
That's
watching
hard-
that is
that's
like,
hard to
oh,
watch.
this is so sad, dude. It's the same business model now. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die.
It's the same business. Yeah. It's so sad.
Right? You're like, oh.
He's in these just shit clubs.
Well, we talked about that. That's why I think you get so much hatred sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, because I think there's a lot of hardcore, you know, guys that have grinded out. You definitely haven't taken the normal path.
No,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? But then instead of being happy for you, like,
Yeah.
I don't. People are
Like
like,
there's only the whole notion is that like there's only so much out there. So if one guy gets it, that means less for you. And that's
oh, really?
so
I
not
never
true.
knew that in that business.
No, it's not. That's what they think, though.
Yeah.
It's also not the 90s. You
Yeah.
know, there's not 3 HBO
It's not
specials,
boxing, right?
morons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So let me ask you, I hope the UFC would open up a Pride wing of the Hall of Fame because I feel like those guys never get any discussion when you really talk about the greats. Because when you talk about the greats of all time, a lot of people are just, you know, they're going like John Jones, GSP, Khabib, because everybody's like today, you know.
Yeah,
and then, you know,
most recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, like, look in the 2000s. I mean, like,
They dominated.
Fedor, Mirko, you know, Nogueira. I think during that time they were. Yeah, it would be interesting if they did.
Vanderlei Silva never didn't he have a
Vanderlei
22 fight winning streak?
And the Hua brothers.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You beat me to it. The Shogun Hua at 19, dude.
Yeah.
Ninja
Went
and
through.
Shogun.
Dude,
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts.
The thing
Kevin
is like-
Randleman, Mark Coleman.
Yeah, a lot of those guys came to UFC. That's why. Like the only really
But they were
Fedor.
older.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but like Fedor had his time in Pride, but he never came to UFC. All the other guys kind of came to UFC. I mean, Rampage was champion. No one really who was at the top of their game at Pride came
Actually,
in and
Dan
was still
Henderson
at the top of their game. He said, "Yeah, Dan Henderson."
Henderson.
Then actually, I think Quentin probably did the best.
Yeah.
Quentin
Out
came
of the
over.
Pride guys?
Quentin,
Yeah,
for sure.
when Quentin came over, I mean, look, he knocked out Chuck when
Yeah.
Chuck was like still. I think at that point, Chuck was on a 7 or 8 fight win streak.
Yeah.
And then he held the belt for a couple fights. You know.
Yeah. He had that thing where he had some car thing, like where he got in some car, like car chase or whatever.
Yeah, like
Drug,
some
yeah.
It
monster
was after, you know what?
Yeah.
It was after he lost the fight. When he lost the title, he lost it to Forrest Griffin, and he stayed up real late and was, and then he really honestly, like somehow, I think he got it in his head that his friend needed his help or something. And Quentin, like I hang out with Quentin,
I love him.
The dude is like very much about his brothers. You know what I mean? Like if you're in his circle,
He's a
like,
great guy.
like if you say, hey, call someone up to bury a body at 2 a.m, he's the dude. You know what I mean? Honestly, swear to God. And
duly
so,
noted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
Like-
going to tweet it out, but he's
You know
your
what I
guy.
mean? Yeah. But that
He's
being
going to tweet out with a Monster sponsorship, but he's your guy.
So he had it in his head that his friend needed him, and so he jumped in the truck and was like running cars over and shit, and just like had a little had a mental breakdown, I guess, to say it.
No, Quentin's one of my favorite people in the business. He's great, man. On here, he's great.
I had a show on Spike TV and I had to fight him.
100%.
Quentin's amazing.
You had to fight him?
I had to fight him on my Spike TV show.
What was the show?
It was called Wild World of Spike. It was me, Jason Ellis, and Kit Cope. And they,
I remember that.
and
Yeah.
they decided to put me in with Quentin Tarantino. I remember staring at him going,
Wait,
I
Quentin
can't-
Rampage or Quentin Tarantino?
No, Quentin Rampage.
I was like, hopefully you beat up Quentin.
Yeah.
That's slightly fair.
fucked
That's
that
slightly
one
more
up.
fair fight.
Yeah, but it was crazy because he's really nice to me, and then he would cork one off just to let me know, like right in my ribs, like boom. I'm like, oh,
mess
okay,
you up?
okay. No,
He's
no,
a physically strong guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, he's powerful.
His head is enormous.
His
Yeah.
jawline.
I talked to
is
Herb
nuts.
Dean one time when we were talking. You know, Herb's trained, has fights.
Yeah.
And he said, I think he tried to put him in a guillotine. And he goes, he literally just stood up with him. He goes, and Herb's a 220-pound guy. He goes, it wasn't no effort for him to extend his hips. You think about it, I mean, that dude picked up and power bombed. I mean, like some,
Arona, Ricardo
Yeah,
Arona.
They might be the best knockout of all time.
Yeah, like, as far-
that slam,
Yeah.
dude.
You ever see that where they're doing the sports science? They're talking about different strikes, like what generates the most energy. And they said that picking a human being up and basically dropping him is like 400 G's or some crazy number. They're like, basically, thank God you're on a mat. Because if you'd done that shit in the street, it'd kill you. Like basically, you'd like almost be like a
But
tomato.
now everyone learned, like, if they're
Everyone
gonna
hooks
jump,
that
grab
leg.
the
Yeah.
leg. Don't
Or
say it. Don't get.
I got this
rampaged.
one for people. I'm like, let the fuck go.
Who knew, Anderson?
This is a concept,
Bro, there's also
Let go. I always wanted. I'm like, hey, but guys, I'm going to pick you up. Let it go.
Yeah, dude.
Anderson Silva is a collectible guy. Look at that, dude. He's got action figures.
A lot of toys.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna see if you guys. When I see Anderson, for some reason, like I feel like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, there's like a
There's like a Mickey Mouse
Yeah, there's
Disney
like a
character in
friendly
them.
thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of
Might
the most
be his
deadly human
eyebrows.
beings in the world, but
He's
like,
so nice.
He's cartoonishly nice.
Yeah, he's so nice. Again, I was saying this when they were asking me my predictions. Every fiber in my body as a UFC alumni, like, it's Anderson Silva, man.
Yeah.
I love Anderson. But it's also a 46-year-old Anderson against Jake Paul. Like, the world shouldn't work like this. I do think it could be a tough night for Anderson.
Yeah,
Just
it
being
could.
like, because Jake's so much younger, quicker. I think Anderson's gonna outskill him early on. Like the first 3 rounds will be a little dicey. Jake's like, geez, I can't land on this guy.
Yeah.
But eventually, his speed and quickness and youth is gonna land something. It's gonna be tough for Anderson.
How many rounds is this fight?
I think if Anderson takes
guys
it
know?
seriously and doesn't play with him,
eight.
I think that he wins.
He
I
should.
think if Anderson even like what he did with Tito, where he like sat against the corner, lets Tito throw, and he's kind of
That's true.
laughing, and then boom, hits him with a right and a hook and steps off. It's like, if you don't do that, because that shit, if he does that with Jake Paul, could be a bad night.
Agreed. Yeah.
But if he goes out there and takes him seriously,
Serious?
like, all right, look, don't play with this dude, get him out of there, and like
Agreed.
hurt him quickly, badly, and for all 8 rounds until he can't stand up, I think he does well.
Yeah, if Anderson, if he takes it serious and doesn't view him as like a Disney YouTuber,
Yeah,
and
if
if it's Anderson, dude, like
Well, I can see
Anderson
him
showed
go
up
out
for
there
Julio
going
Chavez
serious.
Jr.
And then all of a sudden having his way with him, and then let me make a game of this. Let me go ahead and draw this out and have some fun.
that could be a
if he
problem.
starts doing that, I'm getting scared.
I agree, Frank. That could be a
If
problem.
Jake doesn't catch him with a big shot and knock him out, I mean,
He's not gonna outskill him.
Yeah,
no, there's no
No,
way.
and
And also,
Anderson's
too,
a
reach and
monster.
jab. He's going to have a hard time.
Anderson's defense is ridiculous. Too.
Yeah.
And
ridiculous.
Jake Paul so far, in the fights that I've seen so far, he's done with Tyrone, and he's moving backwards, right? He's moving backwards. He's trying, and he's throwing shots.
Yeah, his knockouts a lot of times is their momentum.
Right.
He's catching coming
Anderson doesn't move forward. You know
No,
what I mean?
no.
Like he does
You
every
gotta
once in
bring
a
it to him.
while. So now he's gonna have to move forward on somebody. It's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
The shot he hit Woodley with, Woodley was standing right in front of him. Woodley thought he was throwing a body shot, and he just got hit with an overhand.
in. That Nick,
and I
but
think
that
at
one
point,
Nick
Woodley
Anderson
was
coming in.
hunting him down. You know what I mean? In the 2 fights, he moved backwards.
Yeah. The one that
I
he
would assume Jake knows that. Like their camp has to work on
Dude,
that.
I love Anderson Silva.
No, BJ Flores, his trainer. In fact, it's funny. I had sparred with BJ back, in 2008, 2007 and stuff. I was actually there when I don't know, they'll get pissed that I say this, but Nassim Rockman came in the gym to train, and I actually got to watch. BJ was sparring with him. BJ's, was 200-pound guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And BJ floored him.
BJ
Flores floored
Floored-
Nassim Rockman.
Wow.
Yeah. At not Syndicate, sorry, the gym now. Striking Unlimited. Lake
Jesus
Mead, I was
Christ.
there. I watched, and they ran around the ring and made sure everybody had their phones, had to delete it. They're like, delete that right
Yeah,
now.
right
delete
now,
that.
get that out. Jesus Christ.
Rockman's corner. And BJ, too. He was he's telling his guys.
Oh, I'm
delete
sure.
stuff.
He's not
so
even
probably
putting that
now
there.
I'm the dick because I told him. But like, I was there. I watched. I was like, and Rockman still looked like Rockman. I mean, thick head,
Oh,
big arm.
savage,
I mean,
dude.
he probably was. And to Rockman's defense, I think he was just getting into camp.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and spar with this
Sometimes
guy.
that happens,
I outweigh by 60 pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Did you ever spar with Anderson? Did he
no,
ever come through Vegas?
no, just because of the whole Nogueira thing early on, like.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
you know,
Brazilian's a snitch on you.
I
Trust
think think Anderson don't like me.
Oh, Anderson's
because they get like they take it really personal.
Yeah, dude, you shattered Nogueira's fucking.
I get
shoulder,
that, I get
dude.
that, but still,
You're I don't understand, man. I sent them
But
flowers.
I mean, I've hung out with guys that I beat, and I've hung out with guys that beat me. You know what I mean? Like it's like, dude, it's a fight. It's like it'd be like being pissed at your training partner. It's like, oh, we go and roll, and you guillotine me, right? It's like I can't talk to you for a week. It's like, dude, like it's over.
But don't
It's
talk to
training.
me forever if you shatter my fucking shoulder, Frank. And my thing's jiu-jitsu.
Or just, I bet you
have to go back
Tim
to Brazil.
Sylvia's probably cool though.
Yeah,
right?
I've actually hung out and had
Tim's
drinks with
great.
Tim, like within the year, within the year of actually breaking his arm.
Yeah,
Tim,
dude, he
Tim-
tried to
Tim's-
pretend that
Tim's
his
a
arm
guy's guy.
wasn't broken, and
Yeah.
every person on
Well,
Earth
that's
saw
how
that.
tough
It was
he
like,
is.
No, honest to God, that's a tough. And he knew his arm was broken.
Of course.
And he'll tell you, and he told me to this day, he goes, I just wanted to restart it because I knew I had about 15 seconds to knock you out. I was going to come after you with my left hand.
savage.
I was like, wow, that's impressive. Because I was going to throw a head kick and see what happens. I just wanted to see you.
It got really bad.
I'm like, I mean, I hear you, but the good thing they stopped it. 'cause
I know
it
it was
could've been
broke.
ugly.
Yeah,
I knew it was messed up,
broke,
so I
yeah.
was going to check it out. Be like,
Jesus
let's
Christ.
see how you like check this with a forearm.
Dude, so Frank and I did the Fight Night flashback where we went over his biggest fights, like like the Tim Sylvia one, the Nogueira, the Brock Lesnar knee bar, which is my favorite fight of all time. But with the Tim Sylvia one, when you watch a vintage Tim Sylvia, down the road, hopefully people acknowledge this. You're talking about one of the best to ever do it with his size, speed, and athleticism. You're talking 6'7", 6'8", impossible to take down, ridiculous boxing.
Were you saying? Were
Dude,
you the
he's
one that
hitting
said
guy-
you thought he would kill it today if he was around?
Yeah, I think you'd give Francis or Cyril Gane issues.
he's just hitting
What are you
guys
gonna
from
do?
a mile away.
Because remember, he could box, dude. So
Yeah.
he had that nasty right hand. He could jab, and
because I mean, he knocked out
the guys today don't use the reach. He used his reach.
Andre at his top too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they had some great boxing.
Oh,
back
Andre
and
lost
forth.
tonight.
Oh, did he?
They keep him these young lions, and finally it caught up with him. He lost tonight.
Dude, the one I texted you guys about, Haas.
Yeah.
Dude, he got caught in a knee bar. His knee popped. What's his name? Fremd let him. I think it's Fremd. Let him go because he knew he popped his knee. And Haas, I think he was in shock, dude. Like, so he ended up against the fence, and nothing happened. So the ref was like, I guess keep going. Fight goes for another minute, and then Fremd absolutely starched him. Like, it was one of the. It's one of the gnarly.
I think
It's a
it's-
gnarly finish.
We were
dude.
traveling in. I think I'm gonna catch it later.
Oh, this is gonna be a good fight. These two chicks.
You wish,
What's going on with the
Playboy.
one girl's stomach? She's still hot as fuck, but there's some.
That's a baby mama.
Yeah, that might. Yeah,
Are
they
you
might have
sure?
kids.
That's a
100%.
weird-
Yeah,
no,
100%.
I
Those are
was
stretch
a
marks.
kid.
No, I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
that-
Well, you.
That's
have
stepdad
kids,
scenario.
That's,
I don't stretch.
yeah, the one the stretch, but it's there.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong. She's still hot.
No,
as
no,
fuck.
I'm
no,
just
it's
saying though
cool.
that you're gonna be, you're playing.
I'm
someone
probably getting a lot of hate now.
Dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
I love the baby's mama.
No, it's cool, but also covered up. All right, Sam. No, it's tough, man.
Where is this fight, by the way?
Arizona. See the giant Arizona flag on the shirt?
Oh yeah, there you go.
How did this fight end up higher on the bill than Uriah and?
That is interesting because
Avion.
even when they promoted it, and the way I promote it for this fight campaign was main event, co-main event.
Yeah.
Because Showtime, who I still talk to, I was like, hey, when does Uriah and Le'Veon Bell walk out? And they're like, we're trying to figure it out. I'm like, this is co-main event. I'm like, yep. Definitely co-main event.
Yeah.
I don't, but I'm thinking maybe they did that because that was a 4-round fight. They thought it was gonna be quicker, and they wanted to give
that's true.
Jake and Anderson more time.
That's true. Yeah, having a 4-round co-main is kind of weird.
That'd be tough. Yeah, for the main event.
Remember when they told you that hairspray caused a hole in the ozone? That was fun.
I do remember that.
Sam, can we? That guy looks healthy, dude. Can we bring that up, dude? Can we talk about this Nancy
Crazy,
Pelosi,
bro.
Dude, I looked into that guy.
Frank's like us.
Yeah.
Frank's on the team.
Yeah.
Dude,
On the team.
Frank's on the team. Frank, we're in the safe zone right now.
Yeah.
We're in
Circle of trust.
Circle of trust. Now it's live, so it can
Yeah.
get dicey. But circle of trust in this environment.
Yeah.
That you know what's going on with Nancy Pelosi.
Well, I know her husband got beat up by a guy with a hammer. The only joke I made so far, because it's funny, because Galen really covers my
Gay is the right word.
Galen
at that
covers my
point.
Twitter, right? Because
Yeah.
in my brain I go, you know what would be funny? Be like, hey, so are they going to take away our hammers? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
now am I going to have to wait like a 3-day waiting period to get my hammer? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You know, like, you know.
Yeah,
And so,
are you gonna
and so
ban
then
all
Galen's
hammers?
usually like, when I text him that, he's all, Yeah, no, you're
Don't
not
do
gonna
that.
say No,
Yeah,
you're not
the-
tweeting that.
Dude, it's gotten
There was
crazy.
two hammers, but the hammers in the pants.
Yeah,
Go on,
there's
okay.
4 hammers.
What
Two
happened
hammers,
now?
two-
Okay, all I
Yeah.
know is he's getting brain surgery. Like he got
Wait,
screwed up.
he's
right?
is he getting brain surgery?
Yeah,
He's getting
like,
so he's got a fractured skull, but
yeah.
It was a lover's quarrel.
it was a lover's quarrel, dog.
No.
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait,
dude.
where
Wow,
are
yeah,
you
he
pulling
was-
that from?
No.
What?
Where'd you
It's
get that
pulling-
from?
The guy,
Oh, these
the
are
guy
facts.
says it. The if you look at the picture of the glass is all coming out, meaning that the
But
smash
also
comes
and
from
also
the inside.
security. And this is this isn't confirmed.
So is
but
Nancy
this
a
is-
beard?
Yeah. So
Nancy's in D.C.
Yeah,
Nancy was in D.C.
But
yeah.
but also this remember Nancy Pelosi's probably she's more powerful than Biden if you think about it.
Yeah.
So she's third
Yeah.
in line to get the presidency
Yeah,
if something were to
yeah.
happen.
Speaker of the House,
So she's in D.C. When she's in D.C. because she is hated. She has more security than anybody knows,
Yeah.
even when she's gone. So you're telling me this guy who
Yeah.
was making bracelets out of a van next to somebody's house, this
doing,
homeless
Was able to
guy-
get to her
doing
husband.
nudist
hold on,
weddings.
broke in through the White House security?
No way.
But now it's coming
Yeah.
out that no, the husband was like, no, he's my friend. Let him in. Loveless quarrel, right? They're trying to figure
Over
out who's-
drugs.
They're trying to figure out who's going to suck who
It was
off.
Ed
Someone grabbed
Buck.
the
This just
hammer.
gets better.
This is Ed
I-
Buck
I-
shit.
But hold on, it even goes deeper than this, and I'm sure you know this. The husband, 3 weeks ago, gets a DUI, gets in
Yeah.
a wreck. Well,
No, that was actually a long time ago.
That was
He
just
just
a few months ago.
That
yeah,
was a while
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah,
He just got
they just came up like they let him off.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
the trial or
Yeah,
whatever.
shocker.
Yeah,
Shocker.
Not
He was able
gonna
to get out of
press
that.
But no,
charges.
here's what's interesting about that, and this what adds more value to
He was
it,
like
what
leaving a
means him.
party with drinking or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he was in I forget what car. He was in a Porsche. Both airbags went off. The only way an airbag goes off is if a
Someone's
human
in the
body's
seat.
over
Oh,
whatever
shit.
certain weight goes off.
And I thought the controversy because
I
I've heard
didn't even know that.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, he's like, run.
Damn,
He's
you
all
know
run.
something.
I got
Yeah.
this.
Well, because I
he
know
was in
that.
the car with
Yeah, because
See,
Yeah.
that's my whole thing about
Probably
all
getting
this,
sucked
dude.
out.
It's
Yeah.
like they just know what you're into. They find out what you're into, and they see if you can control you through some shit, dude. And everybody has a dark story. And
Well,
that's what
I
they
knew-
do.
I wanted to bring
I
this
think
up
you're the
with
one
you
in
too.
control. If you're not hiding it, like the fact that he's that blatant, like traveling around, if that's the case, that means you got nothing to worry about. You're the alpha, you're the predator. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, the rest of us got to hide our shit because I
Yeah.
don't have any power or control. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Well,
Like,
well, just think about Nancy and her husband's, their
Yeah,
stock
he's
trading.
blatantly being
The
out
thing
on
about
them.
their stock trading, it's so obvious.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's so
Pelosi-
crazy.
but they're like-
it shows like 30% of all the
Oh,
stock.
bro, she has a more success
She's
rate.
the greatest trader
Right.
of all time.
in history.
I mean, they just showed. I mean, so that's what I thought about doing. You know what I'm going to do? They have those websites where it just shows you what the,
Follow
Yeah,
her.
what they
Follow her
do.
trades.
It's like I'm just
Yeah.
going to follow their trades
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they know what the hell's
The
up.
problem is
before it
because
happens.
insider trading, she gets ahead of it. So by the time you get around to it, everybody else is trying to
Well,
do what
she's
she
just
does,
doing
she
it
gets ahead
based
of it.
on what she's on a committee. They're like, oh, we're going to green light this funding to go to blah blah blah, and then she tells him, and he buys in. And,
Which
yeah.
I mean, Martha Stewart did like what a year for that
Yeah.
bullshit. I mean, like how is that not?
And all she did,
yeah.
she got out of a stock. That
She
was about
sold
to
it.
get
She heard it was
crushed.
gonna be bad to
Yeah.
make $300,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
She's gonna lose
Like-
300.
They
it
make
was-
all the money on that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
nuts.
It's
Yeah,
crazy,
she's
bro.
a better
Options.
stock trader than Warren Buffett, the
Yeah,
billionaire.
shocker.
Weird.
Yeah, when you're able to make the rules right and you know what rules coming up. You're like,
Yeah, I mean,
Or we're-
basically what we learn from this is don't ask the dude who could beat you up to suck your dick. That's really the
Especially
fucking
as a
lesson,
hammer.
right?
Especially close with a
I
hammer.
mean, dude, he's
or maybe
80,
he told him
he's
not to suck
30.
his dick, and that's why he got beat up by the
Yeah.
Frank's onto something.
Okay.
Make sure you
You
suck
never
that. dick.
And the
Hold on,
Unless you're good with a hammer.
the cop said,
don't deny the hammer unless you can use the hammer.
Dude, you're 80. You're doing like You're doing like party, drug, gay sex at 80, bro.
No, but here's my thing,
Dude, you're
you're-
doing it.
dude. You're
You're
here's my
doing it
thing.
with a hammer, bro.
No, here's
Yeah,
the
I'm
point.
in my 40s
Here's the
getting
point,
worried about
dude.
my health. You know what I mean?
Dude, you're 80. Your wife is Nancy Pelosi, and you're messing around with that homeless dude.
Yeah.
Have a little respect for yourself,
Yeah,
bud.
dude.
Get a little twink.
Well,
That's
dude,
right.
gotta-
'cause
it's gotta be
You
an
said some good
escort.
things
It's
on
gotta be
that.
an
You said her chat, right?
Oh, Nancy got some hitters. You
oh,
know
dude,
this.
some fat cans,
Yeah.
bro.
It's gotta be an
shiny
escort.
fat cans.
like he's got to be paying for it, so he knows that
No,
they'll be
you
quiet.
get a young twink, hairless like a seal, and he's on the fucking bill, and you're just paying him monthly.
Dude,
Yeah.
gay guys love homeless dudes. It's like its own genre. Do you ever watch the first 48?
Boom.
yeah.
Hitters. White House hitters.
Dude, she's like 80. Those tits are like 30.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude.
Speaker of the blouse. Look at that. Speaker of the
Look
blouse.
at that.
I mean,
But dude, did you ever
she don't
watch
hide
the
'em
first
either.
48? you ever watch that?
Dude,
remember the
too
show?
much.
So you think
What
he's
do you mean
full-blown,
remember the
or
show?
is
Yeah.
he just like a
Dude,
switch hitter?
so many of those stories. There's like some gay dude asked some homeless guy to
Yep.
crash at his house.
Yep.
Oh, you need a place? Come crash at my house. And then it got weird, and the homeless guy went nuts. Remember the homeless guy that Jimmy Kimmel? Like, there was a story about a homeless guy who like saved a woman like from some weird attack. He like saved her, and like they made him to a big story. Jimmy Kimmel had him on his show.
Okay.
Well, like a month later, this story happens. Like some rich gay guy let him crash his house, tried to do some gay shit, and the dude went nuts, and I think offed him.
Why'd he go nuts though? I thought he was into gay stuff.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think he was.
Just like the
he got
homeless
he got
factor.
trapped into this.
No.
They're attracted to the homeless
The guy,
thing.
the
He saw him on
gay
Jimmy
guy
Kimmel.
asked the homeless dude to crash at his house, and then tried some gay shit.
Yeah.
And
The homeless dude wasn't down for
Have
it.
you ever
Okay.
seen the sign?
That
We'll
was
do anything
Dahmer's
for
first
mo-
murder.
We'll do anything for food except for gay shit.
Well,
That's
then
gotta
you're
be
not
established.
hungry enough.
Yeah, because the one singer, George Michael, he would do that. Like, wouldn't he
Oh,
go
yeah.
and cruise like
he would go down to the
parks and
park,
shit.
dude.
Yeah, right.
Go to
Like
the park.
I think he got caught with like a homeless guy, right? Like inside.
Yeah,
like,
so Robert Downey Jr. did.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy, right?
Robert
With a-
Downey
with a
Jr. got-
transgender.
no,
I-
RDJ too.
Oh yeah, Iron Man. Oh yeah, Iron Man.
Really?
No,
He
got popped
Iron
with a
Man
dude?
suck you off.
I don't know if he got popped with dude. He got popped sleeping in someone's
I might have
house.
made that up. Chin, bring that up.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I'm confused. I know Eddie Murphy. got
Eddie
buzzed.
Murphy
No,
for
Eddie
sure.
Murphy was with the trans.
Trans.
Warren
Can't you
Sapp,
give
too.
someone a ride? I'm like, dude, what?
Warren
No,
Sapp.
get the
Hey,
fuck.
yeah. Hey,
I can't give a chick with a big dick a ride.
Yeah.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That
No.
you picked up downtown LA.
Yeah, you're parked, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a cooking show.
Robert Downey Jr. caught with. See, what would you say for internet to Google it? Robert Downey Jr. caught with
Hooker? I feel like I would have known him.
Yeah.
If you say caught a bunch of drug shit.
I mean, dude, yeah, he got.
no, I
he got-
think you're mistaking him
got-
for that movie he did Below Zero or something like that.
Oh, I'm
where-
thinking of Dallas Buyers Club.
I mean, dude, he got popped doing blow 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, his was.
I remember.
That's
one-
a turnaround success story, though, man.
Absolutely.
You go from being like,
I'm such a
I think
fan.
I think they said like his agent like literally had like a fucking net trying to fucking catch his fucking ass, like running through
Like
the
a
fucking bushes.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
like,
cartoon.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm like. I'm like, am I really reading this right?
Go back to that, Chin. What was it? Is it
He-
just
he did time
just
for
driving
that.
naked?
Dude,
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Type in.
I remember seeing pictures
Did you
in.
see the
I
video?
remember
Apologies
seeing
to
him,
Robert Downey
like
Jr.
talk to the judge about it, and he gave this speech, and I was like, "Well, this is a good performance." He's all, "It's like I have a gun in my mouth and I can't stop." I was like,
What were you gonna say, Sam?
Do you see
gave-
the video
gave him a
where
year
some
anyway.
guy crashed his truck and then like just kicks open the door and he's buck naked?
Yes.
And he gets out and he
Runs out.
starts walking like the Terminator.
Yeah,
Boom, 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 boom.
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom,
He's
boom.
so mad, and he was obviously doing something in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's not a
crashes-
sober move.
No.
"Dude,
Yeah,
now that
I guess
think about it,
Robert Downey Jr. Just to be very clear, his things was just drugs. And he had a gun in the car.
He liked to do drugs and he like would just crash in like somebody's house. They just found him in a next door.
So
neighbor's
Robert Downey
house.
Jr. was arrested after driving naked in his Porsche. What kind of Porsche?
Did they just
Important-
cut off the
with
fight? Is it
cocaine,
that
heroin,
boring,
and
or is
a
it between
and a
rounds?
gun.
I mean,
And they came for him for that. What are we talking
Yeah,
about? That's
gun.
nothing. And now I'm almost
cares?
positive on this. Bring this up, Chin. Warren Sapp got caught with a transgender in Arizona during the Super Bowl. Do you guys remember that?
No.
no."
Pretty sure.
I feel like I was all up.
And I hate
on
bringing
people who
this
get caught with
stuff up,
tranny.
but it is what it is.
Retires
porn?
after gay porn. Wait, what?
There you go. Solicitation arrest.
Oh man, he lost. Dude, that blew up his career, huh?
No, he was fine.
It says NFL Network fired him.
Dude,
after
that you know what's the
solicitation.
craziest thing right now? I was just going through like broadcasts. Right? I'm like, what happened to Warren Sapp? I swear to God, that I was thinking that today. Just like running, these just random thoughts. You're just like,
Yeah.
oh, whatever happened to Warren Sapp? Because we were talking about Tom Brady, like oh, that guy's going to be in broadcasting,
Yeah.
no problem when he's
Or
done.
he signed a deal.
Yeah, right. Well, he had one already, right before he did.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Cop says
Warren Sapp-
two women. You know what? It's my own transgender.
Really
I don't know
love
what's
it,
happening,
bro.
here.
Dude,
Whenever
A
I
lot
think
of projection going on.
I mean, listen. Sometimes when
Looks
you
like a
realize
chick,
it's too
walks
late,
like a chick. Dick
don't-
thinks it's a chick.
I don't want to hurt any feelings. It's late. It's hard to tell.
If you don't see it, does it
just
really
have a big
count?
It's starting to
handful
get
of
hard to tell, bro. They're making these things are trans are like iPhones. They're just updating them all the time.
Have you ever seen that? What is it? The Bangkok? What was it? No. Is it the?
You talking about
Thai?
the lady boys in Thailand?
Well, no, they do like a beauty pageant where it's all transgender.
It's tough to tell.
Bro, and like they're all, I'm like, wow, like okay, like,
It's like, and I'm gay.
that's scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Am I right, bro?
I don't like the way I'm feeling right now.
It's like weird.
I know
I
the
have an
dudes,
uncomfortable
but
sensation. Yeah.
No, Brian Callen has the best story. He was in Thailand because he was shooting Hangover 2, where they filmed in Thailand. And he goes, I'm telling you, dude, these lady boys, you can't tell. He's like, and I'm at a bar, and he's like, and it's dark, and it's like a bar club. And he goes, and then he's like, this girl was gorgeous, dude. And she was into me. He's like, damn. He goes, so we go in this, they have like rooms there. He's like, we're in this room, we're making out. He's like, I'm just making out. And I go down to, mess around. And he goes, I should get a handful of dick and cock. And I go, oh my God, did you run out? He goes, no, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So I just kept going. And I was like, oh.
That's what you want to tell yourself.
Yeah, I was like, oh, did you hook up with her? He's like, I forget what happened. I forget what. And then he just stares off. He's all, I was like, oh.
He is in the theater, dude.
That's an empathetic soul right there. He's like, I don't want to hurt his
Yeah, he's
feelings.
like, I don't want to hurt his feelings.
You get a pass until you know, and then once you know, it's like,
What you do, it's on you, my man. Sounds like Brian's gay. Yeah, that's why they did these fights. Because, 3 rounds, you got real boxers.
Yeah.
They can kind
These are
of
like
dictate.
good fighters.
Yeah, again, Chris Alvia, yeah, he's a badass. Le'Veon Bell going to decision for only 4 rounds. If it was longer, I think Le'Veon Bell would have been knocked out. That's tough for Uriah Hall, and I doubt Uriah Hall's going to keep doing this. Like, the Le'Veon Bell fight was a one-off. I doubt he's just going to keep boxing, these guys.
I wonder what he got paid for this fight. I mean, 4 rounds. He doesn't even have to train for that, really.
He shouldn't, yeah. I mean, unless, he's just been balls deep in kickboxing, like, he's been.
Is he going back to kickboxing?
I think he's done because he was basically retired. He got this opportunity, but he talked about how he's done. He talked about very openly, and shout out to him about suicidal and like all that shit. So
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Oh, you'll like this.
Rough train.
You'll like
Look at this. Look at this central casting crowd in the back there, huh?
You like this, Sam. I went on stage last night in Calgary. And I was talking about Newsom and all, boo. I go, that's fine. That's fine.
Did you see the
And I
Ramirez
said,
Romero
but
fight
you're prime
thing?
minister. How long you guys want to pretend his dad's not
Wasn't this really Ramirez and Romero?
Fidel
Cuban was
Castro.
supposed to be fighting tonight.
And what'd they say? Did they go crazy?
nuts?
Yeah.
And I went.
this card?
I said,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'll wait for them. I
The
said
next
Calgary.
one is Rodriguez and Sylvie.
But I mean, the whole night. Okay, yeah, it was
I
off.
don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it either now.
So they
someone
started
didn't make
cheering for
swear.
that. I go, Calgary. I'll be in the back doing meet and greets. I want to hear your argument that his dad's not Fidel Castro.
Oh, dude, his
I'll
dad's
see you
Fidel
after the show.
His dad's Fidel Castro for sure.
Oh, have you
Oh, we're
seen,
talking about Trudeau. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Oh, no, have you seen the
100%.
pictures? But then
Yeah.
also,
And
this is
then the
the
mom and
crazy
dad
thing.
all hung out with. There's pictures of him hanging
Yeah.
out with the family.
Well, you know when the dad
His
married
mom's
the
a
mom
thought, for sure.
Well, they were swingers. You
Yeah.
know when the dad married the mom, she was I think 19 when they met or 18, maybe it's 16, dicey, and then he got married at 22. And then they were fans of Fidel Castro. They would vacation out there. So somebody found out the records when they went on their honeymoon, and they would go. She would have to be there in February or whatever, 1971. So they mapped out. They have it on record all their travel. But when they went to the Caribbean where Fidel Castro was, it says unknown island. It's the exact time of the 9 months when she would have got pregnant.
Dude,
from
look
Fidel Castro.
at
course,
Trudeau's
bro.
like Canadian father, and then
Yeah.
look at Castro. He looks
Yeah,
identical
whenever you
to
show pictures
Castro.
side to
Dude.
side, the same age, and it's like, dude, like I'm like,
But
okay.
in 2016, he was like giving Fidel Castro props, like
Well, he's still
Dude,
he
he's
just
also
said during the
doing- it's his
thing-
dad.
Yeah, well, during this whole pandemic, he was complimenting China.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You know what? China does things very well. The fact that they were able to, I'm like, because they're able to tell everybody to stay inside their house with no
Yeah.
issues because you're gonna get shot. Okay, like
I mean, look at that. What
Did you
are we
hear the
doing?
new thing today? That the FBI doesn't want to release the Seth Rich information. Did you see that?
Who's Seth Rich?
Really?
Seth Rich is the one.
dude that-
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
This is why Sam's here, baby.
He might have released the Hillary Clinton emails to WikiLeaks, maybe, and then got murdered.
Yeah. Straight
Maybe.
up murder.
Oh, I
dude.
wonder who did it.
Yeah, 100%.
An
So the
unsolved
FBI
murder.
is now like, we don't want to release it for 66 years.
What's up with them with this
66
shit? With the
dude,
like,
it's
Well, that's
we'll
what they
release
do
it in
with JFK.
75 years.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they
what
want
Pfizer
the people
did
are
the same
really
thing.
mad to kind of calm down, and
Yeah.
then by the time they can do
Well, I think
something,
the
they're
people
like 90.
they did
Yeah.
it too. They're like, all right, no one's gonna go to jail now.
Yeah,
you'll
we're
be
all
dead.
dead.
But
Yeah.
you'd also lose all faith in government. They released all that stuff, like the JFK. Back then, there was a huge riots that everyone knows the inside job. But we don't. Now we're like, oh, we're discovering it now. No, back then they knew it.
Yeah,
but they wait
everybody
to
knew
release it to all the people who would radicalize and actually do something. They're too old.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
crazy. But
I think about that though. Like, if the CIA really did it, like,
Oh,
I don't know if it's
Who
good. If
did
everybody,
what?
if everybody
Did
knows.
what?
The JFK. Like,
No,
if
no,
everybody
if
no,
they
knew
no,
did
for
it's not
sure.
if.
yeah.
I'm
No,
not a
I
big
know.
conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
It's 100%.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like,
Everybody
would it
in
be
that
good
plaza
for-
was
for-
an assassin, bro. It was
I
like
don't know if I believe that, but
no, what?
What, everybody?
Everyone?
Dude, almost everybody there. They had teams of assassins.
Can we say a lot
bro.
of assassins?
A lot. Like,
How
it
many
was
we talking?
He was like John Wick, bro. He just walked in, and you remember when all the phones
Yeah.
go off and everyone's got a phone in the
Yeah.
plaza? That's how it was. And the ones that were basically off later on.
You want to hear a crazy story? So we were just down there about 2 years ago when Bella was wrestling in Nashville.
Dallas?
In Dallas. And so we went on the tour. So one of the guys was our bus driver. Goes, "You really want to know what happened?" I was like, "All right, sure, let me hear your story." So his version of it is that they're all partying the night before, and his all Secret Service, they're all drunk, and they're the only ones that have the M16 at that point because they were one of the first ones that actually purchased them. They bought like 60 of them, whatever. Because it was like 1961 or whatever it was, 62, right? So the M16 was brand new, and they were the first ones to actually have them, was their Secret Service guys. So that's why you can see actually a picture of one of the guys sitting on the back of his vehicle with one of those weapons. Also, reason why they were so adamant about getting the bullet that was actually in his head, because that was the bullet that killed him. So they're saying that Oswald was the real thing. He doesn't know if they were trying to kill him or not, but that guy really was up there, and he took a shot. First shot went through, and because they were all partying, they were all kind of drunk. The one guy, the driver, floors it. Well, one of the bodyguards in the back, this kid is also basically not supposed to be there, but they're like, "Hey, man, we're all kind of hungover. You just get on the back." And he's also the guy that goes and gets the girls for JFK. So he's like the procurer of the hookers and whatnot. The Wrangler, right? So that's the kid sitting on the back. Car speeds off. He falls backwards, fires a shot off, hits JFK in the back of the head. He's the one that actually killed him. Purely a screw up. Then the guy,
Lee Harvey Oswald
gets his second shot off. That's why they say there are three. He only fired two. The first and the third. The second shot is actually him falling off his ass and shooting JFK in the back of the head. Or JFK wouldn't have been dead because the shot that went through his chest. That's why all those shots look so weird the way he's moving. Well, now the Secret Service knows that when Robert Kennedy shows up, he realizes what happened. They tell him like, "Hey, there really was an assassin. There was really an attempt on him. That's not the bullet that killed him, though. It's our guy who did it. Well, so-and-so, the Wrangler." Like, "Oh, man, well, I'm not putting that guy on the stand." They're going to ask, "Who are you? What's your job?" That's going to embarrass the Kennedy family. So you know what I mean? That he's out this is the guy that wrangles up pussy for John.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Go ahead and throw it all on him. Get the bullet back." So that's why they went in there and they confiscated the one bullet.
Yeah,
you go ahead and keep the one. You can keep that one, but you can't keep the 5.56 round. So they're saying, so there was really a guy trying to make an attempt. And the reason why there's so much convolution around it is because there was a cover-up, but a cover-up because it was embarrassing and more of a fuck-up
Well,
than it was actually.
I like this spin. I like it.
like
but did you watch the JFK doc that, what's his name? Who did it?
Barry.
No, the big boy on Showtime or HBO?
Oh,
Who's the director?
Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
You're obsessed
Are you
with
talking about the
Tarantino.
one who did?
No,
Oh,
what's his
come on.
name? He
He's
did
ridiculous.
JFK.
He
He did the
Kevin
movie
Costner.
JFK.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Come on, what's his
I'm drawing a
name?
blank, but I can hit
No,
that.
you'll know him. when you say
JFK,
it.
Kevin Costner. Oliver Stone.
Oliver
Stone.
He was on Rogan.
God,
Dude.
we're all
So
retards.
he's been obsessed with JFK for years.
Really?
He released
Okay.
his documentary. You watch that documentary, dude, the evidence that he has, so all the evidence, like the bullet, the magic bullet, they have to put in data when they get it, and they trace the bullet where it went through and all this. It's nuts.
Well, this guy
It's
was
in
saying that
perfect
was all real, but the reason why like it makes it even more confusing is because all that shit was real, but the bullet that really hit him in the back of the head,
My only caveat with that, Frank, the first bullet goes through here.
right?
He goes through the throat.
But then he goes
Did we
forward.
watch it where the
right? So the first bullet, that's what I'm saying.
driver
The-
turns around and shoots
We've
him?
seen it
Well,
where
the
it looks
first
like
bullet-
the driver turns out and shoots him like
Well, the
this.
first
Dang.
bullet knocked him in one direction because that really came from Lee Harvey.
So-
it's the second bullet when he buckles forward. They're like, well, how is it a magic bullet? That's because that's the kid falling back.
Again,
And basically
I'm not
falling
mad
off
at this
his-
theory.
But
and
you
I'm all
believe
about
that? Do you believe that theory?
Sounds plausible. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like,
but what about
I mean,
the
versus just a second shooter
What
that
about
was,
the grassy
like,
hill?
that,
Because remember, I
I think there was a guy waiting to kill him there that just didn't have to
I
do it.
think
then.
they had assassins everywhere and that they had to take them
John
out.
Wick.
And I don't
theory.
disagree with
John
that.
Wick.
I'm just saying.
Bang, 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 bro.
I think that the other reason why that they had
Yeah,
to
this
run
one's
in
not bad.
Why would they not have? Like, I just feel like yes to all that plus a drunk screw up. They're all partying and it makes it a little stupid.
But then,
you know?
Frank, to caveat that, I also think of Jack Ruby, who was, he owned a nightclub where a lot of mafia guys would hang
Well, that's
out.
because they had to cover the Lee Harvey aspect of it, and that's what Jack Ruby was involved, getting there and killing.
Now,
him.
the crazy thing is that Jack Ruby's therapist was also the therapist that worked with, like, Charles Manson.
MK
and all-
Ultra.
Yeah, so there
It
was a
goes
lot of
deep.
MK Ultra going on.
I don't know if you
Oh,
guys are ready
dude,
for
if
this.
we go down MK Ultra and
Yeah,
start
it's
talking about
crazy,
shit going
bro.
on now. Just saying.
Yeah. It's
A lot of
crazy
people doing
right
some-
now.
Yeah, so I think that all that
Katy
too, but
Perry's
they add
weird
like that
eyeballs.
weird loop. Like That's the
No, that's
unexpected,
interesting
like,
for sure.
like kind of like, well, where the fuck did that come from? Like, well, it was actually just everybody's partying, and the guy that your drug dealer is the one that fired the bullet. You want that guy on stand to explain that he's the one that fired the bullet? Like, well, no, we really, because they said, well, we really do have the assassin. We really have a guy that made the attempt,
But
you
he
know.
didn't actually kill him. This guy
But
did.
this guy
Well, they
did,
think
but
he
he's
was
also
a
the
you
red.
ever heard
There would
this
have been
theory
so
of
many
two?
witnesses of that, though. Like if like a dude fell, like got a
But people
shot
said
off
they
him.
heard multiple shots. There's
Yeah,
all
that's why
kinds of
people are
confusion.
like people are like
There's
the
all
guns
people
were
say,
up. The people are like the fire was from behind us on the,
Yeah.
the grass hill.
Someone's
That's why
coked
so
out of
they're
their
running
mind.
Yeah,
towards
the people
car.
there have arguments
because
about
they
where
heard
the
shots
come from.
behind
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me, man, and it's so obvious. It's clearly not what.
Oh yeah, it's not obvious.
Yeah.
But you know, Lee Harvey Oswald never admitted to it. Never ever admitted.
No,
to
yeah,
it.
and he looks
He
genuinely
asked,
confused.
they wouldn't let any media interview him ever. And then obviously Jack Ruby kills him. Jack Ruby, when he was in prison, was like, "Hey, I'm ready to tell the full story. I'll tell you how this went down, what exactly happened." And then he mysteriously passed away from cancer. Although they would never let him tell his side of the story. It's all so interesting.
Yeah.
And then also the way they controlled the other Kennedy brother is he was going hard on the mafia.
Yeah,
the mafia
yeah.
is who got JFK into the
Yeah, yeah.
family. So the Kennedys were bootleggers.
Yeah,
They made their money
Jack
off rum.
Kennedy gave them the presidency. Then he had a stroke, and then the two kids started going hard.
Correct,
at the
but they
mafia.
got all their income through bootlegging.
yeah.
They're selling alcohol.
Before he cleaned it up,
so
yeah.
you think about their connections there with the mafia.
Yeah, yeah.
The mafia were like, we're going to get your son into the seat of the White House, but he can't come for us. JFK
Yeah.
got there, turned on him. His brother really turned on
Yeah,
him in Dallas.
yeah.
Really turned on him.
That's why he ended up
But the
getting
brother
killed
wanted to
ultimately,
go hard on the paint on them, and they were like, cool, you can do that. If you do this, we're going to release all the stuff we have on your brother, and you know your brother. And that's why he kind of backed off, and obviously he was murdered as well.
JFK was bisexual.
That's a hot take from Sam. I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah, dude.
He was a
he's-
real ladies' man.
No, dude.
Yeah, I
Marilyn-
heard
Marilyn
like
Monroe-
a new girl once a week. You know what I mean?
Marilyn Monroe, both brothers. Hard.
At the same
and the
time.
Chicago mafia boss.
At the same time.
yeah.
Well, by the way, Hillary Clinton's dad.
Oh,
used
get
to-
ready, Frank. Get ready.
I'm
This
listening,
guy-
I'm listening
yep,
in.
Get ready.
Used to run the Chicago Mafia. When what's his face went to jail, who was
Al
the big
Capone?
Al Capone. Her dad took it over.
Is that true?
Yeah. Well, I only state facts.
I'll
Look
fact
that
check.
up. Look that up.
Sometimes it gets a little dicey with him, but I enjoy it.
No,
I enjoy it.
Yeah, dude. He used to run the mob, and that's the whole thing.
Then don't get me started on
JFK
on his
was
son.
JFK was
was a warm ship
bisexual.
over there.
Since JFK, I'd say there's at least 1, 2, 3 gay guys. No, 2 gay guys and 2 bisexual presidents.
Well, Hoover was.
Oh, well,
gay.
he was CIA.
He started the FBI, right?
No,
Was it?
No, he was
that-
head of
that's-
the FBI.
he was the head of the. He was
That's what I
CIA
thought-
or FBI.
I thought he was head of the
He
FBI.
started
Yeah.
FBI
Yeah.
division, then he was head of FBI, but he was a gay man.
Yeah,
I knew he was a cross-dresser. Was he gay?
yeah.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
J. Edgar Hoover.
Butt
yeah.
stuff, bro. Butt stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of butt stuff.
But
that's
he,
why
so-
he would have got hit with a hammer these days.
JFK, yeah, JFK and Bill Clinton bisexual, and then
Bill was
George
a
Bush
real
Sr. and Obama gay.
Interesting. Obama's a hot take there. Now this.
Do you ever see the video with the guy's like, I smoke crack and sucked
but
his dick? You ever see that? You ever see that press conference?
No, he sounds super credible though.
You should watch. There's a press conference. The guy's like, I smoked crack and sucked off Obama.
Really?
Anyways,
we
great fight.
believe the crackhead.
Great fight, bro. Oh, did you guys ever see the? Here's a weird Obama fact. Have you ever seen the people that they think are Obama's kids' real parents? Have you ever seen that? That's a hot take. Look at
What do you
that.
mean? You're saying his parents weren't really where they're from? Was he
well,
born in Hawaii?
Obama's
Then Chicago?
is a Bush. His grandparents were Bushes. His mother.
You gotta look this stuff up on DuckDuckGo.
I know that's what
Google
that's what Sam
just
taught me
Googled
about.
it.
Yeah, I
learned
did.
DuckDuckGo.
I did. I did.
But I
And
wanna
you've
see
been
this
away
first.
so long, you've forgotten the
Hold
way.
on,
been a
hold
while.
on, Chin.
It's been a
This
while.
is such a hot take. Let me get this straight, Sam. Let me just break this down real quick. His parents were actually related to the Bushes.
George Bush's, Barack Obama's mother was an MK Ultra sex kitten. Then his grandfather.
Sex kitten?
You guys.
I'm listening.
I'm about to make an MK Ultra sexy and T-shirt.
Yeah, there we
Sick,
go.
dude.
So his grandfather used his mother as a spy sex kitten
Like a
that would go
pawn.
in and compromise people.
Oh, she's honeypotting fools.
Yeah, and Obama's grandfather was cousins with George Bush Sr., and they basically founded the CIA. And this is an interesting fact. The common ancestor that the Obama's grandfather and George Bush, their first common ancestor is guess who?
Nancy Pelosi.
No, a Hinckley.
No way.
Yeah, and
that
guess
went
who
to
she-
assassinate.
Well,
Reagan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had dinner with the Hinckleys the night before.
He's out of jail now.
Yeah, he's making music. We
Yeah.
should have him on. So
He's
that's
selling more takes than a lot of comics.
yeah, sell more than me.
Yeah.
I asked him if he wants to co-headline.
Have him open
So
up.
those
where
are
he
the
plays
real
that
parents there?
bullshit song.
Yeah, there's a bunch of pictures you can find, but those are the two people that follow the Obamas around everywhere, and those are the Obama kids.
Because he wasn't able to father his own. Why
Because
not?
she's a dude.
I've seen
Michelle?
that stuff.
Get your mind right, Frank.
Okay, I'm trying to keep up, man.
I know it's
The
a
Michelle
lot, man.
I might
Obama,
need
the
a
Michelle
decompression.
Obama's,
Welcome to the companion. Yeah.
the Michelle Obama's a dude thing is huge on the interweb.
I've seen pictures and stuff.
You know what's interesting too is I don't shut this stuff down. I used to because Rogan used to shut a lot of it down because the original Fight Companion, Eddie was on there, and Eddie would
Yeah,
say
I've had
his
some
stuff.
interesting conversations with Eddie.
But then what's interesting is now in hindsight, I look back and I talk to Eddie all the time.
Eddie
In
is a
hindsight,
prophet.
He was right on most of it, and I'll never forget. This is the most embarrassing thing I ever did on any podcast. Me and Eddie are arguing about something. He called Obama a lizard person, whatever. And then I was like, Eddie, you're out of your mind, man. Because Rogan was like, stop, Eddie, stop. I was like, Eddie, you're out of your mind. And then he goes, all right, where do you get your news? And this is the most embarrassing thing. I go, CNN.
Ooh.
And Eddie, you thought his head was going to explode. He goes,
Youch.
CNN.
That is
I go
embarrassing.
when maybe Fox. He's like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
He was like freaking out. But everything Eddie said back in those, if you go watch, he was pretty spot on, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Where does Eddie get his news?
That's what I said. Well, you tell me. Eddie goes, I'll tell you after. And we were just too drunk and I forgot.
I'm definitely signing off on Trudeau being a Castro kid, though.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
easy.
that
that's-
one's an easy.
that's
one.
for sure.
That's
And-
like
and when I
But
said on
everything
stage,
else,
like,
you
that
said,
was-
you guys, it's okay. You don't have to believe it now. But I planted the seed.
Look at
You'll
that,
study it.
This is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
look at
it's-
the bottom one.
What about
The same guy.
the Harry and William? With the
Harry and Meghan Markle?
Yeah, his dad, the real dad.
Yeah.
You seen
Oh,
those
dude,
pictures?
they do Cuckapalooza.
You never
bro.
seen that one?
No.
Cuckapalooza.
like-
Everybody bangs each
My wife
other,
knows
and
this
then
better
you
than I
just
do.
Is his
raise
dad?
the
Is
kid.
his dad also a freaking
Redheaded, like
softy?
captain in the military. Like
Yeah.
he was like the horse riding instructor for Diana. And like you show pictures of them side by side, you're like, oh, dude, he looks nothing like his brother. Looks nothing like
They
and
look
like,
nothing like
Yeah, and
anyone.
you see
How about
like
Woody Allen's
That's why
kid?
you see like, is it which one's the
Well, he
redheaded
married
one?
her,
I always
right?
forget. Harry, right?
Yeah.
Harry?
William or I don't know.
Wait, Williams-
William's the older one, right?
Yeah, Williams
So
could be
Harry's
next
the redheaded
king.
one, right?
Harry's the
And
redhead
he's
that
like,
moved
like,
here.
Yeah, you ever see like he's an alpha dude. Like I remember they were doing an interview with him, and he's sitting there and he's in his uniform because he was a helicopter pilot.
you have to
Right.
serve.
All of a sudden, like dudes are like running off, and he like pulls his
Dipped out.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out. I'm
Those
gonna go
days are
fight.
gone.
Yeah.
He got with Meghan Markle and she just owns his nuts.
Yeah,
She just
it's-
was
that-
like-
it is
She
very
owns him like
depressing.
that transgender in Thailand with Callan.
Yeah.
She just
Yeah,
owns him.
it
dude.
is. Yeah, it's kind of hard to watch.
I think she was an
It's-
escort.
I mean, when she started that podcast, and I was reading about it, and it was like, this podcast is about the challenges that women face in America, and the first person that I'm going to have on is Serena Williams. I was like, oh, what a fucking tough life she has. Perfect example of it being really hard to be a woman in America. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah. And
take.
she juices.
She's worth like fucking $300 million.
How are you like the number one female athlete till you're 40 in tennis? Those girls like disintegrate at like 30, right? I mean, it's just the way
we do every once in a while. I think, look, we have genetic freaks in the world.
Yeah.
It's just that because of drugs, where there's 1 out of 1,000, where now there's like 100 out of 1,000, but 99 of them are on
I
drugs.
love Serena Williams.
There is the one.
There's
that,
the outliers.
There are outliers of
Y'all
people that
know.
are freaks.
He's
There
probably
really are.
juicing.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, those tennis players
She's
are
like,
drug tested.
she's like a
motherfuckers.
Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, look at Francis.
Yeah.
That dude's drug tested like a mofo.
Now, gun to the head. Gun to the head. It'd be tough to say she's just because pro. We've been in pro sports. Just, I know so many people. It's just like gun to the head. I'd be like, yo, I don't want to die.
And
Yeah,
here's
she's probably
my theory,
she's
man.
done- She did something. Depends what you consider a PED.
If
Yeah.
Lance
You know what I'm
Armstrong
does tennis take
wasn't an
tests?
asshole, would they have ever really pressed it? Because
Wait,
he
what?
was
I'm sorry,
so
what'd you
big.
say, Sam?
So I have this theory that certain guys
No.
are allowed.
Not allowed, but I think people had a vendetta because of how evil he was.
Right,
about
he
people
treated people
him.
like shit. But if he was
Lance
loving
Armstrong,
to
like,
everybody,
when people like try to disclose about his drug abuse and and use, and even though like look, when I remember I think it was either him or Floyd, they stripped him of the title. They went down. Okay, who's the number 2
That's
guy?
Lance
Pull his drug
Armstrong.
tests.
They had to go down to 18, Frank.
Yeah, right. So
everyone in that
So I'm
whole
like, all
picture
right,
failed.
let's just go ahead and say that it was an even playing field, guys. But because of the way he like people that
He was an asshole.
yeah,
about it.
like he like destroyed lives and like
Yeah.
went
He
after
went
people's
after people,
careers.
yeah,
Yeah,
but-
like it was like, yo, dude.
But in
like,
hindsight,
relax.
like, he's learned from it. He's a better person, which to me, like, that's America, dude. Comeback stories. So, like, Lance Armstrong now, who I love the dude. He has a podcast, and he, especially during, like the Tour de France stuff, it gets really big. But he has a podcast. You hear him talk, and it's just like, there's part of you feels bad for him the way he was treated. And he talks
Especially
about
because everybody was doing it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he really was an
And
outlier.
that's
He
what-
wasn't the outlier.
No, that's what he was saying. He was
like,
man. Now he goes, I made some mistakes the way I treated
He
people.
just was the champ.
He's like, as far as PDs,
Well,
he's like, he was part of the
an
game.
asshole, and
That was
because
everything.
he was the number 1 guy, so he had a target on his back.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, as a target on the back, and I'm dressed like a Michael Myers. Sure is scary, but the last thing you need to be is hairy this Halloween. Don't be all hairy like Andrei Arlovsky for Halloween, dude. Luckily, my friends at Manscaped launched their 4th generation performance package to make sure your pumpkins get the ultimate carving experience on this spooky day. Get ready for a lot of Halloween references, kids. Turn your bite-sized treat to a king-size candy and join the 6 million bros worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code SHAUB20. Make the right call this spooky season. It's trick or trim. Don't have a hairy wiener, all right? Have you ever tried to trim your nuts and turn into a Freddy Krueger film? Another Halloween reference. Well, luckily, Manscaped is here to save the day. Their Lawnmower 4.0, their Performance Package 4.0, you get the only thing that should be touching your genitals, all right? Lawnmower 4.0 has a light on it. It won't nick your nuts. It does wonders for you. And then also, it comes with the Weed Whacker. It's a total game changer. Frank and Sam could use it. It gets rid of the hair in your ears and nose. Both you could use it, right? The Weed Whacker, nose and hair trimmer, it's fantastic. They also give you the Crop Preserver ball deodorant. The Crop Reviver ball toner will make sure your pumpkins stay fresh. Another Halloween reference. Just when I say this, fellas, your balls will thank you. Manscaped also just launched a new body buffer. That's 100% antibacterial body scrubber. And they even threw in 2 free gifts when you get the performance package. You get the Manscaped boxers, which I love. The shed travel bag, all right? So you can put it all in there, man. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOP20 at manscaped.com. If you're going to shave your region, the lower region, what else are you going to use? What are you, from the 90s? It's Manscaped or bust, dude. That's 20% off free shipping with the code SHOP20 at manscaped.com. Say trick or treat to your beautiful new Halloweeny with Manscaped.
love it.
Dude, Manscaped sponsors my channel. You should definitely use SHOP20 promo code, but I could sign off on that product for sure.
Oh, dude, I used it earlier today. I'm dressed like Michael Myers. I dress
You
like
look great.
I'm dressed like Michael Myers if he struggled with his pronouns.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
I'm losing. I'm in the
Did
third
you hear
round.
that
It's 10-8.
story that Elon Musk went around to Twitter, asked people for their pronouns, and anyone who gave pronouns, he fired
Fired him.
If that's true, that's amazing.
That's the
dude.
best.
Have you
story
seen
ever.
when he gathered everybody up and was like, "All right, you're fired." Everybody's
You saw the
fired.
one crying?
Yeah,
I
she,
saw a
the one
picture.
lady in the back. She's like the
Yeah, I saw a
the
picture.
CEO.
She's behind it all?
She's all. You just see like the
Yeah.
hurt on her face. Now she did get a send
$17 million.
$40 million or something like that.
No,
Wait, are
the
you talking about-
CEO got $48 million.
That's right. She got 17.
Are you talking she's the chief content officer?
Yeah,
the
like
one that went on
like
Rogan?
the Indian lady.
Yeah.
You just see the hurt
Who
in her
just
eyes.
dude? She's the reason Trump got kicked
Yeah.
off. She's the reason why
Alex
the New York
Jones,
Times.
everybody.
Bro, did you see Trump? Trump's a comedian, dude. Did you see his tweet when Elon took over Twitter?
Is that
with
for
African-
real?
What
Is
on
that the
Truth?
real
On
tweet,
Truth?
or is
On
that-
Truth Social or what?
I don't know what my
This is the one where he ended it with the
my brother sent to me. He's like, he's out of his. He's like, this dude is a comic because he put, I'm honored to see an African American own a business like Twitter because it's right. You know, Elon's from South Africa.
Yeah.
He's American, so
Yeah,
African American.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. It's just he's a comic.
Yeah.
dude. That's what he is.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. I love new Twitter. This guy quit on the seat. He didn't come out, or his trainer was
You
like,
know what
no
the
more.
problem is though, Sam? On Twitter is it's not like the it thing, right? You know, Twitter's just not. It's never been like for a while it was but now it's like nobody really uses Twitter. So for comics, I guess to promote dates, Twitter ain't the move.
Elon's going to start adding new features.
Yeah, if he adds features, we can post better, pictures and videos. Then maybe it's going to grow, especially because it's not this weird dictatorship. Because
I feel like Twitter's almost just political and social commentary now.
And it's
and
that's
porn.
it. And it's just toxic.
But he's going to come up with some. Listen, I hope it doesn't go back to where you could just like suddenly you're scrolling and then there's like some gangbang scene right there. Like, I don't want that.
But I think he is going to have some regulation, like after you get the racist stuff and the bigotry and like the anti-gay stuff. Get rid of that. But as far as just opinions,
yeah, but
whether
what
it's
are you
left
going
or
to get?
right,
But when you say that, dude, it's a very slippery slope, man. Because are you going to stop all racial discussion? Are you going to be like?
No.
Are you going to stop
There's a big
black
difference,
comics
Sam.
from doing white jokes?
No, there's a big difference, Sam. Because if they're using the N-word, if the white guy's using the N-word, you can't have that on Twitter.
Right, I understand that, but
if it's anti-Semitic, we can't have that
then
on
we
Twitter.
start going back to making these rules.
Well, now the rules are really geared
Now it's
towards
like
the left.
anything go. Do I want to be on a platform where people are calling each other the M-words? No, but it's also like you're just going to start. If you start doing that again,
So what do you do?
It's hard once you start to censor things because it's one of those things that I hear that it's a problem. It's definitely a discussion we need to have. But one thing I'd like to try to get away from is that people feel entitled to not be offended anymore.
Yes.
Like if you offend me, somehow that's enough.
That's a
criteria
felony.
Yeah.
Well, no,
for you to
if
be.
you offend me, I want to take your livelihood. I'm going to try and cancel
Yeah.
you.
I mean,
and
so
then I
to me,
have
I'm
this
like,
mob
you know
behind
you have
me.
no-
We're going to just go for
Which
your
I
spot.
don't get
your
because
life.
I read things all the time that I don't agree with or I find offensive. I mean, there's some things that and I obviously can't say out loud because I'll be canceled.
Yep.
But I have some thoughts about how people raise their children and some things that are probably on a racial level as far as talking about different discussions and whatnot. But like. So when people say certain things, I'm like, wow, that really is just retarded or stupid, and I don't like it, hear it. I just click off of it.
Yeah.
I don't finish the article. You know what I mean? Like,
you know why, Frank?
I don't go after the person who wrote the article.
Well,
I don't care. I'm
Well,
just
you know
like, all
why,
right, cool.
Frank?
I'm
You
going to move on
have
to the
time.
next one.
You're
Yeah.
a successful person.
I'm like, all right, I'm going to move on to the
It's
next.
People
You know?
that go after people doing that, they have nothing else to do. So it's literally they're consumed with it.
I guess
It's
yeah,
also
you're too-
like
I don't have
busy.
the energy for it.
It's
Yeah,
part of
I'm too
kids,
lazy, I
dude.
guess. Yeah.
You're-
It's part of their culture. Like they honestly believe that like if someone that they disagree with is coming to speak on campus, they're like, it's our responsibility to shut down their event. And you're like,
You know what's crazy? I just saw a thing where there was
it's rich kids.
It was a
man.
woman talking in an article. They had a bunch of, purple-haired liberals sitting in the audience, and the lady was sitting there, to sit there and say, for example, that there's no difference between men and women.
Yeah.
Right. There was that discussion. She goes, men are on average taller than women. Is anybody going to argue that fact? That on average, men are taller than more muscle mass, fat disposition. She's like, our brains are also different. There are differences that you will accept, but then people start getting up and the one guy got so mad, he destroyed one of the cameras and pulled on. I'm like, wait a minute, if someone I have thoughts that get changed all the time.
Yeah.
There's times where someone will say something to me like, well, what do you think about this, Frank? I'm like, I think X. You're like, well, have you taken this into consideration? I'll listen to them. I'm like, no, I haven't.
You're
I'm like,
open-minded.
Yeah, let me go ahead. Let me change my view. You know
That's
what?
an IQ thing.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? I was wrong, and now I want to adjust my belief. It's like fighting. Me going, hey, I think this choke's the best choke in the world. Then I go and roll with you, and next thing I know, I'm waking up on the mat going, that didn't work out too well, did it? What did I do wrong? You're like, well, you should have done this, should have done that. Okay, I'm going to make an adjustment because I would rather just have a better choke. I'm not going to sit here and argue that, well, this choke's awesome. Just you must have done this, or and try to to pad the conversation in some way. That's like, well, yeah, we're not going to take this into consideration.
Yep.
So that's the part where I sit there well, how do you guys not want to listen to things? And that's offensive and that's angry, but it's man, when the lady was talking, I sat there, I was like, wow, that's a really good point. Yeah. I mean, on average, men are taller than
No, a
women.
lot of people,
Yeah.
their way or the highway. And it's like, that's insane.
Yeah, but it's all rich kids, and this is just. I believe and I was talking to Callan about this yesterday. It's like everybody, we just have this basic fight and flight in us.
I mean, Gallen's a rich kid, but yeah.
And that's what makes the show work. But as you go lower and lower down the economic levels, the fight and flight gets more and more real, right? And then you're
My
on the
wife
streets,
said this, yes.
and it's really real.
When you
so
don't
you
really
don't worry
have
about
problems, you
pronouns.
create
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah,
You're looking
so
for
these
problems.
Looking
rich
for problems.
kids now create, racism, microaggressions everywhere, climate change, all these things that are never going to get.
Have you seen that
ever
video where the
taken-
guy goes and interviews a bunch of college kids, in Brown University, somewhere like that, real liberal area, right? He goes, do you think that, voter ID is...
I've seen that.
Right? And they're all, it's racist because, some people don't have access to the internet, don't have phones, can't figure out where to go.
ridiculous.
Really kind of I'm like, wow, that's kind of offensive.
It's super racist, dude.
Wow. On the flip
that's
side,
racist.
I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, out of all my friends that are black, I don't know any of them that doesn't have the internet or doesn't know how to go.
Doesn't
vote.
know where the DMV is?
And then so then they go to like down south, like in a like an urban area, and
They went to Harlem.
Harlem. Okay,
They
like,
went to
hey,
Harlem.
like,
Yeah.
could you like? And the person's like, look, motherfucker, I have a cell phone. What do
Yeah,
you mean?
so-
The internet's
yeah,
right
it's
here.
offensive.
Who doesn't know how to?
Also,
the
just based off
DMV.
that way of thinking, it's a numbers game. It's not a racial thing. You know, there's more poor white people than black people. It's just a numbers thing.
yeah,
There's more.
that makes sense.
Yeah, there's way more
Well,
poor
I mean,
white people. So
Larger
Shall we
percentage
play a
population.
game?
Yeah.
That's all I
all
see.
right,
when
so
I
if
see
you're
it.
if
What's
it's a
that?
status thing, and
Shall we play
you're
a
saying,
game?
poor black people don't have phones. Well, there's more. According to your belief, there'd be more white people, poor white people without
Yeah,
phones.
who
Yeah.
typically even vote Republican. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
She had little swirl on
and you just gotta wonder.
Her
It's like,
cheeks would be
she
like,
looks like,
shall we
why do
play?
you not
Hey.
want people to
Oh.
have to show an ID to vote? Like, you know,
You know what
So-
someone said to me the other day? You know, like certain
From
people,
Saul?
like, certain arguments, you're like, wow, that was
Yeah,
good.
Saul.
They're
From
like,
Saul.
if
Yeah,
you're so
yeah.
confident about mail-in ballots,
You're a bad person.
then go ahead and
No,
mail
I
yourself
bang
$500.
Cyborg. So
Like, put
that's
$500 in an envelope
Yeah.
and mail it to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, how confident do you feel about that? That like it's not going to be interfered with? And I was like,
Cyborg's hot.
oh
right
yeah,
here.
that kind of, because like I've been kind of on the fence about
Sorry,
mail and
dude.
stuff. I'm like, really? Like I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, has there ever been explicit proof that there's ever been a lot? So I have an open mind. I'll listen. But when they said
They
that,
can control the mail.
Yeah, I
You
was
know,
like-
the mail is easier to control. It's easy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of physical people going up, the mail, there's more. It's easier. To,
Well, and there's certain times I hear people freak out, and it's because they don't really understand the situation. Like, we're like, oh, well, this guy was winning at this moment. Then all of a sudden, I'm like, well, that's because the mail-in votes were counted started at midnight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that would make sense that number who majority more Democrats,
Correct.
mail.
Mail it in.
So like, I'm like, that's just the situation. I don't know if that necessarily alluded to
The
a
election was
conspiracy.
fucking rigged. It was 100% rigged. Listen, every election is rigged. Every election is rigged. It's just
on left and right, though.
On
if you
both
remember,
sides.
yeah, on both sides.
Everyone
The
is
right,
rigged.
whoever rigs it best wins.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened over
dude,
time.
I'm starting to think
Al
that
Gore.
they're all
guys
on the
can-
same team. That's my conspiracy. You want to hear my thing?
Oh, I
this
can't
whole
wait. Get
left,
ready.
right, they're all on the same team. I think they all eat
it's
lunch
all pro
together.
wrestling.
I
They're
agree.
all. It's pro wrestling. It's all kayfabe, right?
To keep us fighting with each other,
Yeah.
so we don't throw them out.
Exactly, because it's
Yeah.
like that old, like really honestly, it's like a cartoon where they sit there and go, oh, well, if they ever figure out that they outnumber us. It's like you realize that like there's only like 600 people, in the whole government.
Yeah.
If you count all
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like if you count every government
have real power.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Senate, the Congress.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
There's 600 or so.
Right.
You count it out.
Right.
Like, there's 360 million Americans. You know what I mean? Like if we ever sat there and go stop fighting with each other and
Right.
be like, okay, well,
Yeah, if we wanted to, we could overthrow that.
because like when
2
you sit
seconds.
there and talk about, like, I see the thing about racism, and I sit there and like, you know what? I don't know anybody, and I live in Vegas. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly don't have a friend, black, white, Hispanic, you name it, that actually hates another group of people. Like,
Right.
just
No one.
explicitly just, oh man, look at that guy over there. Like, I hate Chinese guys. I'm like,
No, it's
I don't
it's
really.
online. It's these extreme groups online that.
But
they
then I
think-
always
which
wonder,
are
is that
they
really,
think
is
makes
that
them-
is that like Russian
Is it
bot
Russian
stuff?
bot?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that
bots.
most. I'm like, I don't believe it.
You know, with Elon, when he went in, one of the reasons he pulled out originally because he's like, all right, you have to tell me how many bots,
Yeah,
how many
yeah.
real accounts. They're like, oh, we can't give you that number.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not buying it. Apparently, it's the number's nuts.
80%.
That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Dude, if you go into listen, everyone's like, everybody's like Russian bots and Russian this. Dude, the Pentagon just got busted, completely astroturfing.
We all do it, right? So every
social
government has the bots,
media,
yeah.
completely astroturfing.
Oh yeah,
it.
you know the best like hackers.
Dude,
in
they fucking
by
faked
far.
beheading videos. They got the CIA got busted giving half.
Hey, what about the
a
gas
billion-
attacks in Syria? Complete bullshit.
Dude, red line,
Yeah.
dude. They got all the gas that was used was from Muammar Gaddafi's
Well, wait a
war
minute, wait a
chip.
minute. Those videos I saw, the Syrians with all the kids and stuff. Those
Yeah,
were
that's
faked?
all. Dude,
That was faked.
The gas
that ruined
the
my day
gas
too.
and the
Like I was
chemical-
horrible. Like,
the
I don't think I
chemicals.
talked for a day after I watched this.
I didn't-
I like
see, I won't
closed the
watch
door,
that.
like, and I had like a dark, like
Were they
the
dumping
world is
gas
like,
on people?
yeah. We just saw these women, children, people. Just,
Oh, no, I don't-
kids like just
And that
dead
kid was
on the-
sitting by himself like that.
Yeah, it was horrendous. And I'm watching this
Yeah.
video. I'm like, I hate the world. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
I was Superman. I'd go
Yeah.
and crush
Yeah.
all
So,
these fucking.
so the
send you something
UN
to watch
ran
about
in
that, yeah.
and tested the chemicals, and they were like, "These are not the chemicals that Assad has," because they knew what chemicals he had, and it was more like Muammar Gaddafi's basically armory, and they totally had faked it. I mean, so much in the Ukraine right now is like not
I mean,
what
false
they're
flags
telling.
is like a real technique. I get it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Intense. Well, if you want to get in the zone like Sam and Frank right here and rip off some conspiracies, you can do that with some
Too
alpha
much
brain.
conspiracies?
No, I'm into it, Sammy. I'm into it, brother. No, please don't. That's why you're here, brother. It's interesting, man. That's what you have a right to do it, dude. And if you want to be in the zone and maybe you want to scroll down the dark web and get into things and get really focused, you need the best nootropics on the planet from my friends at On It. We're talking about Alpha Brain. They're so confident Alpha Brain is going to work. It's money back guaranteed. If you don't like it, give them 2 weeks. Tell them why you didn't like it. You can keep it. No return necessary. They got you covered. They got you covered. That's how much they believe in Alpha Brain. My boy Joe Rogan says it helps them form better sentences. You want to talk like Joe Rogan? We all do. Well, Alpha Brain will get you one step closer to smelling and thinking like Joe Rogan. Alpha Brain, you can pick it up at Walmart, but you don't want to go to Walmart, right? So do your boy a real solid. Go to onit.com/CFC. Pick up the best Alpha Brain in the planet. We're talking about the nootropic of the best ever from Onnit. That's onnit.com/CFC. Save 10% off everything at Onnit. We're talking about workout gear, best supplements, protein powder, warrior bars, multivitamins, kettlebells, steel maces. They got it all. They got battle ropes. They got everything. But if you want to try the Alpha Brain, the best nootropic on the planet, go to onnit.com/CFC.
Yeah, man.
Dude, is this at the same place that
Phoenix.
they did UFC 274?
Yeah.
The same.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a nice joint.
My thing is, if Jake Paul wins this, where's he go from here?
Either Nate Diaz or a real boxer, probably.
Nate Diaz.
Oh yeah, Nate Diaz fights the next one, 100%.
100%. And
And
again,
does he ever have to go real boxer?
I'm not
I
taking
guess
any.
eventually.
I'm not taking any credit for this, but Jake's a buddy of mine, right? And Jake came to my Schaub and friends at the Hollywood Improv. You might have been on it, Sam. He was in the green room. I don't know if you saw him there.
I wasn't there.
So at the time, he was doing this thing where he's calling out Michael Bisping. I said, Jake, let me talk to you. Dude.
Yeah, it's a bad
I said,
fight. That'd be a bad-
It would be
That's a bad
Mike
one.
can box.
Yeah.
Mike can, trust me, can fucking fight, dude. Yeah. So, but I told you, I know you say you don't care about getting validation from the MMA community. I said, there can be a worse way to go about it. Michael Bisping has one eye, 2 fake knees, dude. And he's moved on. He's a great podcaster. He's one of the best analysts in the world. Don't go for him. You're not going to get our respect. The guy has one freaking eye.
Yeah.
I said, if you want respect, and he was just coming off the Julio Chavez Jr. fight, you go for Anderson. Yeah. He's older, but he's a legend. Yeah.
So if Jake Paul gets starched, it's your fault.
My fault.
No, if Jake Paul beats Anderson at this point, the Nate Diaz fight for just and then maybe a Conor fight, type sitting in the future.
Oh, that's
too big for Conor, though?
I would have
No,
thought it was.
seen Conor lately?
Yeah,
How about
Connor's
Conor hasn't
huge.
been getting
Well, what
tested?
happened
I
down
know.
there?
No, he's
That's
out.
like a
He's
bad
out
Conor.
now. He's out of the USADA testing pool. Complete.
So Tall George just sent this in. He
It
said
says,
that there's a ball.
it says there was a brawl going on between Team Nate
of
Diaz
course
and
there was.
Jake Paul.
Yeah.
And
Of
it's
course
real.
there was.
It's Nate.
Super real.
Oh, dude, I almost got to fight
Did
with him
this
for no
just
reason.
happen?
Yeah, tonight, bro.
A few minutes
Yeah.
ago.
Oh, he said.
I mean, listen.
Diaz is so smart,
If
bro.
there wasn't a brawl, that would be very poor
Oh,
market.
was
Big
it a
missed
false
opportunity
flag?
if they didn't do a brawl.
No, that's great.
Dude, I love Stallone. His daughters are beautiful.
Yeah,
They are.
They used the old Finding Kids studio to do the podcast.
Oh, really?
They had the red chairs in there forever. Yeah, they're great.
Is that the only video of the brawl?
That's the one I found first, but there might be another one.
Yeah, I would assume Nate Diaz is next. Nate still has
But then,
to wait.
honestly, I think what Jesse's saying, I think he would have to step into then facing a top-ranked boxer in a weight
You think
class.
top ranked?
Well-
Like a top 10 guy?
Well, no, I
That's
think
a bad idea.
No, I think that you'd fight a legitimate one. Some guy who's 10-5, or that's legitimately moving his way up, maybe 10-2 type. And then, what's next from after that? Like, go try to win a boxing title.
I was gonna say if Jake gets serious and he's like, I want to win a title, and he does well and starts knocking a couple guys out, dude, he'll get a lot of attention. He'll be able to sell some.
because the Nate Diaz is a huge fight for him as far as popularity.
How do you think that goes, Frank, before you go on?
Oh man, I think that's a tough.
Isn't that an interesting fight?
Yeah, I think that's a tough fight for Jake too, just because
The
Nate's volume is just people don't realize what it's like to get pestered by a guy that doesn't stop throwing punches.
But
There's an old boxer named Aaron
Jake
Pryor.
is slower. I'm sorry, but Nate is slower.
Much.
Like
Yeah,
he,
yeah, I
like
thought
he
he looked
adapted
really
his
good
style,
against-
but he's definitely slower.
Yeah.
Like against Tony Ferguson.
It wasn't like he was ever razor fast though. It wasn't like he was. a
No,
speed
but
demon.
also, but even his output, like he's what I think what makes Nate successful now, especially against Tony, is he's adapted to. He's older. He's lost maybe a step.
Yeah,
but his style, he's fine.
Yeah.
Tony's style, when Father Time comes, you're screwed. The athletic ability, the explosiveness, that goes out the window.
Yeah.
But Nate's really adapted well to his age. I do, and Nate and his brother can box, dude. Like they were training with Andre Ward, so I think for Jake it could be tough. But again, Jake's so young, hits so hard.
Andre Ward.
He's fast, dude.
He's fast, but he hits hard.
Yeah.
He hits
Yeah,
hard.
yeah.
So I'm interested. Like, this is my question to the MMA community. Now, I don't think he'll ever get his credit, ever. He could knock out Canelo and people like, oh, Canelo's just coming off a loss. He's not shit or whatever. Who knows what he's to make.
Yeah.
He's never gonna get the credit he deserves. But I think he would win some fans over if he beats. Let's say he starts his Anderson tonight.
Yeah.
And then he knocks out Nate.
Dude.
The talk's still gonna be, well, these guys aren't boxers.
What
Well,
about
he's
what
not
if, what if he
boxers.
takes an MMA fight though? I think he will. He says he's going
Well, he has
to.
an offer. It's gonna be
Why
PFL.
does Jake Paul,
PFL?
who's cashing checks and living the best life, give a shit if anyone thinks he's not fighting real boxers? I mean, like, dude,
Well,
he's
because
just-
money's already taken care of. So now you want respect.
Do
Yeah,
you?
there
Do
is-
you want to get knocked the fuck out?
Look, but as guys that go and fight,
take Crawford
Do you know what I mean?
down.
Like, there is that party that wants to be respected.
I
You know what
take
I mean?
that.
You know what
Especially
I mean?
from your peers.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Big
Like,
time.
you can say what you want, but I'm like, yeah, but you're doing it. You know what I mean? The fact that you're doing this with the lights, camera, and you're walking in that ring, you could tell me you don't care what people think, but like, then why are you fighting?
Yeah.
Like, you could just go have gym wars.
It's
you
same
know what
with
I mean? Like,
comedy. Like a fan says something, or like a lower level comic says something. I do not. It doesn't bother me at all. But if like Bill Burr came at me, I would never do comedy again. If Bill Burr, like Rogan, came at me, I'd be like, oh, I'm out. You want the respect from the guys at the highest level.
Right, I
From
gotcha.
like you, Callan, D'Elia, Theo,
Oh, dude.
Burr, Tim
I
Dillon.
just played a gay bar in Jacksonville. Don't worry about me.
Jacksonville. That's when you know Jacksonville's tough.
Yeah,
market.
bro, I love Florida though. I'll do that.
I
all
love
day.
Florida. Oh, dude, yeah.
LA crowds are the worst.
Well,
The
right now-
worst.
you
right
think they
now.
heard you and they switched the girl out?
Oh, that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad. Let
They're listening
mama
to this,
work.
like,
Let mama
She's sitting on a
work.
stool now.
Yeah.
Just, you ruined her career, but you
Oh,
canceled her.
Someone was watching that. Sam Tripoli said to
Where's your
swap out the baby
OnlyFans?
mom.
I'll subscribe.
The guy calls it, hey, get Tummy out of the ring.
Yeah.
Tell me out of the ring.
Dude, this guy's
A minion. My kids would love this. Hopefully he's doing it for
You guys
his
know.
kids.
Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Go on.
No, go ahead, Sam.
No, it's too dark.
We've already been
It's too dark.
demonetized. I don't care. Give it
Too
to
dark.
us.
Oh,
For
did I
sure.
get you guys demonetized? I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, no. Who knows? Like, listen, all my shows get. What do you got? Please.
Nothing.
Nope, Sam, do it.
Nope.
That's why you're here, dude.
No.
Don't be that guy.
Too dark.
Come
Nazi aliens go.
Give us full Sam.
The minions are based on Holocaust suits.
Okay, I wish you didn't say that. Oh, I see what you're saying, though. I'll never really
No,
get the
that's
same.
actually
Sam,
kind of makes sense.
Sam, can you explain the Kanye thing to me without getting canceled?
What do you want to know?
What do you think of it?
I think Kanye's trying to get out contracts.
That's exactly what, but he crossed the line that he can't come back from. Like his whole goal for all this, and he talked about it, and he even went on.
Was to get out of the Adidas contract?
Yes, because he went on the Drink Champs podcast. They're amazing, great show. Shout out to them. He went on there and he was like, "I ain't be anti-Semitic, and you're still not gonna do anything." He knows they're gonna do something. That's him. He wants full ownership. My only issue with that, and my brother's the biggest Kanye fan. Me and him were arguing in Canada last night about it. I said my only issue is, and I like Kanye. I see Kanye all the time. My thing is you signed the contract. It's like UFC fighters.
Yeah.
They sign these new 6-fight deals. There are 2 fights in it. They're like, they're not paying me enough. It's like, well, where was this energy when he signed 2 months ago, dude? Like, if that's the time to fight. So for Kanye, like, you signed all these deals. Now you realize how much money they're making. There's a reason.
Well, that's
gave
it
you
right
so
there.
much money.
Now you realize, like, I mean, you got to admit, perspective changes as you get older and you get
Yeah.
farther into
Well,
things,
and for
you know?
fighters, like your value changes.
Yeah.
I think for Kanye, that argument is even more like solid. Like it's on solid ground. It's like, dude, you made that deal.
But remember, Kanye's always kind of done this polarizing stuff. It's
Yeah.
just, and when he hit the White Lives Matter, I'm like, all right, he should be fine with that. Before that, remember, he even said things about black people. It was like slavery was a choice. Apparently, he said something about Hitler that they edited out of the TMZ thing. He went hard on,
he said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, you didn't hear. Oh, yeah, that was the big one. So, but the black community really didn't cancel him for that. They put up with that. Put up with White Lives Matter.
there are certain slave cultures that slavery was a form of.
The
but,
story
like,
of slavery
not-
in America
not-
is much different
not
than
and
everyone.
that's something we can
Slavery.
definitely talk about.
Not
but-
American slavery.
No,
that wasn't a choice.
Yeah, no,
you know,
no.
like, I don't.
But we can go down that. It gets dicey. But with the anti-Semitic, that's he messed with the wrong bull.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
those
hate
guys.
all generalizations. I hate it all.
Yeah, it's hard to say
upsets
always
me-
or never, right?
Yeah, I hate it. But what's upset me about like
1834. That's
This kid's
me versus
18.
Brian Callen.
It's him versus dad.
That's me and Brian fighting right now. That guy is
It's his dad.
what was that guy? 26 years older.
16.
so you got the
16.
you're making
I'm
this
drunk.
generalization
Or-
with these
I'm sorry, that was
terms
wrong
you're
too.
saying.
Wait.
It's at 26.
34.
12 plus
Are we doing?
4.
Yeah. It's,
16. You're right.
I was right. Okay.
No, go ahead. Sorry. Go, Sam. And go.
no,
What
but
were you
it's
saying
just
about
like
that
everyone
Kanye
losing their
stuff?
mind on Kanye is so upset. The blue check mark fucking retards, right? Just losing their fucking mind. They're all fine with like we have a white privilege problem, a white supremacy problem, a male toxicity problem, Me Too, like other total generalizations. You're doing the exact same thing. And you were perfectly fine. And not only were you fine with it, you were rewarded for doing it. And now it's going the other way. And I don't agree with any of it, but now it's going the other
Well, I
way.
mean-
Now you're losing your mind. You're running around crazy.
I think that's one everybody gets a free pass on. You can say anything about white guys.
Well, it's the exact
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing. It's the exact same thing. And it's just like, this is, I think everything in on the internet or in pop culture goes to an extreme that makes no sense. And then
And
it
it comes
comes
back.
back to a common sense thing.
gangster
and
rap,
people
right?
are going to,
Yeah.
I think you're seeing the end of political correctness.
Well,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
Elon taking over Twitter is so huge because
God, I wish he
Twitter
got it,
just
yeah.
served as this like.
By
this-
the way, I
this-
own stock in Twitter.
Oh, you bought it? What like?
Bought it a while ago. Not that cheap, but I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean he
What were
like
you going to say, though, Jesse?
Twitter's value is that they can manufacture the idea that people all agree on shit that they don't. You know, like
Right.
that's why they can get politicians to sit there and they're like, oh, what's the definition of a woman? They're all, fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know what a woman is, because they think that if they say it, because they have all these bots on Twitter that are all, well, fucking
Correct.
cancel
They're
you.
gonna lose
They're
their
not even
phone,
real.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
they
not
were
even
saying
real.
on Twitter. They were saying on Twitter, like I think I'm like at 700,000 followers on there. They were saying because Twitter's so like weird with all the following stuff, they said having like 600,000 to 700,000 on Twitter's like having damn near 2 million on Instagram, because of the weird things that they do.
Oh,
with Twitter.
really?
Yeah. So your numbers almost doubled as far as getting exposure. But again, as comics, we really don't. I'll post it, but I really don't use it.
You always hear people say like cancel culture is not real. They're right. It's not real, but they're saying it for the wrong reason.
No, but it is real because the corporations don't
That's
have a
it.
backbone.
Corporations-
It's real if
It's why they couldn't
we have
get rid of
friends who
Rogan.
suffered from this. We have friends. It is real because the corporations whether
create the illusion.
Because of Twitter.
I have some friends.
Twitter
I have friends
or-
that got canceled. It is real because the corporation goes.
All my
"Hey,
friends.
we believe you, but we just want to deal with the backlash.
Yeah.
We're out." It's like what? Like we just want to deal with it. We'd rather not deal with it.
And honestly,
But it
most of the
also
backlash
creates
comes
the
on Twitter.
illusion.
I think Twitter's like the central place for backlash.
that's what they're scared of. Though.
And when you
Yeah.
talk about canceling too, like I think if someone really stands behind their thoughts, and
I agree with this
and
100%.
people don't like what you say, that's just life. That's just, to me, that's just, that's hey, this is a capitalism. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
agree.
You have a product that people don't want, it doesn't get bought. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I agree.
So but the problem I have with it is when some like allegations come out and it's hearsay, and then people get their careers ruined with
Correct.
no solid
my
actual
buddy
proof.
lost his
That-
career off a tweet.
Yeah, see, like, that's when I get upset about. Like, wait a minute, I thought we had these, those trials type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But corporations are so scared, and Hollywood's so scared. They're like, we'd rather just not deal with it. Yeah, you're out.
Yeah.
Well, it's
like,
also
whoa, you got
a
voted off
great
the
way
island?
to control people, to make people
Fair.
afraid to question. So you
For
create
sure.
this illusion that this small group, and if you're asking me, bro, I think the woke progressive left is like America. Oh,
Wow, they
damn,
were
the
swinging, too.
34-year-old's already gone.
This is good. So the main event.
Yeah, thank God. 34 by 34.
He got body
By
shot. He's
34,
done.
we
Oh, he
mean
got a liver shot?
He must have.
67. Oh, so I like the ref still counting.
It's over.
Oh, he doesn't.
No, he's
done.
done.
He's done.
There's no way.
Oh, no, stop the fight.
Main event.
He's
Hell
like,
yeah.
"Oh, man, why'd
Oh,
you
look,
do that?"
he acted like he was mad. Now he can walk perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, he fell down.
Oh,
You're good, yeah.
yikes.
You know what's gonna be fun about watching this kid? Him getting more and more tattoos as he goes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
More
Dude,
success.
Dude,
more
Jake's
tattoos.
got a bunch of new ink now.
Yeah.
Like here and
Well, if he's not boxing, he's nothing. He's bored in Costa Rica.
got to spend some money.
Yep.
Man,
Every
those
time I talk
Paul
to Jake,
brothers
he's like,
got it on lockdown.
Dude, every time I talk to Jake, he's like, I can't believe in California, man. They take half your money. I'm like, no, I get it. Yeah.
I agree
get it.
with
Yeah.
that.
how's he doing in
Texas.
Puerto Rico? They're getting they constantly get hammered by hurricanes.
Yeah, that is like the weather.
They're getting no taxes.
Yeah, but
which
he just flies here. Yeah. And then when the hurricane's over, he flies back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they get jet.
They lose power for like weeks sometimes. I mean, if you have a badass generator, I guess.
Yeah, all the places go. I don't know if Puerto Rico's the move, but
Yeah.
listen.
It's
who
like
am I
what
to tell
3?
them
It's like
anything?
3% tax total or something like that. Something crazy like that. I mean, in Texas, there's no
That can't be
state
smart.
income tax.
Well, they get you on the state tax, right?
where
Texas.
Texas.
Like,
No, there's no
federal.
income tax.
Federal.
Federal, yeah.
federal,
But there's no
whatever.
state income tax. And then like
Same in Nevada.
and then property tax I think is
Property tax high,
2%.
I wish they'd show a replay of the
But they
shot.
they revalue
The fact that he was
your
punching
house
the
every year.
canvas like that made me feel like he must have got caught with a body shot.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because usually when you
There's
get
nothing you
rocked,
can
yeah, that's when your body and your
Yeah.
head's active, but your body your legs are just shot.
That face is every bit of 67.
My daughter's watching. Hi, Munchkin.
No, your daughter's watching the Ninja and Ghost?
Ghost and Ninja.
I came up with
Dude's
those
wearing a
names.
Lions
Did we
Not
talk?
Cheap shirt.
Bro.
Are you guys coming out next week to the fights at FFN?
No, you're in San Antonio. I know.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that because I'm going.
Oh, you're. Okay.
I'm going to San
You're gonna
Antonio.
Oh,
November
that's
4th?
right. Yeah, I'm staying at Hotel Emma.
San Antonio.
San Antonio, I'm there at the LOL next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and the week after I'm in Houston. What's great about Texas, the biggest market for Tiger Thick. So I'm doing an appearance in Houston at Specs, when all the Specs out there. But at the shows, like Calgary's a nightmare. The Tiger Thick 6 cases got stopped at customs. They just wouldn't allow it through, who knows. But in Texas, San Antonio, this is my biggest market, so we'll have all the cases. So for San Antonio, Houston, San Antonio's at the LOL next Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Houston's next the following week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Houston Improv. We'll have all the freaking Tiger Thick, that sweet, thick nectar, award-winning nectar. And if you're not in Texas, you can get online at thickboy.com, delivered to your house. But
Yeah,
it's
and
gonna great.
I'll be at that show Saturday night.
Yeah,
for show.
be fun, man.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Canada was great. When's the last time you played Canada, Sam?
Ever since Trudeau went nuts, I haven't.
Well, they
played there.
just opened up, right? So that was allowed
Oh,
to
there
go there.
like there's no guidelines now.
now if you don't have the
You're all right.
vaccine,
Here's what's crazy. So they don't check vaccines at all. But if you're Canadian to get to, because America, we still require Canadians and international people.
crazy. Bro.
Wait, we still do if they come.
America does. Canada doesn't.
It's ridiculous.
Oh,
well,
man, look at you.
dude, it was only just a short time ago they let
Left
people
to
in
the body?
who had HIV.
Oh, so it was a body shot.
They wouldn't let anybody
Sorry.
if you
I
had
looked off
HIV,
again,
you couldn't
man.
come.
Well, that wouldn't make sense, right?
Why'd they replay the whole fight?
Well, I mean, it's not real.
I just want to see the part. Man. Come on.
And
You know
show it a
they've
couple
never
times.
isolated the
Yeah.
virus, right? You know that, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know enough about HIV.
They never isolated it.
Here it is. Okay.
This is the punch. Block.
Okay, block that
Pink
one.
gloves. Minions. Holler. Oh, it's a left hook.
Yeah, that's a chin shot there.
Oh, that's bad. Man, yeah, it
No.
is. I'm with you, Frank. It's weird that you're slapping the canvas.
Yeah, that is
When you're
weird.
concussed, that's
Yeah.
That's a weird one, right?
a weird one.
But Jesse called it too for a second because he was really wobbly, and then they called the fight, and then he
Yeah.
was really straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
he
got fell
down.
again.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
See, that's
Sugar
my thing
Sean
with-
in the
with
back.
With like these events, you always
Nice
have
tight
to just
inside
be
left
like,
hook.
What are the odds that someone's gonna just take one on the chin on purpose?
Yeah. Hey, Jesse, Frank, and Sam, let me know what you think. How are you guys feeling now about the Sugar Sean decision? Now,
I
now-
love
in
him,
hindsight.
bro. I
same.
respect
He's
him
my
so
favorite.
much.
He's ranked number 1 in the world now. Number
Yeah.
one.
here's my okay. According to how the judges are supposed to judge, and that's how I'm trying to look at it now.
Damage.
This whole damage thing, and then quantity, and then control.
Takedowns,
He
yeah.
won the first round. You know what I mean? Like
It's
he
all
landed
predicated off that first round.
Because look, it's very biased towards striking. Really, the new way of
Big
judging,
time.
right?
Yeah.
So, like I'm fighting somebody, and I take them down. I pass their guard. I put them in a head and arm, and they roll out of it, stand up. They throw one kick to my sternum, and I fall back. They're winning the fight.
100%.
Like, what damage did I cause through my takedown and my submit? Now, I think how I would look at a fight, in my opinion, Jan won the first round. But like how I judge fights.
You're also a grappling expert.
Yeah, right. Like
we're
looking at the
heavy
whole
grappling.
picture. I mean, I understand boxing. I've done professional boxing. You know what I mean? Like I get it. I understand the whole aspect of MMA, from the grappling to the striking.
100% you do,
And
yeah.
so I see the big picture, and I'm like, oh, in the big picture, Peter Yan won the first round,
Mm-hmm.
according to what I think a fight should be. But that's not what they're
judges'
judging.
criteria, yeah.
The judges' criteria, I think they got it right.
That's
And
what I
like,
said. I
yeah.
said based off what the way they judge a fight.
If you guys don't like that
decision.
decision, change the
And
criteria.
that's what,
like
that's
him,
what,
man.
and that's what I said. I said I didn't invent the rules, but
I know,
I'm going based off what I'm told.
And I like
the way
his
they judge.
reaction to
Sugar
it.
won.
Dude, the criteria is not like I was watching that Tim Means fight with Chin, and I was like,
Did Tim
and
win, by the way?
He lost split decision, but dude, the
fuck.
third, he's on his back, moving from submission attempt to submission attempt. He must have landed 100 shots from his back, and
They
I'm
don't
like,
count.
I'm
They
like,
don't count.
watch them give it
I
to this
know.
other
It
guy.
doesn't
And I
count.
bet on the other dude. I was like, just please let these judges be fucking morons, and they were, and they
Yep.
give it. I mean,
Yep.
No, I've actually
yeah.
been. I don't want to throw them under the bus, right? But I have friends that have been in
Look
the
who's
room
back, my girl.
when the judges are talking amongst themselves, right?
And you've heard them talk.
right? And so they were watching a fight, and basically some guy shot in, got stuck in a guillotine. The guy passed over, was on the correct side. So the guillotine, was completely useless to anybody that knows anything about a submission hold.
He just held it forever.
Right. Was just holding on the guy's head. The other guy's kneeing him, punching him, forearm. You're right, boom, boom, was on top for 3 minutes.
The guy
they go, who do you think won? Most of the judges, and these are judges that judge UFC fights, go, the guy had him in a submission hold.
Oh, no.
Because look, think about it. Like, what is... I'll throw her name out there. Adelaide Bird. What does she know about grappling or submissions?
100%.
She doesn't know anything. You know
It's
what I mean?
the number one problem in the sport.
Right, so like,
and then the UFC brass go, can't leave in the judge's decision. It's like, no, hold on.
That's
dude.
what they're there for. Because
that's what they're there for. But then also, yeah,
I didn't
man,
do it on
I want to
purpose.
finish.
Yeah.
Happens to be this
I say
guy's
that all
pretty
the time.
fucking good.
I hate it when people, well, don't leave it to the judge's
I hate
decision.
that.
It's like, I don't know if you failed to watch what was going on, but I was trying to take the other guy's head off. I tried to take their arm off. I tried to choke him.
You happen
but
to be a
you know what?
professiontional.
They trained for the fight. They showed up in shape. Knew
Or
what
they're
they were
ranked number
doing.
6 in the world, number
Yeah,
10 in the world. It's like he's
I hate
tough to put away.
Have you failed to notice they knew what the hell they were doing too?
It's the judges
And then
that
I
know what
ran
the fuck
out of
they're doing.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I should be credited for the fact of I was winning the fight. I didn't leave it up to the like. Put no
ex-fighters
put no
don't
rounds
get
on
it?
it.
That's
man.
exactly what I was
judging
going to
Just
say.
keep on going. They should.
Well,
But I
Ricardo
think,
Almeida
you know what it
did,
is? They
and
won't
Frank
let us
Trigg.
in because I think the
Trigg refs.
old. The judges that
guard?
are right now, the old guard, doesn't want us in there. People that actually know what the hell they're talking about are looking.
It'll make
because
them look bad.
Pretty soon they're going to look stupid because if they were ever like get on a podcast and go, hey, if I got an alley, bro, let's watch a fight. Do you know what's going on right now? She would like, what choke is that?
Well,
What position is that? What are they doing right now?
Oh, no, I bet you
Yeah.
could sit down with him like, what position is that?
Clueless.
Yeah, which way does he need to move to finish that?
Yeah, how do you get out of that?
But
Who's
also
in
simple
trouble
stuff,
right now?
Simple stuff. Like, is that Americana or what is that?
Yeah.
Do you
Like
know
a choke right there. Like that's pretty simple. Almost every kid at my jiu-jitsu class, right, at Drysdale's, right, or Syndicate, if I showed them a person wrapped around the head and the other person laying cross body on them, going, who's what's going on right? They're like, oh well, bottom person needs to let the head go because they don't have a choke.
Or they can get
But you
choked
have
out.
judges-
There's also a choke for the guy.
Yeah. You
There's
have
a choke.
the Von Flue,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're like, oh, you need to let the head go. But
Otherwise
you have
you can get
people
choked out.
judging UFC fight level
clue.
that don't know. They're like, oh, the person on bottom's winning. See, they almost have him in a submission. I'm like, wow,
Nuts.
really? Are you serious? You think
then,
that?
And then the backlash Sugar's getting, even Sugar came out and was like, it's not my fault. I'm
No.
not the
Yeah,
judge. And he
anybody
goes,
mad at
Sugar goes,
Sean.
I thought it was a close fight.
It was a close fight.
Yeah, but the narrative now on Sugar, right? Because he's polarizing figure, which is a good thing. That's why he makes so much money. Is now they have a reason to hate him. Oh, you didn't beat Jan. You didn't beat Jan. It's like we can't say it was a robbery.
He's like, I'm not
It
the
wasn't a
fucking
robbery.
judge.
And according to how the criteria that they've put out
won
there
the
right
fight.
now, he won the fight.
Yep.
Dude, but like,
I
one
love
one
his
thing
reaction to
that
it.
O'Malley said is he said he thinks that he'd be getting more respect right now if he lost the decision, and
100%.
I actually agree with that.
I agree with him.
Yeah.
But who gives a shit what the public thinks?
Yeah.
You're the number one bantamweight in the world.
Yeah.
And you're fighting for a title next, dude.
Yeah.
Who gives a
Well,
shit?
they know
dude?
Cejudo is. They said Cejudo's fighting next.
Oh, he came out?
That's what Dana said. Yeah.
Oh.
Probably because they hate that fucking matchup, Aljamain and Sean.
And they like Cejudo.
But I mean,
for
but they got
Sugar?
to.
Well, I think they like Cejudo to beat Aljamain, and then they like Cejudo versus O'Malley better than Aljamain. Would be my
No.
guess.
I
No
disagree.
way.
That's even worse.
That's
I
a-
think
That's
that-
even worse.
But
Especially
that-
if you're
that-
trying to protect O'Malley. I mean, if you want him to
So
be
you
I'll
got,
always
you
try
got
to
a
protect
high level
O'Malley.
wrestler and an Olympic level wrestler.
Oh,
you know what I
dude.
mean? Like
Yeah.
gold
Gold medal.
medalist. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
no, that's an awful matchup.
Jesse, they announced that
Dana in the press conference said Cejudo's next. Yeah.
I bet you they backtrack on it a little bit. Now I love Henry Cejudo, and he's
Or
a
they
great
got to put
matchup.
O'Malley on the burner because take a chance.
But that's my thing with O'Malley. It's like if you're O'Malley, now he's a business, and he's ranked number one. So
Well, strike while they're on top, man.
Who are they going to give you, dude? Because that next
Cheeto, maybe.
that next fight's tough.
It would be Cheeto if not.
Cheeto Vera.
Yeah.
That next fight's tough. And,
Yeah.
and dude, your chances just to get the UFC 1 in whatever 10 million. The chances to fight for a title, ask Frank, world
yeah.
champion. The chances to fight for a title
Stars gotta align
are
and you do everything right.
0.001%. So
Yeah.
for Sugar, I'm going, I'm not doing shit unless it's title.
That's
Yes.
probably smart.
He has
Yeah,
to sit
you're
on
right.
the back burner.
And
He
because
has to.
if he just goes, I'm not fighting unless it's for a title, he'll get a title shot.
Because
It
Cheeto's
just
not
depends
easy to
on when.
fight.
Yeah.
Cheeto beat him. Straight
Yeah.
up, beat him.
Yeah.
You gonna redo
I mean,
that?
I can see the narrative on why that fight could make sense, why he's waiting. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, it's a chance.
If
You know what
I'm
I mean?
his manager,
I mean, look,
if
George
I'm his
St.
manager, I'm like, we're not doing shit. There's no
Yeah,
way.
that's the smartest
Two changes
move.
to a fight. You lose that one. Well, then you're definitely not gonna fight. Then
Yeah.
you fight another monster in top 3.
Yeah.
You lose that one, we're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you changed my mind on that actually.
Yeah.
I was thinking that he takes a different, but I think you're right, dude.
No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
you're right.
if you
You
have
don't waste a title
if
shot.
you can sniff
Yeah.
a title shot,
You're right.
you hold out, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
Because then that'll change your life.
Yeah,
It's
some
too
guys
big of a
can't
risk
do
if you
that.
take
Well,
that
Sugar's
fight.
it's way too because
Yeah.
where Sugar's at now, his life's not changed.
There's sometimes
yeah.
with guys that are popular, they hit that number one spot, and something happens, and there's some marquee fight that they're going to make money off of, and so you get skipped, and then they're like, "Well, what is that guy going to do?" I'm like, "Well, here's the problem. Now the number 3 guy goes out there and he gets a win, and now he might bump ahead of you because you know what I mean, like."
Especially if he gets like a big knockout. Or
Yeah.
something, then the
So like I
hype's on
get
him.
like sometimes you got to stay busy even though you're there, but like O'Malley now because of his popularity,
Yeah.
he doesn't have that problem.
Yeah.
Like no one's going to jump over him. You know what I mean?
And he's
Like,
also making money outside the octagon, so there's not a
Yeah,
a
but it's
reason
not
to
yeah.
jump in.
Yeah.
If I'm Sugar's manager, I'm like, we're not doing shit unless we get a title.
yeah, I
fight.
mean, because right now he's even making more as the number one guy. Like milk that, and
yeah,
then now milk
sell
your title
merch,
fight.
do your thing, train,
I mean,
work on
yeah.
your takedown defense. You know, take
He's
a
with
year.
and he's with Gary Vee for his social media. I think he negotiates his own contracts.
He doesn't have an agent. He negotiates
Yeah.
his own contracts and must have done a pretty good job because when he was on Food Truck, he was like, I see Dana tomorrow. I'm going from here to negotiate with Dana. And I said, dude, you don't have any background in business? He's like, I didn't go to college. I'm like, they're sharks, man. Like, you're dealing with sharks. They're very smart. I'm telling you, but make sure you have all your ducks in a line. Like, make sure you're ready to go, dude.
Hopefully,
Ducks
he
in a
has
row.
an attorney at least to review them. I assume.
He has an attorney. He'll give the contract attorney, but he's negotiating himself. He got a big deal contract, but now he's number one. He wants to renegotiate again. That's where it could get dicey because UFC's like, no, dude, what are you talking about? We just made a deal.
Well,
And now-
they're gonna at least start from a hardball position. Like they'll just go, no, you have a deal, but he has tremendous leverage.
Frank, who did your negotiations when you were doing it? Did you have an agent, manager?
Yeah, I mean, all the way from Malky and back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
you were with first round?
Yeah, for about 9 or 11.
You want that? Like I remember, I was thinking about.
Yeah, you want a division between you.
Yeah,
You don't want to be
to,
a guy.
to hurt your feelings. Like I remember
Yeah.
my manager. You know, I've always prided myself
Yeah,
on being
dude,
a good
they'll say some
businessman.
nasty
Bro,
shit,
I
right?
told my agent, I'm like, call Joe Silva right now. It was when I was gonna fight Nogueira. And it started off good. He was like, I'm telling you, don't want to hear this, man. Joe Silva's brutal. I'm like, dude, I can handle it.
Joe's
It's not a big
brutal.
deal. He's like, all right, but don't say anything. I'm like, yeah, don't pretend I'm not in the car. Let me hear how it goes. It was the worst. Those things he
Do you know how
said
many of those
about,
conversations I've had with him? Because
Dude,
we
the
were friends
thing-
for many years.
He found you.
Yeah, so I
Like
mean, I remember,
and I
you know how many
actually,
times I go eat dinner with him, and then my wife and
I
both of
respect
them just
him.
back and forth.
He's like
back. At
5'3",
one
right?
point, I remember sitting there going, dude, I think I need a Xanax or something before I eat dinner with you guys. Like, I need, I'm not into that, like medication, but like.
any insecurities you have.
Oh.
Dude.
It made me
What is he doing now, Silva? Just
He retired.
Enjoys
He
life,
cashed
goes
out
and
and
trains
just,
and
and shared
lives
off.
in
How
Virginia.
long did it take you to shake that conversation off? Like how many? Like for real?
He'll
like
let you know
where
when it happens.
Think,
Oh,
like, how long
I was gonna say, still has it. It hurt my feelings so bad. I literally
did he
had,
say?
Those are those
I-
conversations
Yeah.
that like you'll sit and think about, and you're
Yeah.
like, and they still hurt. You're like,
Yeah.
oh god,
That's
that was
why I
It
asked.
was after I knocked out Crow Cop, and then they're talking about the Nogueira fight, and then he's like, "We're giving Schaub a gift here, man. This fucking," and he's like, "This pussy, he can't knock out Nogueira, and we're gonna give it to him in Denver. He wants Brazil. Tell him to shut the fuck up. Just all." And you're like, "What?" And, but the good thing that came out, he's like, "And if we're thinking if he gets past him, he's gonna get Brock Lesnar." And I was like, "Oh hell yeah, Brock, me, that's gonna be sick." So I was hyped, but then it just went really dark. Like he was like, how about his fight with Roy Nelson? That was a fucking sleep fest, but that was a piece of shit. That guy's like, you tell him he's a piece of shit, and you're just like, that's my boss. Call me a
Jesus.
piece of shit.
yeah, man.
And we get off the phone, Lex Lee's going, I told you.
It's their job.
I'm like,
it's
I
their-
never want to hear that again.
It was actually
Yeah.
even more brutal for me at times because we were friends. So he had to make sure that no one ever thought I got favoritism. So I actually got it worse.
You got worse.
Yeah, I got it worse. I was
So
like,
just so you
people
know,
are like, oh, you're friends with
Joe
somebody. I'm
Silva
like,
discovered him.
it actually is worse. Like I wish that we weren't friends. You know what I mean?
Like Joe
this
Silva
is
just
awful.
started working for the UFC, was in Vegas, discovered Frank.
Yeah,
at
there
the
was
gym.
two paths, and one was like bad, and one was worse. I was getting the worst.
You're the
one.
worst.
Yeah, I was like, all right, well, we got to err on the side of making sure no one
You're
thinks
lucky
I'm
you
giving
were scale.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, geez.
Can I ask you guys who is the
8 inches.
6 on its tippy toes?
It's tippy toast.
Okay, the guy Darvish is what's his name that fought on the last card? That was
Gamrot.
no,
Oh,
yeah, that
Darius.
beat him.
Darius.
Benil
beat
Darius.
Gamrot.
That guy deserves the title shot.
He's won 10 in a row, right?
10,
Nine-
nine in a row.
9? Yeah.
Here's the problem, though. The UFC, their business model now, they're getting paid regardless. Darius, and I love him. I've known Darius.
Dude, that
forever.
guy's
I love him.
great.
The problem with Darius is, he gets on the mic and he goes, "I'll fight 10 guys if that it takes to get a title shot." And Lord's my savior and Jesus Christ, and he's like, leave it to Beaver, but that's not an act. He's the nice. guy
No
in the
wrong with
world.
Jesus, bro.
Well, if the UFC,
He was a shapeshifter, by the way.
okay, we'll get to that later. We'll get
He
to that later.
shapeshifted in
well,
the
he's
Bible.
a zombie. He was a zombie. I'll tell you what, man. So I'll tell you what makes me not feel like a zombie. The best kratom on the planet. Let's call it a segue, Sam.
I love
best
that.
kratom on the planet. We're talking about Happy Hippo. It's my limitless pill. I don't look like Bradley Cooper, but man, I think like him when I'm on the best kratom on the planet. The best focus product I've ever used. I use it before I do stand-up, any podcast, just hang out with my family, get through the day. Kratom is fantastic, but listen, Kratom's the Wild West. Back in the day, like CBD, you didn't know who to trust. You can trust my friends at Happy Hippo. If you like pills, they got it. Powders, they got it. Gummies, they got it. The shots, the pink lemonade shot is my favorite. That's why I have like 1,000 of them in the cupboards here. I said cupboards like I'm an old person. Listen, it's fantastic. Kratom is good for you. Visit happyhippo.com. Use promo code ThickBoy for 20% off for life. That you can use that code as many times as you want. Share it with your friends, your woke aunt, your gay cousin. It doesn't matter. Visit happyhippo.com. Promo code ThickBoy. 20% off for life.
Especially your woke aunt. Get them to calm the fuck down.
Dude.
Wait, you got shots here? What's up, dog?
I got some kratom shots for. Oh yeah, you guys like kratom.
Dude.
Frank's kratom.
Dude,
your
the
kratom,
one that you gave me,
You like that?
your kratom looked intense.
awesome, dude.
I think
It's
it
actually
That was
vile.
aces.
And actually, it's actually I have a liquid kratom.
do to you?
It's a cousin of a coffee plant, and so basically it has like it hits the same receptors I think that like an opiate would hit, but without the side effects. So like where if you take a pain pill, or, I mean obviously heroin has its side effects, right? You stop breathing and you die.
Thank you, sir.
This one, if you take too much or you abused it, you're gonna vomit. You're gonna get sick to your stomach. You know what I mean? So it's much healthier.
Like coffee.
Yeah, let's think of coffee. You know what I mean? If you abuse coffee, you know what I mean?
The way I describe it is like coffee is to blow as kratom is to oxy.
Yeah, there you go. It's not as powerful, but it scratches that itch if you were like a heroin addict and you wanted to get off it, but like going cold turkey and not feeling that anymore, like might freak
People
you
use
out.
kratom for that.
Yeah, you think kratom will help that. There's a lot of people that have that opiate addictions that use kratom, or if you're someone like me that like,
Listen,
I have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning.
Three
You know
of
what I
us
mean?
like painkillers. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So like,
So I
if
do
you don't
this
like to
instead.
hurt,
I'm
then
a
the
go
kratom helps
fast
you.
guy.
That this cherry.
Well, and the white
pom-pom,
kratoms actually
No,
give you
it's-
energy. They make you talkative and they're energizing.
Get back to my
Nope.
old coke
You know what?
days.
My
If-
boy
I have
Sam's
some
sober now.
I have some kratom with me. I don't
Like
try. I
like
don't go anywhere
sober?
without it. I have if you ever want, I can put some in a water bottle. It don't taste great the way I do it. Some people mix it with juice
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
don't
I just,
actually
go, I just go
The
powder.
next drug I
water.
do will be ayahuasca.
Callan's doing a lot of that stuff.
Good. I would like to do it, but not for a little while. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna.
You-
My buddy's like, I think he had like an ayahuasca vape pen. Do they have that? I'm like, why would you want to do like any DMT or ayahuasca off a vape pen, dude?
No, I want to do it like
You want to suck a robot?
That's what the people like
like
go to
mental
Peru
health?
and like.
Fuck
yeah.
go
I
up
think
and,
I want a shaman. I want
Yeah,
the
I
girl-
wanna do the
I want the
Tim
girls
Hortons.
with the real titties, like hanging down to the
Yeah, like
hips.
some National Geographic.
Yeah, I want the
titties.
tattoos on the face.
When I did the Toad DMT, I'm pretty sure it was out of a vape. Actually,
Did you do it with Mike Tyson? Who does
I know. I did it
Would
with
you
a.
lick a
I did it
toad,
with a. I did it
dog?
with like a shaman.
And how'd it go?
I had someone trying to get me to do the
It
toad
was,
stuff, like toad poison. When you like, don't you like
heavy.
scratch yourself and you put the toad poison? on
No,
you?
like smoked it.
Oh, so there,
Off
there
a
was a different
vape
one.
pen, bro.
It's like a It was like a.
How do you know it's real toad?
Yeah,
Oh
bro.
fuck! I knew.
Yeah, it was something, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
What was your takeaway from it?
Oh, dude, I went into outer space. Like the way that he described it, which is
He's all,
accurate,
"Toad
is he was
hat."
like, he's like, you've done LSD and shrooms. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so that's you experiencing something. He's like, this is gonna be like you disappeared and you're all of a sudden inside the sun. And I was like, all right. And
don't understand
that's
that.
like, you just like,
That doesn't sound like fun at all.
dude, a lot of people,
You're gonna feel like you're burning alive for 30 minutes.
it just like,
The
it just
observer
melts. It just
disappears.
melts your ego
You
completely.
get a good takeaway from it?
Oh yeah,
More open-minded?
yeah, yeah. It's really good for trauma. Like a.
Cal was doing
I've never done it either.
They call it the godly dose. I guess it's 6 milligrams.
Oh yeah, he was doing hard on shrooms.
Dude, have you heard his? You can't say the story, but it's so funny. I was like, this is a bit, dude. You gotta use some stage. I would never, like, dude. I'll tell you guys off there.
Yeah.
Just one of the things, he was in a ball crying, and he had like it was all business lights like set up in a safe room. But he's like, I was farting uncontrollably, like the loudest shit I've ever heard. And the stuff he was saying, I was like, oh, how did they not just? Like, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I want to hear
It's
this.
on
I guess.
DMT or on the
shrooms.
the God dose shroom.
Godly dose, the 6 milligrams, which he's done it. Someone's like, take 6. John's like, yeah, let's do that. And he saw Jesus.
I mean,
Now Jesus was a frog, but yeah.
yeah.
Shapeshifter, as Sam said.
He really is in the Bible.
Well, he's a zombie, yeah.
No, he showed up as Jesus, Mary, the apostles.
Well, that guy in the back is.
Look at those nipples, bro.
Dude, going into
That is a
psychedelics
huge, violent
nonchalant
professional. Look at the size of that guy.
What a great.
The guy behind him?
There's
Yeah.
no mystery what he does.
Yeah.
Professional.
And how tall is Jake? 6'1", something like that.
No, 5'10", right?
No, 5'10", yeah. But I don't
Really?
know.
Well, he
I'm
must be taller than
5'10".
that because I think.
I know.
Yeah, Anderson, there's no way.
No, Jake has his shoes on there. I guarantee you, Jake left his shoes on.
Jake's my
You're-
he's my height. I'm 5'10".
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
your height.
Look at the
Oh,
girls.
stop
Like,
it. I
their
didn't know
whole
that.
job is not to pay attention, just stare into the camera.
Now, this is what I respect about the Paul brothers. So you see that bald head guy behind them? They're all professional fighters for Titan FC.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lex McMahon. So Jake and Logan, all the security are professional MMA fighters.
Oh wow.
All of Floyd's, because I remember Logan came up to me because I worked his fight when he fought Floyd. He's like, hey, Schaub, and he had all the security around. He goes, if my security and Floyd's security got in a fight, who'd win? I'm like, you would destroy them, dude. These guys are like champions in Titan. Those are just big fat guys.
Yeah.
They can't fight. They're just there to like push and shove people.
Yeah.
You guys would armbar those big fucks.
A lot of
He's like,
people
really? I'm
would
like,
slay-
yeah, you do.
They're
that.
there to be a
They
human
would
wall.
destroy them.
They're
them.
deterrents, you know. More.
Yeah. For like regular people, MMA fighters go, oh, that's candy.
Yeah.
Like a big fat slow
They can't
guy who
move.
can't fight.
They got him
Yeah.
down at 6'1".
That's what I thought. I thought he was 6'1". I mean, it's
Well,
possible.
well,
Schaub,
Anderson-
what are you 6'5"?
6'4". Anderson Silva is definitely taller than 6'1".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Jake's not 6'1". That's the internet 6'1". That's like Hulk Hogan.
is he wearing platform shoes when he's facing off with
He has shoes on.
Anderson?
Anderson had no shoes on there. He's probably wearing big ass Air Max.
How about the guy from Barstool who always takes pictures on his tippy toes? Have you seen
Oh,
that?
who's that?
Yeah,
Not
El
KFC.
Presidente.
Wait, Portnoy?
Dave Portnoy does?
Yeah.
To look bigger?
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of people who have a great fucking sex tape, that guy's his sex tape is nothing to be embarrassed about at all. You guys see
Yeah,
it?
that one or more fans.
You love
Yeah.
sex tapes, huh?
Fucking of course.
I didn't know that existed, man.
I mean, I'll just, or I'll at least review
I haven't watched
them.
porn in forever. That's my new thing. I'm giving up all
You get
the
off
vices.
porn too?
Yeah, all
You're
the
just not
vices.
fun anymore, huh?
I just
No
like
porn,
it's
no
low
drugs. What's
frequency
happening to you,
shit.
dude?
It's low frequency
How's your
shit.
stand-up doing?
Oh, I can't connect with any crowds anymore.
That's what I'm saying, dude, because you gotta get back on the sauce.
Yeah.
KO.
Dude, these guys are living the life, bro.
Which
Paul's?
ones? Jake?
Who was the original Goldie? What was his name from the UFC they used to call with
Goldberg.
Rogan?
Oh, Mike Goldberg.
Do you think
Goldberg.
he should be in the UFC Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think
Mike
they'll
Goldberg?
eventually do that?
You would hope so.
Dude, when you watch the old ones, like he was
great.
awesome. Like I still to this day prefer him and Rogan in the old ones commentating
Oh,
versus
no
the
way.
new
More
ones.
than John Anik and DC?
I mean, no, they're awesome,
it's a different time.
but it's just different. Like it's
different
like
time.
It's more
like
corporate
Goldberg was
now,
awesome.
right?
I love Goldberg. Goldberg's a buddy of mine, but it's like the commentating teams evolved now. Like DC, like you're talking about double champ, heavyweight,
Yeah, yeah.
light heavyweight, like, and he's really good on there. And him and Rogan are friends, so there's a chemistry. It's kind of like Fight Campaign. Like if you guys weren't my friends, you wouldn't be here. The only reason this thing works because we're friends and there's a vibe. So a lot of
Even
times,
when I talk about the Holocaust?
yeah, I dig that stuff, man,
Okay.
because a lot of it I haven't heard before. I didn't know Jesus was a cactus or
Shapeshifter,
whatever he
bro.
said. Yeah, or cactus. But it was just, I think there's just a chemistry between Anik. Anik just re-signed. Big boy money. Anik just re-signed for like a long-term deal.
What do they do? What do they do for one of these when they're sitting on the when they're on the desk? What do you think they do for a pay-per-view?
What they pay those guys?
Money, yeah.
I know Rogan, is highest paid, and hopefully Rogan didn't mind me saying this, but I just know because I know how comedy works and I know the amount of tickets he sells. Rogan loves fighting so much. So let's say this was a UFC pay-per-view tonight. Rogan loses money working for the UFC. He makes more money doing stand-up. If he did one arena, he makes more money doing that arena. He takes a pay cut doing UFC. That's how much he loves the UFC.
But he's got to be printing money in those arenas too.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
Rogan.
how many American pay-per-views they have, I don't know. Let's say 18 or whether 12.
Yeah,
So if he's working all 12 of those are 12 arena dates he could have done. That's
Yeah.
a Saturday night, so that's gone. So he's actually losing money because he loves the UFC so much.
And he does his shows around the UFC because like when I was in Jacksonville,
He does
we
Friday
saw
night
Rogan
before.
the night before, and then he was in Arizona also for 74.
Yeah.
It's a
And
good
that's
show.
why you see like Tony Hinchcliffe and the boys, the
Yep.
Asian dude in the back. They're,
Yep.
they're always in the front row because they did the show the night before.
The Asian dude is fucking hilarious.
Funny,
Dude,
good
he's
writer,
a great writer, bro.
Yeah.
great writer.
He's a really great writer.
Yeah.
If he
Then
can
Tony
turn that,
Hinchcliffe's a monster too.
And Tony's
yeah, they're all
hilarious,
monsters.
dude.
If that guy could turn that into storytelling, he'll be one of the best to do it.
Dude, when you go in that show, they make you give your phone to
Yeah,
them.
they
and
should.
zip it up. Yeah, of course. They can't have
Dude,
them
you
on,
know, you know who I
on
don't know well
camera
at all? I
saying
know
any
you
of
know
that.
is Steve Burns. So I was in San Jose. I get a text from D'Elia. He goes, "Hey man, Steve Burns hit me up. He wants you to sell him." Like, and usually when people hit me up like that, they want something or whatever. And I don't know Steve at all. I know him and Brian work together, and he's a comedy store guy.
Yeah, he's great.
I've seen him around the store, so I don't know him very well. And I text Chris. I'm like, "What? I'm busy, bro. Like, what? You know what he wants?" He's like, "It's Steve Burns, dude. He's the best." And I go, "All right, I guess give him my number." He's like, "Trust me, he wants nothing from me." I'm like, "All right, give my number." Steve texted me like, "Hey, he was doing a theater with the guy from Impractical Jokers across the street." He was, "Are you staying at the same hotel?" And I'm like, "What hotel?" He's like, "The Hilton." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here." He said, "I'm staying at the hotel." He's like, "Let's just grab coffee." I'm like, "Oh, what the hell does this guy want?" I couldn't because I was doing some other media stuff. So then he's like, "You know what? I'll make it easy on you. I finished before you. I'll come to your late show." I was like, "All right." And at the same time, I'm like, "What the hell does this guy want?" He comes to the late show. I didn't know he was there. And then after I got off stage, comes to the green room. He was just like the coolest guy. He was like, "I just want to see it for myself, man. I heard you working hard." He's like, "My God, dude." Like, he was so cool. I was like, "You don't want anything?" He's like, "What?"
He's great.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm an asshole." And I figured, because everyone always, when they do that, well, they want so. He's just a good dude.
Steve and
He's
I
just
were
such a good
really
guy.
close, and then he got mad at me because I stuck my dick in his chicken sandwich and then watched him eat it, and then he didn't
Oh.
talk
He got
to me
mad
for-
about that?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Jesus.
How long ago was that?
That was like 13 years
Those
ago.
were wild Sam days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sam was nuts.
Sam was nuts.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Sam do stand-up?
Of course.
Savage.
Yeah.
He's a 90s comic that hasn't been canceled. He's the last of the
Last
Mohicans.
Mohicans?
You can't got nothing to cancel.
That's the thing about that. It's like, dude, if you're just like, I'm not playing, you know, like no matter what you say, they're just
Yeah.
like, blah, 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 you're like, fuck you.
I think it will come back around. You know, I think
yeah.
everything's coming back around now that the apparatus to cancel people isn't there anymore.
That's how it goes.
Right? I mean, what CNN, all these mainstream media are dying. They have no way of
Yeah.
generating astroturfing this anger. It's all going.
Well, think about CNN's even changed their platform, right? Because they got that new president or whatever, and he goes, "We're going back to the news. We're
Yeah.
going to quit doing this, you know, just focus on the left, hating on the right. We're not
They're going to do that to
He's
get
like, "We're gonna be
people
news."
back in.
And then they might turn, but still, at least he's getting rid of people, too.
See,
that
that's
are
the R's
with
and
the agenda.
D's too, man. Everyone's mad at the D's right now. They're just going to run everybody over to the R's.
Exactly.
R's will pull a bunch of shit and run everybody back to the D's.
They're just gonna switch the
when
money.
you should trust none of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're just
agreed.
going to switch the money.
That's what I say. They're all on the same
Try,
team.
they're all if they're
all on the same team,
If they're
dude.
Frank
in
has a point here.
Washington,
They're all the
they're
same.
They're all on the
shady
same
as
team,
fuck.
dude.
Maybe like a Rand Paul who said some crazy. Maybe him, but everybody else is like, I don't trust them. Everything's local. Go local. Do local. Local politics is the only thing. Dude, you know what's crazy?
What?
Is like, dude, can you name the Republican candidate that's running for governor for in this election that's a week away?
In California?
Yeah. Can you name the guy? No, nobody can. Does anyone? There's not a Republican running for mayor
I
of LA.
could name him in Texas where I live.
Well, there's a
Right.
Republican in Agora, and he's very close to winning, which affects mine.
Where?
In Agora, like Calabasas area.
Yeah. I mean, like, dude, there's not a Republican mayor candidate for LA. Rick Caruso
is crazy.
used
Well,
to be,
No, well,
but now he's them.
I thought it was Rick Caruso, and then
No,
and
he's
then
a
Larry
Democrat.
Elders. Larry Elders was running for during the recall. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
he's not running this time.
Larry Elders' teeth bother me, but
You don't like his
his
teeth.
chompers, dude.
He's got big teeth.
Big teeth.
I like
big
chicks
fake
with
teeth.
big teeth.
That's why I
and-
brought it
and
up.
Fake. And
He likes them cross-eyed. What's
Slightly
hot, This is how
cross-eyed. I
crazy
find it
Sam
hot.
is.
That
he
is-
thinks chicks
that's
are hot.
I've never
that have
heard that
cross-eyed.
before.
He wants them cross-eyed.
Slightly,
and big teeth.
dude. Not like
No, you don't want full, yeah.
just a little bit.
Just one cockeye.
Yeah.
One
No,
comedian.
Can
not
you show me a
cock,
picture
slightly
example?
in. And then just big old teeth.
Yeah, he likes big chompers.
Gets my dick hard.
Yeah, Larry Elders has some chompers on him, dude. I actually thought he had
Yeah.
a chance to win.
Oh, I mean, dude.
You're not
it's-
beating Newsom here.
Yeah, I know. Just so the record, anybody watching this, Gavin Newsom fucked his chief of staff's wife when he was the mayor of San
Oh
Francisco.
yeah, dude.
And if you tweeted that, you got banned.
Yeah.
But
And
now that it's off,
Did you
it's
see that when he was
everywhere.
running? The guy up on stage said that he goes, "If his best friend can't trust him with his wife, how do you trust
Yes.
him?" I was like,
I was all, get up.
I was like, yeah.
Dude, his chief of staff, dude,
And
it's
then-
like the
and
guy
then
that's
Twitter.
with him all
Yeah.
the time. He's like, hey, why don't you take off early tonight?
Which is funny
bud?
because I think we were talking about it last time, like because we're tribal animals, like there's certain like codes that men have to have.
Yeah.
That we work together. It's like, all right. It's kind of like the unspoken rule that all of us know, like, hey, you don't bang each other's wives, you don't go after girls. And, like, even, like, if it's an ex-wife or an ex-girl, like, you know, you start talking to someone's ex, you're like, it's almost one of those things like, oh, shit, you did.
It's frowned
Hey,
upon.
like, are you, like,
I should
you
probably
know,
go talk to him.
Yeah, it's like, at the very.
At the least.
The very minimum. Still,
Yeah.
like, I still find it improper,
Still,
but I mean.
first rule of bro club.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you
Don't
do
fuck
that,
my
right?
ex-girlfriends or wives.
Right?
dude, in the NBA,
like, what does it say
they
about
just
you?
do it all the time. Man,
What does it
this
say about a
Boston
person's character,
Celtics.
man?
It says they're not a good person.
Dude,
To me, that's like a scumbag move.
Well, that's the least of my worries with Newsom. But
But it's like in the NBA,
Shows
like
his
the
character.
Boston Celtics, the Cleveland Cavs. They're like, let's say the Cleveland Cavs, right? There's 30 chicks in the entire state you can't bang. You just can't bang them, and they still do it, bro.
Yeah.
They still do
Either
it.
they're passing around wives or they're passing around like groupies.
No, they're banging each other's wives, and that's why with the Boston Celtics, this guy was banging it. Not only is the VP's wife, but I think he hooked up.
Oh,
you're
travel
talking about the
agent,
coach.
too.
The
The
coach.
coach. The coach, yeah.
he's a good coach too.
The minority owner's wife he went after too. Dude, are you nuts, bro?
You know how he got caught?
That's the expression in the
How?
shirt where
The
you
ring
ring,
camera.
dude, the ring camera.
No.
Yeah, he like walked up, didn't realize how Ring works. He's like, "Yeah, I'm here
She
for
walked
the
up.
dick." And she's
Yeah.
like, "What?"
He's all, you ready to get bottomed
yeah.
out?
And then the dude was watching on Ring. He's like, "What the fuck is happening here?" It's like, how do you not see the ring, dude?
I thought she was talking to him on his phone. That's why.
Yeah, I thought it was the Ring. He like was like, "Oh, your dick delivery's here," or something like that.
He had his dick in a box.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Here we are, I got cookies."
Dick in a box.
And that's how he got busted. Guy lost his job, and good coach too.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
really
the
good
expression,
coach.
right? Like, if I, like, hey, don't shit where you eat, right?
Hey, talk about someone
Like, I
not
mean,
getting
there's,
hired
like,
again.
And especially too is like, yo, there's all kinds of pussy in the world. And
Yeah,
like,
bro, you're the head
like,
coach of the Boston
There's probably like,
Celtics.
yeah,
Yeah.
you think about it, like, all right, but there's like probably 5 that you shouldn't mess with because it's career ending, and like,
Yes.
and you hit 2 of the 5. You know what I mean? Like,
Dude, and the owner's
Oh,
wife.
you're an addict.
yeah, I'm like, bro, you got problems.
Yeah, you got problems.
Like, there might be a fetish for him. Like, let me fuck someone's wife that
'Cause
could
it's
fucking
taboo.
ruin my
It's
life.
taboo, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
away
Like,
with
it's
it.
like, yeah. that
You
might-
got to ask him. You're like, is there a girl on earth that you wouldn't fuck? Because if that's not her, then who is?
And have you seen
Yeah.
his wife? Dime piece.
Of course.
Famous actress, like super dime.
Oh, yikes! So
forget
that's
her name.
that's a wrap, huh?
Oh yeah, game over. Yeah, she divorced, moved out of the house. with
Embarrassed her.
kids. Yeah.
Broke the rule.
The fucking owner's wife. So like the next NBA
But have
owner,
you seen
he's
her?
all, hey, so who do we
What
got
does she
interviewing?
look like? Like if I see it, maybe I'm like, all right, I get
What
it.
is it? Are there any prop bets of just Anderson Silva out of nowhere just throwing a head kick?
Prop bets?
No head kicks.
I
Just
think
out
there
of
was for the
nowhere?
there was
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
McGregor and
Allison
Mayweather
be
fight,
like,
right?
oh,
No,
sorry.
there was for that. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
that. But there's also Ben Askren had a clause that they wanted him to sign a contract going, if you do any takedowns, any kicks, like you're going to lose half your pay or whatever.
Well, also too, because I fought on that card. That was
Oh,
the card
yeah.
I fought on. I boxed. That
was a good fight.
Cunningham, right? We went the distance.
and you found the Ben Askren
Yep.
Jake card.
That was a
Oh,
good
wow, I
fight.
forgot
Card,
about
right? Yeah, I fought.
Yeah.
It was a cruiserweight champion boxer.
that. You had one arm.
No, that actually had 2 arms. That one I went decision.
Yeah.
I lost a decision on that one, but it was a good boxing.
That was a
match.
good fight.
It was competitive.
Yeah.
But
good
but they
Frank
told
Izzo
me
boxing.
as far as in Georgia, the athletic commission there, they came in the back and said, "Hey, if you foul your guy, so like if I have an overhook and I turn and he goes ow, and he can't continue to fight, you lose your whole purse."
Oh wow.
Dude, let me ask you.
Yeah, your whole purse is gone.
They know Frank
They
can
find the whole thing.
manipulate
That's what
joints.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. They're like so because like there's certain things like I actually had a hard time with that when I boxed. Is that like if you have an arm, you can't bend past 70 degrees. Like so, if I overhook your arm, I can keep my arm straight. But if I put my thumb towards my chest and I overhook you. Like
Just
that's
on
an overhook.
instinct for you,
Yeah,
probably.
and that's an instinctive move for me.
Yeah.
That's an overhook. I've been doing it for
It's
30 years,
Muscle
right? You know
memory.
what I mean? Like, and like if I do this and you go, ow, That's a foul. I fouled you. I have to
I mean,
can't break the 70-degree angle.
But
on the
think
arm.
about like John Jones Glover Teixeira. Like he literally broke his elbow doing that, standing. Like you can do it. Frank could sure as fuck.
Yeah,
do it
you
to a
twist
boxer
hard
that
enough.
doesn't know what he's doing.
And the boxer doesn't realize what's
But
going
I also
on.
get it from the commission. Like, dude, you know how to do this stuff. He does it. Like, it's a
Let me
boxing
ask
match.
you guys something. No, if this
Me too?
I mean, are you a black belt in jiu-jitsu?
No, I've been taking
So,
Krav Maga though.
so like,
Krav Maga, bro.
what did you guys think about that video where Sean Strickland was sparring with Orlando Sanchez?
Same position the other.
That's what I was saying. Like, it's dirty. When
That's a dick move.
It's dirty, right?
No, look, Strickland could be known as a hothead, but he was absolutely in the right for that.
Yes,
he was
that's
absolutely
what I
not wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll back him on that one 100%. You know, we're rolling and you go on. That's a ballistic. Like I didn't have. How
trying
do
to
I
injure
tap?
him.
How do I say stop?
Yeah.
My,
You know what I mean?
my only
Like, you're
caveat
just
with
gonna
that.
jerk
My only
it.
caveat with that is I didn't see the context with how they're training before. Like, did he get
That's
heated?
fair.
Did Sean?
They
do
weren't
something
even going
before?
sparring. It was just live grappling, no-gi grappling.
Yeah, it's frowned upon for sure.
And the
It's a
guy,
dirty move.
So Sean
But
had,
Orlando
Sean
Sanchez
had like
is a
almost like a
beast.
tight
Yeah.
waist, not really a full underhook, and the guy
Yeah, I know,
turned it
dude.
hard.
Yeah,
jerked into it,
he
and like
turned
popped
hard.
his shoulder. He hit it so hard.
I know, but
So he's like,
ha-
"Yo, like, what are we
My only
doing?"
thing with that, and listen, I love Sean Strickland, but have you ever had somebody do that to you?
No, not
Never.
No one's ever done that to me.
Never.
Yeah,
Also, you're going to be.
and I've
prepared.
actually never done that to
I've
anybody
never
in
done that to
practice.
him, but also, you know, especially if I don't know the guy, and it's Orlando Sanchez is a high level. It's like,
ADCC champion.
yeah,
right?
yo, dude, monster.
Yeah.
So a lot of that stuff, it's like you got to be ready to go, P's and Q's.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's like it's a ballistic movement. It's kind of those things like, you know, there's certain grappling moves that like it's just like that's just
You
a
don't
dick
do.
move. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's like
You don't
yo,
slam a guy if he has a triangle.
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
lift me up and go, hey, dude, let go.
Yeah.
Like I got you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like like give the person opportunity. You know what I mean? You know.
And the way he acted afterwards when Sean kind of called him on it, he was like, "Oh, you're saying I'm in here? I don't even belong here." It's like that was fresh in your mind. Sounds like
yeah, that made it. Now that I remember that detail, I had forgot about that.
Oh, that's what he said?
He
He
said
said-
that. So I'm
yeah.
like, okay, so
you did that
So
in
it wasn't an
retaliation.
accident. You
Yeah.
were actually then going
Trying to
super
prove a
hard.
point.
Yeah, prove a
Yeah.
point. I'm like, then fight. You know what I mean? Like, all right,
Yeah.
if you're gonna like to me, there's certain times where like if I'm grappling, if you were to do that to me, I'm like, all right, dude, like screw it, let's fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, he kept
you know what I mean?
walking
Like, all right.
forward. He kept being, he's all, "Hey, man, hey." He's walking forward. It's like he was going to grab Sean.
Yeah,
If
I like
they-
Orlando. I like Sean too. That's tough.
Yeah, but that was definitely. a big
And then
move on
Sean
his
was
part.
getting ready for a fight, right? That was
Yeah.
the biggest
Popped
thing.
his
Like,
arm.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, you know that. It's like we're fighting. You know, it's like I'm tapping and you're ripping
you're
hard on a
screwed.
heel hook.
Sean
It's
might
like,
have
yo,
been
chill, dude.
Sean might have been fucking with him a lot in the gym though. Before, I mean, who knows?
Who
You
knows?
know?
Yeah, but I mean,
Sean's a tough character.
yeah,
He has
Strickland
his
definitely has
beliefs.
a certain, you know,
Yeah.
there's a way he
Do you
gets
know
in.
him at all, Frank?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
trained a long time at Syndicate and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, Sean, when he walks in the gym, he has a mindset. You know, he's like you know,
His mindset, like off the bat, like his default is to like kind of be mean, and then
Yeah.
once you get down that wall,
Yeah,
he's a great
100%.
guy. He's a
He
really,
really
good
is a
dude.
good dude.
But
Yeah, yeah.
he's a really good dude. But his default,
But
is
even
being
then, like
nasty.
when he trains hard. But like he also doesn't break the rules of training. You know what I mean? Like I've trained with him. He does trains hard, but there is no like I've never had him kick me in the knee. I've
Frank,
never. You know what I
Frank,
mean? Like,
have you ever been sparring with guys and they throw spinning elbows or like spinning back fists?
yeah, every once in a while that's happened.
Usually that's frowned upon.
Yeah,
or like,
it's like-
or like jumping knees.
No, I don't know if jumping knees is too frowned upon. Is it?
In training, I suppose guys. Like, I remember Pat Cummins was training with Verdum. I went there to watch him, and I was like, you know, they're notoriously known for going hard
Well,
here, man.
to me,
threw a jumping
touch
knee.
me with your knees, unless you have knee pads on. Like that's why I tell people, like, hey, if you want to throw hard knees, then put on knee pads. Like,
Yeah.
I like to throw knees in practice, but I wear big ass, almost like hockey like.
Yeah, you used to
knee
do a lot
pads.
in the clinch. I
Yeah,
remember
so that way
that.
when I throw a knee, and I'm still not trying to break your ribs, it's sparring. You know what I mean? Like
But you still want
I'm-
the movement.
I'm going to hit
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? But like I'm going to practice the intensity because I need a condition. If I don't throw it hard in practice, then when I go to the fight and I throw it hard, I'm going to get tired.
You can throw
Do you know what I
it
mean?
fast
It's-
without it being hard.
Right. Yeah. It put away. It'd be like, look, a baseball pitcher has to throw. If he's going to throw 100 miles an hour in the game, he better throw it 100 miles
You
in
can't go
practice. every now-
70 in practice.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
all the time. Now, not every day has to be that, but there's some times we go in, like we have those sparring days where, like, you know, like say me and Ben are going to spar, like, hey, man, you know, Friday we're going to go hard. Okay. Hard means like we're not going to talk to each other before we spar.
Yeah, we're
like,
not
we come
friends.
in, we're
Yeah.
like, just keep on your corner, I'll keep on my corner. We
Make it
have our
feel like a
4 rounds.
fight.
You mimic
Now,
a
look,
fight.
if I get rocked, you know what I mean?
not gonna
Like,
finish
don't
him.
finish
Yeah,
me.
no.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
There's code.
You walk off, but you're also not my friend. You don't sit there
Exactly.
and hold me, help
Yeah.
me. Look, walk to the neutral corner
Oh,
and wait, and then then my corner will help recover me. If we think I can continue sparring, I'll continue sparring. If not, if it's over with, if it's a bad enough concussion, then sparring's over with, and now we can be friends again.
And you guys,
there's
that's
a
being
co-
it's being a good training partner.
Yeah.
There's
it's a
a
training-
code, and it's being professional too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Shane and I, we just grew up hard knocks. I remember before Rothwell fight, which he didn't hit me that hard, but messed me up. And then even Nogueira, a week before I flew to Brazil, we did that mock fight where we had a crowd there. Shane's my sparring partner. Shane came in. He was at the lake. He was 9 beers deep. Came in late, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Let's go." And my coach no talking. We want this as real as we can. First round, Shane knocked me out week before my fight. I remember I came to him, I'm like, "What the?" And I go, "What are you doing, dude? The fuck?" And he's like, "I'm so sorry, brother. I'm sorry." He's just a big, strong dude.
What about Anderson Silva? They said got knocked out.
See, but with Anderson's thing, I think that's him just trying to let the fans know how hard he's trained for it. And he didn't realize I think he was saying I've had rough sparring matches. He didn't get knocked out 3 times. Yeah. There's no way.
English is new.
Yeah. So I think him saying
I think he said it. I don't think the English was much of a barrier, but I think what Brendan's saying is 100%.
He's trying to say,
I am sparring so hard
Would you let them fart
against
on
such
you?
dangerous guys that I'm getting knocked out in practice. You know what I mean?
But
I'm not
that's it?
taking this easy.
I would let those 2 chicks fart on you.
I'm like, well, I hear what you're saying with what you're trying to convey, but the
not the way
commission
to
heard
go.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not supposed to be getting knocked
Gotta
out.
smell like cotton
30
candy.
days before a fight.
Yeah.
I've been training so hard I have major brain damage.
Yeah, it's like
They're like,
it's like
that's the Mark Hunt stuff. Mark Hunt was like, I brain damage. And they're like, we're not going to let you fight because we're on the hook for it.
He could he shouldn't have been upset about that one, dude. When he said
that was him. That was dumb on his part.
The UFC has
He tied their hands.
Yeah.
TJ Dillashaw's out a year. He's having his 4th surgery on that shoulder.
Yeah, you heard. It turned out that that thing had been sliding in and out every day. In
I think I saw it 20 times a practice.
But to defend TJ, he was like, but I was able to still train, go through the rounds, and it would fall out, push it back in. He's like, and then as we got close to fight, it got way worse. Not a fight, it was the worst it's ever been. And he's like, I wasn't selling wolf tickets. He's like, I wasn't trying to, one up anyone, just get a payday. He's like, I legit thought I could beat him with my messed up shoulder.
Yeah,
Most
that's
fighters think that
100% what I thought when I had one arm in my last fight.
Yeah, that's
I
what
honestly when I signed it, it was bad. By 5 days before the fight, it was like, I have no arm. And then in my mind, I'm like, you know what? It's a grappling match with boxing. I can wrestle. I'm going to pull on his head. I can lift my arm. I'll figure out a way to win that.
And then they said, Frank, no grappling.
Yeah, then I'm in the locker room. They're like,
That's
okay,
true,
no,
dude.
this is just a boxing match with MMA gloves. I'm like, oh, shit.
This is terrible.
Yeah, this is terrible.
That's
idea.
what Matt said. Matt said when they told me, he's like, wait, what?
Yeah, no spinning back knuckles. You can't punch from the. You can't hold the back of the head and punch. I'm like,
Greco.
wait a minute.
Boxing and grappling? I would
Yeah,
love
but
to watch
Matt said
that.
they came in their locker room.
Well, that's what they
no
sold us
grappling.
all on,
They're like,
and
we're
then all
gonna
of a
separate
sudden,
you
like,
guys.
The rules weren't in the bout agreement.
Yeah, they changed.
They
So the
changed
commission's
it.
allowed
The
to
ref
change
came
it.
to him.
No, the referee, what am I supposed to do? Argue? Like, hey, okay, well then don't walk out, don't get paid. Like, what are you going to do? Like,
they got
I'm
you.
literally hands wrapped,
Yeah.
already been through the commission, and then you're hearing that. I'm like, dude, I'm fighting in 30 minutes, and you're telling me now that this is a
You basically did bare knuckle boxing.
yeah,
Yeah. Those gloves, they're nothing.
With one arm.
yeah, with one arm. Which I still, if I would have had the rules of actually, I could hold you and punch at the same time.
Oh, I thought I would still bet on it.
Yeah, I felt
100%.
extremely
He
confident.
didn't screwed. And then also just even if he didn't get his shoulder prop, just the him not being used to that, his shoulders been.
Oh yeah,
so
there's
worn
no one
out,
feels like
he
to
would've
wrestle
knocked
for
him
2
out.
minutes.
He would have knocked him out.
Like wrestle for 2 minutes and then throw a punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy unless you've trained it.
And he's not used to it.
No.
Would you let them fart on you?
Here's my thing, Sam. And then what after that? If it's just
Yeah,
fart
I
and
mean, that's
leave-
the entry fee.
yeah, sure.
I don't know. That one on the left looks like an actual robot.
Like in my face.
Yeah.
Oof,
Look at Jake, dude.
man. Yeah.
Jake's about this is the craziest thing for me.
Is
for
he
me
doing
about
the,
Jake?
yo,
dude.
hold on real quick. Is he doing the Wilder? Is he wearing a weighted vest into the ring?
That's frowned upon.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's
Wilder
not good.
used it as an excuse,
Yeah.
too, right afterwards. His
Wilder
first fight.
did say, he goes, that suit was over 80 pounds.
He
He's like,
he-
I was exhausted by the time
He
we got to the
accused
ring.
his trainer of poisoning his water at one point after that.
Yeah, I
It's
think he
geez,
had
man.
a mental lapse there for a while where he's freaking out, making all the excuses.
Well, I mean, when you've knocked out every guy you've ever faced,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I think, sometimes, at that point, 40 guys he had fought, you know what I mean? And the first guy that ever made it without him knocking out was Bermain Stavern, who's a guy I was a sparring partner with for many years.
Stavern, and man, he starched him that second fight.
Second, yeah.
It was a meme.
yeah.
It became a meme, him just sliding.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Poor guy.
It was
He
hard
got
for me to
raw.
watch. Yeah.
But he
Because
that first
Bermain's a
fight-
good dude.
Yeah.
He's a super good guy.
Yeah.
He brings a lot of guys in the gym and trains them and brings up.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
You know what? He's not just most of the guys you see in the boxing gym, they're out for themselves. You know what I mean?
Very different than MMA.
Yeah.
MMA is like a brotherhood.
He's actually more like that. He's almost like I think that's why I
wow.
got along with him so well.
Wow.
He's more like an MMA fighter in
That's
that
cool.
mindset. Yeah, he has a lot of young and up and coming guys. After he's done with his sparring, he jumps in there and spars with them, and he's coaching them
Oh, I
and
love
helping
that.
them.
Yeah, I'm a
man, he's the only boxer I've seen, and there might be more. I'm not saying in my experience.
In your experience, yeah.
That he does it.
Let me ask you guys this before this main event kicks off. Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, it's about to go down right now. They're introducing him. And the girl that Sam didn't like with the tummy's out of there. So they're listening to this.
They're listening to the fight.
Sam
For
got
sure.
canceled, man.
You come on. We got to be more entertaining, these guys commentating. But who has more pressure on them, Anderson Silva or Jake Paul?
Jake Paul.
Jake, for
Oh,
sure.
I say Anderson.
I say Anderson too.
Oh, more
Legend,
pressure
you get
just
knocked
like-
out by a YouTuber Disney kid?
Yeah,
Yeah,
look,
but you're,
Anderson-
but he's also
you're
40,
46.
But Anderson,
no one thinks that, dude. We don't care.
no,
Like, bro,
he
like,
doesn't
no,
look.
we
He
don't
doesn't
think
look that way.
no.
But also, Anderson,
No,
He's
you're
not
right,
thinking
actually,
that.
you're
He's
right,
not
you're
going, I'm 46.
You're
This
right.
young punk can
Yeah,
knock
he's
me
like,
out.
I can't
He
lose
still
to
thinks
fucking
I'm
Jake
one
Paul.
of those, like, in a box. No, hell no. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but okay.
if he
so
loses, he might end up moving
Let's-
to
let's-
Iowa, like
Yeah.
Wyoming, in
Yeah.
a cabin.
Let's play a
and
scenario.
like that dude with the beard that hides up there in the mountain. Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that used to be Anderson Silva. You know what I mean?
Brazilian
Like, he went into
underdog.
hiding.
And then Jake Paul knocked him
He's
out.
hanging out with a gay
Silva
porn guy that's trying to get away
loses,
from his career.
What
you
is
know?
the scenario? What is the
if
discussion?
Anderson loses,
Yeah, I mean
No,
nobody's
no.
like, oh my god.
No, but they're
Well,
talking,
they're
they're talking
Tyron
about,
Woodley lately?
no, if he starches him like that would be insane. If he starches him, now the narrative, I guarantee you, online they're gonna go, well, he knocked out an old guy. They're not
Yeah.
giving him credit.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
gonna go,
no.
he was old.
Look,
But
Jake
if
Paul is
Jake
never gonna get
Paul
credit.
loses,
But you
what
got-
becomes the narrative? Holy
Well, if he
shit.
gets starched, it's gonna be a tough road for him. But if he loses by decision or he gets knocked down, gets back
Yeah,
up,
if he goes a distance,
he's gonna be okay.
It's the best scenario.
He's gonna go okay.
you guys are saying like the stakes to them. Like Anderson Silva's like, dude, if I fucking lose this fight, then everybody knows I lost to Jake Paul. If Jake Paul's like, I lost to Anderson Silva, what the
It's
fuck?
Anderson Silva,
Yeah, like
the
no one's
greatest
looking-
ever.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's not going to go to the locker room if he gets knocked out by Anderson.
Yeah.
People are not going to look at him like, dude, you
Yeah.
got knocked out.
'Cause
by
at the end of the
Anderson
day-
Silva. Trust me,
Yeah.
it's going to be very quiet. And Anderson's still like he's just sit there and like people are going to have a hard time with it. Like the people around him and like going
Yes.
home, and he's going to have a hard time with it.
And, he's fought Woodley, and Woodley was a tough test for him. He passed that. Anderson Silva's a different
ball
level. Like Anderson can box.
Yeah.
And I do think
And
I do think
Tyron Woodley's a lot smaller. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
and Woodley's a safer fight. Like this isn't a safe fight for him. That's why I respect him so much because he's putting everything on the line. But I do think Jake's gonna be a little surprised. I know he's boxed with really good boxers, and that credit to him, kudos to him. And he spars hard, trains hard. Anderson just his technique. He's gonna get up
And
on
Anderson
the
hits
cards.
hard, guys.
Anderson does hit hard.
He
especially-
hits super hard.
especially when you're
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
forward.
Yeah,
which is what you have to do
He
to beat
throws
him.
so loose and relaxed, and he hasn't
Yeah.
lost. And look, think, 46, he hits as hard as he hit when he was 26.
Yeah.
You're not losing.
Power's
that.
the last thing to
Yeah,
go.
it's the
Look
last
how
thing to
big
go.
he
So
looks,
trust me,
dude.
as hard as he's ever hit, he still hits that hard. And I've seen him starch guys with jabs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
me too.
I mean, he's
too.
ripped people's faces
Is
open.
he the GOAT? Do you think he's the GOAT?
He's
or
up
is it-
there.
Nah, John Jones to me is the GOAT. You know what I mean? But I think
No
Anderson-
argument either. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
John's
dude,
number
John-
one, but Anderson should be in the discussion of the top three. Like everyone talks about Khabib, John, and Mighty Mouse.
Yeah, Demetrius, yeah.
But how you don't have Anderson in there, and everyone goes PEDs? What it's like, dude.
They say PEDs about Anderson.
Yeah, he got busted.
I know he did, but it
Towards
was
the
like
end.
But I
later,
mean,
and it was like
then
when he
John
was
Jones, he
healing.
made the same art. You know what I mean? Like,
Here we go.
Now, I do think Jake. It's going to take him a little while, unless he just lands something crazy. But I think he's going to be surprised how elusive Anderson is. He's going to get down on the
yeah,
cards
here
and
though,
then land
look,
something.
who's
Anderson's
moving forward?
good.
Who's moving
Anderson
backwards?
looks
Anderson's
good,
gonna,
dude.
Anderson's going to take a round and see what he's got.
Now, Sam, did you see Anderson versus Julio Chavez Jr.?
I watched a little.
I mean,
bit.
you watch that, like, gee, this dude can box. His combos, his body work, his
Well, you wanted to
elusiveness.
fight Roy Jones back in the day. That
Dana
was his dream
kiboshed
fight.
it. That
Well,
was
at
also
that point in Jones's career, that would have been a bad idea, I think,
Roy.
for Anderson in a boxing match.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that-
no, come on,
and
guys, let's not get crazy.
And that's why Dana kiboshed it.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, no,
Dana
you're
was
the
smart
face
to
of the
kibosh
UFC.
it. Yeah.
He was like,
That's
you fight
why
Roy,
he doesn't
you're
want
gonna
Francis
start.
to fight Tyson.
Correct.
Yeah, no, same thing.
And
yeah.
that's what Dana said. He goes, that's a terrible fight, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I like Francis
Fight
Wilder.
one of the greatest
I like
boxers of all
Francis
time.
Wilder
Like, he's
better.
still a great boxer. You know what I mean?
He's the
Like,
best on the planet.
Yeah,
I think he's best. I think he's the best heavyweight of all time. I'd love
Dude,
to-
this guy,
Tyson Fury.
Jake Paul.
I agree. I think so,
4
too.
Of
years
all
ago.
time?
yeah,
Yeah, I don't. I mean, if you put all the
he can do
heavyweights in
everything.
their prime,
He can do everything.
I think Tyson Fury beats them all.
Oh yeah,
He'll be.
I agree.
Yeah, he's good at
Ooh, that's a
everything.
good shot.
I saw that him versus Wilder first fight. I was there at
Oh, you were there?
Staples Center. It was crazy, bro.
Where he popped up like the Undertaker.
Yeah. I was like, oh, he's got this. The only way he loses is if he gets knocked out. Bam, he gets knocked down. I'm like, oh my God.
See, Anderson's just kind of downloading, seeing what this kid's
Yeah,
about. So
100%.
Jake's throwing a lot, but Anderson to get going there. Look at Logan. Can you imagine how Logan Paul's feeling right now? Your brother's fighting Anderson Silva. He has 5 fights, and you guys were on YouTube and Disney.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like 4 or 5 years ago, where Jake Paul was. That's why I have so much respect for these guys. Is like, this shit's impossible. What he's doing.
Like him.
Oh, it's on.
starching-
It'll never happen again.
Look at his mom. Look at his mom.
Him starching Tyron Woodley. Like that's what I always talk about on the channel. It's like, dude, if you would have said 4 years ago where they were, like, hey, there is a world where this kid knocks out this dude, I would have literally been like, you can castrate me if that
Fun
happens.
fact.
I would have bet the same exact
too.
thing, bro.
Black and white is occult colors. Just fun facts.
Black and white is.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
somebody-
It's also a delicious
Well,
cookie.
Yeah, it is. It is. The half moon. What
Yeah,
a great
bro.
cookie, bro.
I knew you'd like that. Yeah, Jake got a bunch of more ink, huh? A lot of guys do that, especially in Hollywood. A lot. Ooh, that's dicey. Oh, look at Jake. He said, come on. Jake's game, dude, as a young man.
Jake, though, and good thing he's in shape because he's burning a lot more energy.
Yes.
here.
For sure.
Just his demeanor.
Sporadic
if we were to
energy.
measure his heart rate, if we had to measure,
Oh, it's like 120, 130?
Oh, probably 145.
Yeah, yeah.
150
Anderson's-
right now.
yeah.
Anderson's is 115.
Yeah.
And
110.
I think Anderson knows maybe his advantages later in the rounds with the experience and conserving energy. Because
Well,
Jake being
Jake
young.
looked slower towards the end of the first Tyron fight.
But
a little
yeah,
bit.
agree. But the point there, it's like, but if Anderson makes one mistake, Jake's young, where that power is
Yeah, yeah.
still, it's there in the 8th round.
For sure.
You got to give Jake that first round, which I thought Jake
100%.
would lose the first
Yeah.
round. But Anderson, you
No,
know,
I
he's-
would have. I never thought Anderson would win the first round
Yeah.
unless he knocked him out.
Yeah, yeah.
Anderson just is too calculated.
He's
done that.
Yeah, he's downloading.
Yeah,
he's like, all right,
downloading.
let's see what he like. And I'm sure Anderson.
He's
watched
like, let's
much
play
film.
safe. He's a young, powerful
Let's see what
kid.
he's
Let me
doing.
just
Yeah.
let me not extend myself. Let's go ahead and use technique to win.
I mean, I think it'd be more. I mean, obviously a knockout. Everyone's gonna be talking about it's online. I think it would be more impressive if Jake beats him via decision.
That would be
If you beat him 8 rounds to
incredible.
0,
Yeah.
like outboxed Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Gotta
I agree
give
with
the
you.
kid
That is,
credit,
yeah,
man.
that's.
Boom.
Oh, hit him.
Nice slip, Anderson Silva.
Oh, dude, he's a magician, dude.
I was saying, too, like, most
And
guys.
he took it very seriously. I'm very confident right now with how Anderson's fighting.
Oh, Anderson's dead serious.
Yeah, he's in. Look at him.
He has a
Now
good
he-
game. Look at him.
he
Look how
showed up to
controlled
work.
he is. Yeah, he's ready to go.
He's not taking this lightly. He's not
It's
playing
Anderson
around.
Silva. There's no way he would risk his legacy on getting knocked out by a YouTuber and not be ready to go.
He just loves to fight, you know? Like,
he's
he loves
just a
this shit.
technician too. He's a master, man. You're gonna when Anderson starts increasing, like if you watch a Julio Chavez, he's a similar thing. And then once he gets going, he's throwing combos. It's a real problem. I'll tell you the other problem is him going forward.
Is this the first time Paul's faced a southpaw in a fight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
I mean,
That's
unless
trouble.
Askren is, but that wouldn't, like, matter. Oh.
Oh wow, Anderson's getting aggressive.
That was an uncharacteristic punch for Anderson.
Oh wow, Anderson's moving too.
Yeah, now he's starting to move.
Anderson put it on.
Yeah, but that movement's going to burn a lot of energy on Anderson.
Now
He likes that loopy left hand. He must see something.
Anderson's trying to get him out of there. Now, to fair to Anderson's credit, with his legacy, he needs to mop the floor.
Anderson Silva. is
Anderson
like-
needs to mop the floor with him.
Let's
He's like,
fight.
dude, I'm one of the greatest of all time. You have 5 fights, dude. So Anderson,
Anderson's like, who do
Those
you
are
think?
fatiguing
you
to
think
slip.
You think
I think
Jake?
Paul's in
or you think
trouble.
I'm- think
well,
I'm Ben
missing a
Askren?
punch is more tiring than landing.
Yes,
a
it
punch.
is. You see how he backed
really?
Way more tiring.
up? See, now he's talking. Now he's popping him. He's being the big dad. All right, come on.
Oh shit, we got a fight on our hands, boys.
Anderson's fucking huge.
Yeah, when Anderson's
Jake Paul
mad,
really is my
actually
height,
ready to
dude.
go. Like he's a scary
How
human.
tall
being.
are you?
Hell yeah.
5'10"?
Look at Anderson.
I thought
dude.
Jake was a lot bigger than that.
Well, he won the first part of that round. Now he's going to take off the middle part of the round, relax, and then win the last part of the round.
He was pro, dude. You think how much experience he has at the highest level. Was
that a kick?
He lifted his leg.
I think that was a Michael Jackson.
Oh, look at him. Oh!
slipped
He
it.
rolled with it.
He
though.
rolled with it, yeah.
Now that hook lands is
close,
trouble.
though.
Oh, look at Anderson.
And he was
Anderson,
standing orthodox when it happened.
Anderson's a showman too, though. Now.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
cost him that one time.
Yeah, the first loss he had against Weidman.
Weidman, yeah.
Oh, his leg. Oh, look at him go, dude. Dude, he's 47. I can't move like that at 38, 9.
How old are you?
I am 21. I'm 21 years old. I'm the
He's going to
oldest.
got him out.
I'm
I
a
don't
ro-
think Jake can go.
I've had a
8
rough
rounds like
20.
this.
I don't think so either. I think just you see how Jake's moving, just him trying to avoid this onslaught of Anderson is tiring Jake out.
Yeah.
That's his plan.
That shot that Anderson
his
Yeah,
plan
I
is
mean, but he's
landed-
new. I mean, he still only has 5.
Oh, man. Dude, I don't think I've ever seen him throw a punch that hard.
Anderson Silva coming
Dude,
at
he's
you
not
like
letting
that?
go.
And, you know, and Jake's breathing hard, and Anderson's not being friendly. You see him push him off like he's like, "Hey, bitch."
Oh,
there we go.
Jake's not out of
Come
his
on,
fight,
Anderson.
dude.
I like
Don't
the
do
I like the
that.
body. I like
Don't
the
do
body, and then go up top, Jakey. Oh shit.
Oh.
Anderson has a.
This almost looks like a Y fight too, like
what?
like at the Y during a basketball game.
Damn, what YMCA do you go to?
Dude, I go to some shady ass.
Oh, look, Anderson's messing around. Yeah,
That scares me though. I hate that stuff.
yeah.
too.
But
I give
what I do like is Anderson's
Anderson
pretty
Silva?
serious too.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he-
a serious
yeah.
Anderson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
It's 1-1. Look at this uppercut. Those are 2 flush shots. Now in the 6th and 7th and
Dude, I
8th
wanna-
round, Jake's not going to be able to take those.
I want to see that one that Jake hit him with.
Those eyes are big right now. Right, damn.
He's like, oh shit, this guy can fight.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Yeah, Bubba.
he touched his shoe.
Oh, but he
Dude,
didn't
he
land.
river
Oh,
danced
he
that
landed the
shit.
left check.
He did some river dancing.
That right there, how close he is relaxed. I hate when he does.
Now,
This one, see, like,
see,
he
didn't touch him.
he missed.
He
Yeah,
rolled
he
with
rolled it with the shoulder. Look, brought the elbow up, rolled the shoulder, turned his
Yeah.
Now
body
this
perpendicular.
this is what bothers me. Now this is just a Jake Paul thing, you know. They're young, but notice how many people are watching the fight through their cell phone. It's like, dude, you're at the event.
Oh, dude.
Quit looking through your fucking
did
screen
see
like
it.
you're in the
Sometimes-
metaverse.
Well, hey, let me school you guys a little bit from what it's like to be in the crowd. Sometimes you can't see shit from the crowd sometimes. Like, you end up watching it on the screen.
Oh, I hate live.
I did stand
Okay.
up at an
You know what pet
adult
peeve of
film
mine?
awards.
People who videotape fireworks. When are you ever gonna watch that
Dude,
shit?
I'll do you
like
one
it
better.
kills me.
No, there's a
I'll
few.
sit there like everybody has phones up like
No,
we'll be at
there's a few.
Disneyland.
Agreed.
Fireworks and like everybody I'm like you guys are never gonna watch this.
It's triggering.
Yeah, you can get that on YouTube.
No, it's triggering. Also, if let's say Frank, you text me like, dude, check out the fireworks with my family. I would never talk to you.
no one's
again.
opening that up.
Also, there's 2 things.
That's a friendship killer.
No,
huh?
there's a few. There's fireworks, people that film the plane touching
oh,
down,
oh.
and then any pictures at the zoo.
Oh. He's like,
Why is
stop
Anderson
grabbing
complaining?
me, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
who's
tying
the
him up.
who's the who's the
Stop
MMA fighter
grabbing
now?
Ooh.
I don't like it when he switches orthodox. He opens himself up for that right hand over the top of the shoulder, but I know he slipped the one. But I mean, right now by
Jake's
standing
hands are low.
southpaw, he really makes Jake's right hand far away.
I'll tell you what, I love his approach of putting Jake on his back foot because he hasn't really had to fight like this.
Yeah, this is an
He's
intensity that Jake's not had to do
Yeah.
in with
In
the
any
lights
of
on.
his fights.
Well, not with the lights on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure in training they
oh, those
prepare
are all
for it,
arm
but-
punches now.
And
He's
Anderson-
not even throwing proper body
Yeah.
shots.
Anderson could see he's like Jake Paul's used to throwing at stationary objects. It's like he's like
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think
in
I
trouble,
don't think
bro.
Nate
Oh,
Diaz would
100%.
apply the same volume, but this would be very.
He's in trouble, bro.
It would be similar. Like Nate would provide the same kind of volume, like the pressure. Maybe not to the same quickness as Anderson, but it's there. That was a good punch by Jake.
Dude, honestly,
Oh, shit.
If Anderson wins this fight, I will actually have
Anderson-
equal respect
Unless
to
Anderson
Jake
gets
Paul.
knocked out by a
Like,
shot,
equal-
he's won this fight.
Yes.
Yeah, but like
From
that
what I've
means-
seen right now, like there's nothing.
Oh
Nope. And look, he's not even stunned.
Oh, there we go.
like Jake really,
Jake's tired.
Jake really,
Jake's winging
Jake
him.
really
Yep.
took
And he got
this
caught
fight.
with a right hook coming in.
Jake's winging him. Jake might get knocked out. Lean in. Like
No,
that.
he's gonna run into a
Anderson's
shot.
a real savage.
You know what? I think he should though. If you go
Me
out
too.
on your shield,
Go out
man.
on
You
your
know what I
shield.
mean?
Because right now you're gonna get outclassed for 8 rounds.
Yeah, don't hold back and just lose a decision.
No, you're gonna get beat
You
up.
know what? Go ahead, man.
I
Let
agree.
loose and go for the home run.
Agree.
Does he have tattoo Yamaha?
The kids don't think like us though, Frank. Do you know?
Look at his
I'll
mom.
be a meme if
Look
I
at
get
his
knocked out.
mom. His mom's the best.
His dad's the bald guy. So his mom's on the left next to the bald guy right there. Who
Look
looks
at
like
Logan.
Louis C.K. If Louis C.K. was on TRT, he looks like him right
Oh,
there.
that's it. Oh, that's his. And way over there.
Yeah,
oh,
that's
they're
his
not
mom
together.
with the fist up. Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, Jake will go out hard. It's still only the third round. Like,
But is
What do you mean?
Anderson Silva
If you're
bleeding?
Jake and you're like,
Anderson
what
Silva's
round am I in?
bleeding.
Am I in 7? They're like, no, bitch, third.
Third.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, he's swinging hard. Those are all good.
But there's also levels to the like. Some of this is, again, with my background, some of it's kinda as much as I and Jake know. I love the fuck out of Jake. I like Anderson too.
Oh, I think he's great for the
there's-
sport.
But there's
man.
also
this is still not honestly. If he gets knocked out right now, like he's still, hey man, he's a winner in my book. 'cause
Agree.
He
Agree.
trains hard.
For
He
getting in
prepares.
there against Anderson?
Hey, yeah, you
did
win.
he? Is Anderson's nose broken?
yeah, it's
He
bleeding.
took a bad shot.
But there's also something to it
Good
too,
job,
right? With a guy
Jake
with 5
Paul.
fights fighting Anderson Silva, who's one of the best to ever do it.
No, this
part
was-
of he's like, that's how this should go.
It's gangster.
Part of it's kind of how it should go, right?
Yeah.
You know, part of me is like, yeah,
This is a good fight, man.
I know.
it's entertaining.
You could say, I mean, everyone's complaining about the action in his last fights. This is a great
a
fight that
good
no
fight.
matter who wins, it's like
the Woodley fight
both
had some
come out.
slow rounds. This was
Yeah.
a much better fight.
Much better.
And Anderson's bringing it, dude.
Yeah. And again, like if Anderson wins, that means there's no question that this was just like a completely legit fight, and that means Jake Paul actually was like, I'm going to train and try to fight Anderson Silva.
And he's been doing
bananas.
Well, Ben Askren said the best thing. Ben Askren said the best thing. He goes,
all
these
his
people
body
that think
that
the
was the
fights
best
were
spot.
fake, stuff like that. He goes, you know how stupid that is? He goes, of course I want to beat him. He goes, if I beat Jake, he goes, why would I give in, let him knock me out? He goes, if I beat Jake, then I'm fighting his brother. Then I'm fighting Conor. I'd make so much fucking money. I would never take a fall. Yeah. He's like, there's so much more money in beating Jake than losing to him. He's like, that's so stupid.
Dude, his nose bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go, Jakey.
Good for Jake Paul, man. Much
Dude,
respect,
which
dude.
shot hit his nose?
Was
that big one?
Right, yeah.
Oh,
right
man.
on the snout.
That
right on
hurts
the
then.
snout.
He's
He put his whole body behind that one too.
Yeah. And to be honest, I thought that would have got Anderson out of there because, you know,
No.
I thought maybe it was the miles on Anderson, but he's right there.
No, didn't even buckle him at all.
Oh,
hard to
yeah, those big
concentrate with that
loopies. It's
fucking
Anderson,
nose.
buddy. You gotta tune it up. You gotta set it up. But how great?
Oh shit!
His nose broken, dude.
But how great is it for Jake Paul, just from other fighters to learn? Like, you see everything says MVP, most valuable productions. That's all Jake's production.
Yeah.
Like, it's his thing, man.
Oh, really? He
Yeah,
owns
he owns that.
What? I wasn't sure. I thought he had something going on with Triller, like in the former CFO with UFC. That's not right.
The former CFO of the UFC is his manager and like business manager.
And has something to do with Triller.
I think back in the day, but now it's all like Showtime. This is a MVP production with Showtime, but
nice.
MVP's Jake's business.
Good for him,
And then
dude.
Jake has a sports show and he has a podcast now.
He's making.
Well, Jake gets his most power from throwing with his head, right? So he throws his body. See that right there? See how his head has to come forward?
This is the best round so far.
Oh, so as long as Anderson
Best
keeps
round
moving
so
forward,
far.
he's going to
This
keep
is-
jamming. that.
Jake's winning this round.
No, he's not.
Oh, I
don't
don't think
think
so
so?
either. I don't
No.
think so. I'm with Frank.
He's got caught with 3 hard shots so
yeah,
far.
he'll throw
Four.
the big bombs, but Anderson's
And he's
landing
missed
more.
with all those bombs.
And
He's
Anderson's
still-
going
I don't think
forward, blind pressure.
has he landed a hard shot this round on Jake?
Yeah, he did. He landed a couple.
Okay.
But you'll notice Anderson's investing. It's like a bank investment. He's landing these little shots when Jake comes in that people aren't giving him credit for, I think.
So apparently the crowd's chanting Silva, and they booed Jake when he walked in.
That's how it goes.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's Anderson Silva, dude. He's a legend. I mean, if Jake wanted to get applause, he could have done in Ohio, his hometown, which was where he fought Woodley at. But I think he wants this pressure, man.
Yeah.
He's a wild boy. Look at his hair.
He's one of those guys that really.
Well, he won in life.
doesn't care.
And now he's just checking off bucket lists.
That's why I give him and Logan respect. Like they,
ton of
they
respect,
have
man.
such
Yeah.
they have such a following. They could play chess.
He doesn't have to
Yeah.
be doing this.
They don't have to be doing. This is the worst gig in the world, Frank. Come on,
Yeah.
what are we talking about here? They make so much fucking money. They're
So he missed
$40
the
million
2 pieces,
a
now
year
comes
off
back
YouTube,
Anderson.
and they could do this. Now, let me ask you this, Jesse: if Anderson beats Jake, do we get Anderson and Nate boxing? Because if Jake loses, I doubt Nate's going to fight him. Do you get Anderson?
I think
think it's the
honestly,
paycheck.
I think if Jake loses, it makes more sense to fight Nate.
Yeah.
Because I think if he beats Anderson, then it's kind of weird to fight Nate.
I'm gonna
you know?
give that one.
Like,
personally, I'm giving that to Jake. I know.
Oh, I
Really,
don't
even the
think
way
so.
it finished right
Yeah.
there with the uppercut popping his head back?
Look at Logan, dude. I love watching brothers watch their brothers compete. Like my favorite moment in NFL history is when.
Look how symmetrical that
that's what-
chick's face is.
Oh, that's
Yeah, he's worth like
that's-
$100 million.
enhanced.
That's how it goes to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But like when
Yeah,
Eli
he
Manning
goes
threw
to
that, you
magical
ever see that
face.
when Eli
Yeah.
Manning threw the touchdown in the Super Bowl and then they showed the clip of
Peyton?
Peyton up in the thing and he lost his mind. I love that.
Yeah,
shit.
Jake's level. Girls don't have to fart in his face to have a
Yeah.
good time. You know.
No, you get the fart in their face.
Exactly. And you're not playing Jacksonville.
Jake's girl is a dime piece though.
Go to samtripoli.com. Check out my YouTube channel.
Where you on
YouTube.com/Sam
tour- where you on
Tripoli.
tour next, Sam?
I'm in Kansas City second week in November.
Nice right hand.
You say Kansas City Improv?
No, I do the comedy club.
Oh, nice.
I love that place.
That
was close.
Throat
It's on the
punch.
neck, though. Yeah, throat. Ooh. Man, I tell
I mean,
you what.
Jake's
more
already
competitive than I
won. You know.
Oh yeah, no, I think his status is
Yeah.
still his. What am I trying to say? Is
I mean, it's a weird comparison. It's kind of like Sugar Peter Yan,
Exactly.
right?
I was thinking the same thing.
Like everyone's like he's overhyped. They just want he's famous for no reason, and they see like against Peter Yan.
I mean, he just got
there's
5
no way
rounds,
you can
one
watch
win.
Sugar Peter Yan
Yeah.
go, oh, he's not an elite fighter. It's impossible.
Ooh.
Ooh, good body shot.
Ooh.
The fact that he broke Anderson Silva's nose, you won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
That's impossible to do.
Starched Tyron Woodley and then broke Anderson Silva's nose.
And he's doing well this round. Those jabs
Yeah.
are an issue for Jake. He hates being jabbed like they see. He turns his
He's
head.
he's going Philly shell. Anderson.
So Steve Farhood.
Oh,
so
look, they got Paul up 3-1.
Yeah, and Steve Farhood's usually. I mean, he's been around boxing about 100,000 years. He's such a smart dude.
Yeah, I gave Paul
The first round?
They did too.
So yeah,
I was with
that's
you,
why
Frank.
wouldn't-
I didn't give
That's
him
why
the
I
I'm
wouldn't.
in 2-2 right now.
That's why I wouldn't bet on Anderson is because I knew like. Dude,
Oh, yeah, that's
if
right.
it goes
He
to
lost the
decision-
first round.
if it
Sorry,
goes-
what am I saying? Second round. The third.
I have a 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought it was 2-2, but I don't know. What do I know? But yeah, I mean, if it goes to decision, you got to figure.
So
There's
Jesse,
a-
you're
They're
saying
gonna
if-
give it to Jay.
You're saying, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a future there in Showtime.
Yeah.
So Jesse, you're saying if Jake loses, then the Nate Diaz fight makes more sense.
yeah.
See, I think
I
if
think
he
so.
beats him, like that profile goes up even higher. Nate's gonna want to fight him anyway. Because Dana was saying Nate thinks it's a circus. So he's like, I don't want to fight that guy. It's not real. Like his whole kind of the way he portrays himself is I'm this gangster. I'm about real fighting. He doesn't think this is real. But I bet you see those dollar signs, you don't think it's real.
Dude, I can see it both ways, actually. Yeah. I mean, like.
Anderson Nate would be fun.
Now,
can't,
are
I
they
can't see that
always 8
selling like a
rounds?
Jake Nate fight.
Oh,
At
nowhere
this
near.
level?
Yeah.
No,
What'd you
it's-
say?
Well, it depends.
What'd you-
4, 6, 8, and then 10.
Wait, what'd you say, Sam?
I was like, is it normally at this level of Jake's career, like the amount of fights he has? Is it normally 8 rounds, or is it,
Yeah, technically, because he only
Yeah.
has 5 fights. Here's why
It could
you
still
give-
be 4, some guys. you
Yeah,
know what I
some
mean?
guys are 4, like the undercard was 4. But this is why you could give Jake respect, because in boxing, you guys are usually, when they're like 5-0, even 10-0 in some cases, they're fighting cans.
Yeah.
dude.
They're
Like,
just they're
0-10,
padding their
0-12.
Yeah.
The Woodley is a way tougher fight with 3 fights, 4 fights. That's a
For
nightmare.
sure.
Yeah, yeah.
People
nightmare.
aren't giving him credit
No.
for that. I know they're not boxers, but they are.
Woodley's-
They are
Man,
strikers.
he's caught him about 5 times.
Woodley's tougher than
yeah.
anything Canelo fought in his first 10
Right.
fights.
Oh, dude, they fight bait
So no
dogs.
doubt in anybody's mind that he's winning this round, right?
Anderson's
yeah,
winning
yeah.
this round, right, Sam? Right? You don't think it's a conspiracy, do you?
Dude,
Yeah,
what I honestly
Anderson's breathing hard
try-
too. Anderson's breathing hard too.
Well, he's also nose broke. You know how that is. He's going to open up his mouth. He has to breathe the blood.
Have you broke your nose in a fight?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It's the worst. Crow Cop broke my nose and I was in the best shape of my life. Ran like sub 5-minute mile. First round, he throws in it. I just messed up and I was going for an over under and I just let his hand go. And it's Crow Cop. And he's like, oh, cool story, dude. Check this out. How about I give you a Croatian nose job? I didn't think anything of it. Just small, slight elbow. Shattered my entire nose. And I remember you can't breathe.
No.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
And not only can you breathe with your nose, but then you're choking.
it's
on
blood.
shit down
And
your throat,
I was
yeah.
tasting all the blood. It tastes just like nickels in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why am I so tired? I've been
I
in
got
great
Red
shape.
Wings, so I know that.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go.
getting hit in the nose
Yeah.
makes you not want to fight.
Oh, no, I was just like, why am I tired? This doesn't make sense. And then my coach was like, your nose is broke, dude. I was like, oh, shit. Changes
There she
the
is. That's
game.
my girl. Single mother.
No, they didn't show. No, they didn't show the tell me.
That's okay.
Dude, they were listening.
I move needles, bro.
Yeah. She was pretending to be part cross-eyed.
As Chris says, you provide a bomb. Yeah, these next 2 rounds are gonna be interesting. Well, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, dude. Hats off to if Jake wins by decision. Now the knitters can be
Whoa.
like, it's fixed, it's real, blah blah blah. But
This is a great fight, man.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
fight,
It's
man.
not a good fight.
If this is
It's
fixed, these
just
are 2 best
play-
actors in the world.
Who's the showrunner?
Anybody who talks shit about Jake after this is a just
How about like
stone hater.
How about
dude.
Jake's dad's mom? Look at her. She's into it, dude. Jake's dad's girl. Right?
oh, the dad gets more nervous than anything. Logan asked me to talk to his dad before his fight against Floyd. I went to his dad. And go, hey, listen, dude. I don't know you, but your son is fighting a 147-pound guy.
Yeah.
Worst case, he gets dropped with a body. He gets out of. He's gonna be fine. Your son's so much bigger.
Yeah.
You're lucky he's not fighting like a Deontay Wilder.
Oh, geez.
Oh my god.
We might legitimately die.
Yeah, the dad was like, right. I feel not so great about it after.
Yeah, he's in danger of potentially getting tired and being uncomfortable
That's what I
for
told
a
him.
short
I
period
was
of
like,
time.
You're gonna get slapped around.
That's why I told him. I was like, he might get beat up and outclassed, but he's gonna be fine. It's not like he's gonna get starch
Damn,
cold
they
from
get,
Floyd.
okay, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
Silva won that last round.
So
Yeah, I remember
I
when-
have it 3-2 Silva.
When Logan was going to fight
Oh!
Anderson,
There
we
and
go.
everybody was
You
doing
need
all these breakdown
combo.
videos, everybody had Mayweather by knockout. I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
He's how the
Mayweather by
fuck is he
knock-
going to knock Logan
It's
out?
not a
Unless
tw-
Logan gets tired.
It's
How
not
is he going to knock him out?
24-year-old Floyd Mayweather doesn't knock people out. That's not his game.
Exactly.
anymore.
Floyd doesn't
Unless
knock
you're a
out guys his
weird-
own size.
Unless you're a weird actor in Japan or whatever
That was weird.
Koshnin or whatever it was.
That
What
was-
is
That
it?
one
Shane, help me
kickboxer
out
too
here.
kind
Tenshin
of pissed him off,
Nasukawa.
right?
What'd you say?
Tenshin
that?
Nasukawa.
Yeah.
That
That most recent one was good, dude.
Yeah, that was really good.
That other
sparring
that guy
partner?
hit
The
him
most-
the
couple
Ryzen
times.
guy, dude. That guy was trying to
Oh
decapitate
no, they were
Mayweather.
going. And
yeah,
Floyd knocked him out.
yeah, that, was
yeah,
that
bad.
one was good, dude. I think Jake might be winning this one too. Maybe.
Yeah, it's close.
He landed those good combos early on. Now, well, he's landing.
Well,
inside
I mean,
there.
like if let's say Anderson Silva takes this
Ooh.
one, then we have a tie fight in whoever.
if it's close, and listen, for the sport of boxing, and I agree with this, you got to lean towards Jake Paul because there's a future
For
there
sure.
with money.
Ooh. Like maybe
But
you know
this is great.
Yeah, he's not winning now, guys.
it just depends. If Jake wins, it depends on like where he wants to take his career. If he wants to keep doing circus fights, then you know you do Nate. If you want,
Oh!
if you want to take a real
Jake
run,
is tired, dude.
Yeah,
I would probably give Anderson that last round.
You gotta
Yeah.
get that
He
round.
closed it out too
He
hard.
closed out because it was kind of close. I don't know, and then I mean those shots at the end.
who's
That
that?
was
Who's that guy?
crazy.
That's the
bro.
CFO, right?
Yeah,
That's the CFO.
That's the dude that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
UFC
former.
Oof.
head.
Oh, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, Anderson's not a spring chicken. Yeah, Anderson's pointing to the head. This
How
is the
how
combo.
old is Cesar Chavez, the one that Anderson beat?
Caesar must be late 20s.
The one that Anderson beat?
Yeah.
So
It was
maybe
his son.
maybe you do
He's
maybe you
50
do
and 3.
Jake maybe you do
Oh,
Jake
he's
against
36
him.
now. Okay, not young.
Yeah, so maybe you have Jake fight him after
Well,
if he
yeah.
beats Anderson.
That would be
Why-
a tough fight for
I
Jake.
think that's a step
Yeah.
back for if he beats Anderson. Why
But
would
it's
you
a
wanna-
but it's a step into like
real
I'm fighting
boxer.
real boxers.
Oh, I got you.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but he beat Chavez.
Yeah.
Now the knock on
Are you
there.
saying if he loses, fight him?
the knock on there, they're like, well, Chavez Jr. didn't train for it. He didn't take it serious.
Wow.
They said he barely trained. That's the rumors.
Would
Chavez?
fight?
Chavez Jr. versus Anderson. They're like, Chavez didn't care. He barely trained. I bet you Chavez wouldn't train for Jake either, which might not be a bad fight for him. Yeah, he's one of the only guys he kicked out a wild card. Freddie was like, I can't work with you. You're not disciplined enough.
Caesar
Smoking weed all
Cesar
the time.
Chavez Jr.
Yeah, Freddie kicked him off the team. Stopped working with him.
I mean, look at his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, when your dad's the greatest Mexican
Yeah.
boxer of all time.
Oh, they gave that one to Paul.
Of course.
Man, Farhood knows his shit too, but I think he's off on that. Farhood knows way more about boxing than I do.
What do you think, Frank? Who do you think got 6?
I gave it to Anderson last round. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to see the punch count. Oh, okay. I wish they'd show the punch count between rounds.
Your
Yeah.
mom is the best.
Dude, Khalil Roundtree won a fight today against
Oh, did he beat?
dude.
I love Khalil.
Me too. Khalil's cool.
That's my
and,
guy.
and that's Mark
Good,
and that's
dude.
and Khalil's with Markel too. But like, dude, the other guy landed like 70 more strikes than him, dude. It was really like it's a really crazy decision. Where I was
It was a
whoa.
decision.
Oh,
Did
really?
Yeah, I
Khalil
was
knock
like-
him down?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Khalil won the 3rd round.
Oh,
But the
No,
first
Paul's
2
winning
rounds,
this
just,
round.
I mean, the strikes were outlandishly in the other direction, where it was like everyone's all, "Whoa, dude!"
I'm just glad Khalil won.
Anthony's at the ESPN desk, and he even texted me. He's like, "What the fuck?"
Really?
Yeah. It was.
At least Khalil won though.
Yeah.
Jake's.
Oh.
Well,
I still have Paul winning this round so far.
yes, dude. Think how hard
Paul
Paul
winning?
trained
This
his
round,
ass
yeah.
off for this fight. I mean, this has been a taxing fight on him.
Yeah,
This
he's
is like
actually
his
done good.
first
He showed a
real
lot 'cause
fight. Let's be honest.
He was
first
really
real
tired in
fight
that second
fight.
round, and like
Dude,
not tired, but
nice
like you could tell his
body.
body went, "Oh
I
shit!"
agree. He was missing punches. The pace was something new. I bet.
If you just
Yeah.
look at their
He-
faces,
He has a lot of heart and a great chin too. I mean, he's taking some
is
shots.
there a fight going on in the crowd? Somebody's staring at something.
Someone said something to Nate Diaz.
Oh, that
That was
was
a
fast.
pretty nice lead right.
Yeah.
Yeah, his head movement's good too after the punch. Unless he sticks in against.
Paul
I
looks
hate
way better
when
than
he
I thought
goes
he was
against
gonna
the
look.
ropes.
Good
I
shape,
hate when he
man.
sits against the ropes because Anderson, even though it's not crazy stuff, this wins judges over.
And Jake's
You
having
gotta
success
circle
when
out.
he's in the
You
middle
gotta
of the
circle
ring.
out,
dude.
get back to
Yeah.
the center of the ring. He's had much more success in the center of the ring.
Yeah.
Against the ropes, he's losing.
Yeah.
And that's also what Anderson did to Chavez Jr. Against the ropes, he just teed off on him. Chavez didn't have the cardio, so just sat against the ropes, lost rounds.
Yeah.
Have you noticed Jake's girl's in black and white too?
Yeah, dog. That's what I said. And his mom.
Wait, what's the black and white
Oh.
thing about?
A cult.
Everything's a cult to Sam.
It's all cult
Sam's like,
rituals.
you know, bloody
like
nose
Nick-
is a
Nixium?
sign he's a flat earther, right?
That round has to go to Paul, huh?
What'd you say?
That round
Yeah,
goes to
that
Paul?
round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop, boom, boom,
Upstairs.
boom.
Boom.
Three-punch
That's a good
combo,
combo
son.
right there.
That was pretty.
Mike Tyson's punch out vibes. 2 low, 1 high. I hate when Jake's against the ropes. That was a good entry punch there too from Jake. That's nothing.
Dude, there's a clip of Tyson.
Leave everyone on their phones.
A clip of Tyson on the heavy bag when he was like
they're all
19
filming
or
it.
18, where he does that like he goes 3 to the body,
Goes,
then
whop,
2 to the
whop,
head.
oh, the
with-
left, right.
Yeah, where he goes,
Yeah.
and like it's you watch it, you're like, that's fucking insane that a person can move that fast. And
Even in mitts now, you see it, you're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
You know what's weird,
I need to get
dude?
some
Well, how
toe
come
grip.
he never could drop down to like a lower weight class?
carries a lot of
He
muscle.
didn't need
man.
to.
But
Yeah.
when he started, when the heavyweight suddenly
Vanderfield, the
exploded to 6'7",
Bows.
right, and he was still 5, whatever he is.
Yeah.
There wasn't really a time in his career where like the size was, like
Well,
a,
Riddick Bowe, right?
Here we go,
He never
last
fought-
round.
Oh shit, Anderson's coming, son. And the fight's so close. Oh,
Oh,
wow. Get off the ropes, Jakey. Get off the ropes.
Anderson's like, I gotta finish this fucking kid.
Oh shit! Oh! Oh my god!
Anderson's rocked, dude.
What I
Yeah,
tell
he
you,
is.
late round, he was gonna drop.
He's
him.
rocked.
Daddy was right. Well, that's
That's
the
it.
fight.
That's a
Jake
10-8
won the
round,
fight.
man. That's a fight. Yeah,
That's
it,
the
guys.
fight.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
as long as
Unless-
they get
unless
finished.
Anderson
I was wrong.
finishes him.
That's my thing. Like Anderson, I told you, can outclass him technical and volume, but Jake has the power. And now this gives Jake energy.
Well, now and Anderson's taking chances
Anderson's
now.
Oh! Holy shit, Jake!
Jake's gonna
Come
win this
on,
fight.
son.
This is nuts. Dude, if he finishes him here,
Wow.
come on, Jake.
Well, Anderson's gonna have to take chances. If he takes chances,
He's going to get knocked out.
Yeah.
He's going to get knocked out. But Anderson's being pretty cautious right now. He's probably still a little cobwebs up there. Okay.
Ooh.
Maybe not. Get out of there. God damn it. I mean, he's won the round.
Look at
doesn't matter.
Anderson's face, man.
That
Fight's
knockdown's
over.
bad. Dude, that
if it
is
goes
the
to decision,
highlight
yeah, Jake
of your
won.
fucking career. You knocked Anderson Silva flat on his ass?
Yeah, dude.
I'm saying, dude.
I bet
now-
he gets a tattoo. His new tattoo, Anderson on his neck, flat on the canvas.
Like now, when Jake says he's gonna do something, I don't care how fucking crazy it is. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, because honestly, I thought this was too much to chew on.
Me too.
I had Anderson to win the fight.
Oh, shit. Get out.
I mean, this is fucking crazy, dude.
I just think if Nate Diaz is next and you're coming off a win over Anderson, that's nuts, dude.
That is a big fight.
Because now
Yeah,
even
yeah.
haters of Jake are going to buy his next pay-per-view.
Well, yeah, and
you
Ja-
beat Anderson Silva, and now for knocking him down, there's really no argument.
they could promote the shit out of
Where does
that fight.
Anderson
You're right, dude.
Silva go from here?
Back
I
to
mean,
Brazil.
Yeah.
Actually, he lives in Redondo, but still. You know
Takes
what I'm
this,
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he has a school out there.
takes this check and
Torrance.
Wow,
he knocked him down, dude.
done.
A big shot.
Anderson needed the knockdown.
Yeah, big time. Anderson's exhausted.
Just do a high kick, bro. Just one high
Yeah, and be
kick.
like, fuck my purse. Check out this high kick.
Dude, John Danaher always says like that any person given 5 years, if they dedicate everything they have into anything, they can compete with world class people.
I think John's wrong on that.
yeah,
You think
that's
so?
a little crazy.
I mean, look.
Jake has a lot of attributes with his athleticism.
Oh, okay.
And
No,
he's
not
rich.
anyone. Not anyone.
Yeah, anyone.
He's
would be
rich,
tough.
he
Now,
can pay for
you can
everybody
get good.
to
Like,
come.
there's a lot of comics where, like, 10 years. You give me 10 years to play golf
That's
and
it.
get decent.
Jake
Yeah.
Paul won.
There's a lot of comics who probably shouldn't be doing it because they've been doing it so long. It's all they know, and they're not selling tickets. But they have some, like,
Yeah.
gatekeepers.
Yeah, I might have been
Wow, that was
misquoting him.
impressive.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
I lost my voice cheering
That's
for him.
bananas.
I can't believe it because also too like just his body mannerisms and posture. I'm like,
He
wow,
looked like a boxer.
yeah. And what I was to say is that like he looked like he was having like I mean there was a point where he had to dig deep mentally.
You and I were
Third
talking
round.
about
He looked tired in the third.
Yeah, in the
Going
third round,
into-
he was
going
like,
into the
"Oh, damn! I haven't felt this before. I haven't hit
Agreed.
somebody and then still
He was in
stand
a
there."
fight.
He was in a
This is
fight.
like-
This is the first fight he's been.
That's
in.
what I'm saying. Like we learned a
And he
much
really
more, now we know
responded well.
Anderson's a fighter, right? We don't.
No, Jake
he
Paul's
didn't
a fighter,
do-
man.
You got to
100%.
realize, like Jake tonight, we learned so much. Him going to beat him via decision, knocking him down. That's nuts.
And
dude.
people were like, I bet he won't take on Anderson. He was like, fuck you. He did, and then
There's
beat
no
him.
way you can watch that fight and go, "Oh, it's rigged."
Yeah,
No.
no
that was
way,
a
dude.
great
You think
fight,
Anderson Silva's
dude.
going to take a fall? You
I mean,
moron?
not
No
only
way,
that,
dude.
like have a great fight, but to win the fight,
Yeah.
it's like double deuce.
Here's what else is pretty dope too, right? Usually Jake with the Floyd stuff, the Connor, Nate especially, he talks all this trash and gets a little whatever. This he was pretty respectful, and I'm sure it still sold well, and he beat him. So
Yeah.
you don't have to do that weird like youngster TikTok talking shit all the time, being mean like Anderson Silva.
I think he got tested tonight and really responded
Big
well.
time.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I've never been
Jake
more
Paul's
impressed
moved
with
up
him.
in my book.
I
I mean, and I
agree.
respected him beforehand. I just thought that, like, damn, dude, this is a really tough fight.
Now he's gonna fight Canelo next? No, dude, don't be crazy.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
what do we
come
do?
on.
That's what people say. Oh, let's see, I do against Ryan Garcia or Canelo. It's like,
You're all-
Jesus Christ.
Why are we
Garcia's
jumping
too
there?
Small,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, but Ryan Garcia's left hook would put him in the.
No, Ryan Garcia would be a
Dude.
nightmare for him.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
really?
a stupid fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, dude. The timing too, flat on his
And
ass.
look, Anderson knew he got on his knee because he was like, I'm going to fall over if I don't take a second.
He's like,
I mean, you
"Fuck,
knock down
bro,
the
I
bigger
need
guy late in the round. That power's still there. Boop, boop.
Boop, bang, right on the button, right on the button."
That's impressive, man.
Is that a judge right there? The guy with the clipboard?
The guy who had the Jake Paul tattoo. Boop, and then just boom.
Ooh.
That's insane at his level to knock Anderson Silva on his ass like that.
Yep.
Nuts. Look at all the
Yeah, I don't
cell
have my
phones.
age. And, like, dude, that was impressive.
Yeah, I agree.
100%,
Hats,
that was
kudos,
impressive.
man.
This
Bam!
This dude was fighting on the undercard of fucking Logan Paul KSI a few years ago against another YouTuber. And it was like
Yeah.
a draw.
I'll tell you right now.
But I mean, he dedicates himself to
Dude,
this.
I'll tell you right now. I
100%.
guarantee you,
Who,
these
Anderson?
YouTubers like KSI and all that stuff. Guarantee you, they're not calling Jake Paul out
Fuck
now.
no.
No.
Like other YouTubers, they fight.
No, he didn't murder them
No,
all.
this they're like, oh, we don't. No, I don't want that.
No,
I don't
yeah.
want those problems.
No.
And
He's in a different category.
Man,
now.
he went 8 rounds with Anderson Silva, beat him on points, and knocked him down.
Broke his nose.
yeah,
and
I
then
thought
knocked him
even
down
without the
last round.
knockdowns, if he won that round, he would get the decision.
Yeah,
but
I
with the
kind of came
knockdown-
down to that round for me.
Me too.
He knocked him down in the last round too. Like,
Yeah, which I didn't think he'd be able to.
yeah.
I thought his power would diminish as he went, just because of nerves. You're young, 5 fights. You
The
know what I mean?
pace. I was worried
Yeah,
about
you
the
know what I mean?
pace with the
yeah,
power.
Anderson's moving in on him and grinding him. You know what I mean?
And he
Like-
hasn't seen that before.
No, he's never been put in a war like that, and he responded. You're always curious, well, what happens when you get into a tough fight? Now we know.
Yeah.
That dude's a warrior.
Yeah. He's a
Agree.
tough bastard.
Yeah. Has all the respect for me.
That's your
Yeah.
job is to sit there and smile. It's crazy, bro.
They look like a
That's a
fembot.
crazy gig. Hi. You guys have no clue how hard it is.
Yeah.
What is the point of them there, though?
I don't know. That's what Khabib says.
Yeah, Khabib hates it.
Yeah. No. Like, what? The round girls. He's like, they're not going to be round girls in Eagle FC. They're pointless.
And then someone was like, how about round dudes? He was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
There he goes. It's official. What was the?
I think I got texted unanimous decision.
Do we know the scores?
That's right.
I
George,
would
if you hear
love
us,
to.
I
what's the
wonder,
score?
I wonder who he's going to call out. I would assume.
Got it 77-74 Jake.
Fair.
77-74, Jake?
So it's split?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Unanimous.
Wait, 77-74.
Feel bad.
So he lost.
Feel bad for him.
so
Honestly,
what?
like I didn't
So they
call
got
that before the fight. I didn't call that 3 rounds into the fight. Like that's impressive.
Yeah. So they gave Jake 5 rounds and Anderson 3. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 77.
Now, you can go watch my prediction. We posted on Instagram 3 minutes before the card started. I said Jake would get a late knockout.
Did you really?
Yep.
Good job, buddy.
I thought
had
Jake
Anderson
Power would
win.
still be there. I thought Anderson would get up on him just from his experience. And then Jake, I thought Anderson would get a little more, take more chances, and Jake would land something.
That's the good thing about these fight companions. You're like, remember that prediction I made? That's on wax, son.
Yeah. Now, last week I went 2 for 5, but still,
too.
it was tough.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those numbers, dude.
Power shots.
Body shots landed. Total 83 to 79. He landed.
Landed 51 pounds.
Oh, that's his dad right there.
Wait. That's so Anderson landed.
Anderson landed
66
more
power
power, less jabs, less total, and the body shots, almost double. Yeah, Jake won that fucking fight, dude. Straight
100%.
up.
Oh, yeah,
Numbers,
no.
any way you look at it, won that fight.
There's
no
for sure.
controversy
That's
there.
not even close.
I assume he calls out Nate now. That's
As
the
far, I
big
mean,
payday.
it was a tough, close fight. Hold on.
Hey,
It was a
But the
great
decision
fight.
being what it
Great fight.
was completely.
Hey,
what it
here's
should
my
have been.
thing. Now, are you guys rethinking about Jake versus Nate? I think Jake.
Yeah, I think Jake.
I do
beats
too.
Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I think that
I do.
now.
Yeah.
Jake's a problem.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if he still wants to keep doing this MMA thing. It's smart. You're making great money.
Yeah.
And also, at the level he needs to get at to face a boxer that we would know, you're fighting a real boxer.
Yeah.
Like if you're trying to get up there, and I don't know who he wants to fight.
It's not worth
know.
it. There's no boxers that are.
Big names. Like who you
Well,
gonna fight
by
at
the
that
time he
weight
fights
class?
a guy with a
Risk
big
reward.
name, he's fighting a killer. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? In boxing.
legit killer.
That's my whole point.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
I
Well,
mean,
that's why
like-
he was doing Tommy Fury, Rockman's kid. It's like
I
a
would
name
continue.
without.
I'd do Nate next. Then I'd do Connor. Like you
if
watch
he
this.
can get that Connor fight somehow,
So what do you guys think about that?
so how tall is Jake?
I can't pick against Connor in that fight.
I think actually Jake might beat Connor, man.
Yeah,
I
with
think
that
he
power,
beat
it's
Connor.
trouble.
He has power, conditioning, his boxing and stuff, and also too.
How
I mean, he's a
tall-
bigger
so-
guy than Connor.
And
He
he's-
is-
yeah.
I mean,
he's a bigger
Jake
guy.
can't
How
make.
tall is
Jake
Connor?
can't make
Connor's
145.
5'9". He's 5'9" too. Yeah,
Do you know what I'm just saying? I mean, like,
He's too
but
big
Jake
for
Paul,
Connor.
can't, that's what I'm saying. He's distinctively bigger.
Now, just to be clear, Anderson Silva, Nate Diaz, Conor McGregor. Anderson Silva's the worst matchup for Jake, by far. I think.
Yeah.
Anderson
At-
Silva
even-
with his
even at
size,
47?
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
47.
agree with you.
He's- And Anderson can box.
Yeah.
Conor MMA boxing. Nate Diaz does. He has
Connor's
more boxing.
too
but
small,
I think
man,
I
for
think
him.
Nate's
He is too
slow.
small. But I mean,
Yeah.
that being said, that's why I think Jake still beats him. You know what I mean?
Now here's a crazy question: would Floyd Mayweather ever get in with Jake Paul?
Yeah, but
That's who I said.
Mayweather, man.
I
mean,
talked to Caesar the
I think
day.
that's a bad idea.
I talked to Caesar Gracie the day after Nate beat Tony, and I was like, dude, you should get Nate start campaigning for that fucking Floyd Mayweather fight, because Floyd.
I'd rather
Floyd,
watch
Floyd
that
needs
than
dance
Conor.
partners.
I'd rather watch Nate versus Floyd than Conor Floyd again. I'm all set on Conor Floyd.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, me too.
Nate and Floyd. It's interesting.
Yeah.
If I'm Jake, I don't fight Floyd. That's it. It's gonna be a boring fight. It's not good.
It'll look like the Logan Paul one, except it'll be the same.
Yeah, I mean, Floyd makes everybody look bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Once Nate Diaz called him a bitch.
There you go. That's the
Oh,
move. That's the money
snaps.
fight. Now Nate can't even negotiate
Now
till
Nate's
January
there,
2023.
right? I mean,
He's
his
there,
entourage.
but he can't negotiate contractually till next year.
Because his sunset clause. Or
Oh no! See, all right, Jakey, come on. I know you're high and
What'd he
whatever.
say?
Called out Canelo Alvarez. That doesn't
sounds
Canelo.
good, but I mean, that's a horrible one to go.
Oh, dude, that wouldn't go past 2 minutes. That's it.
But how big is Canelo?
Oh,
Canelo's-
dude, he went all the
Canelo's
way up.
big, dude.
Yeah, Canelo can get big.
he
But how
fluctuates.
tall is he?
5'10".
He'd be a problem. No,
Yeah,
listen,
dude, no.
Canelo's
no,
not-
Stop.
No,
No.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Listen,
I mean,
I'm
there's a
thinking-
lot of. Like,
yeah,
look, I'm high on JD too.
Yeah, I'm not that high.
But let's not get high.
Listen,
He says he's 5'8".
he's not.
6'1",
He's 5'6". But here's the thing:
Who's 5'6"?
Canelo's tiny.
Canelo's 5'6".
5'6", 5'7", max 5'7".
I mean, congratulations to Ariel for getting this gig, but if you're gonna wear a suit like that, you need to get that tailored, Doug.
Oh, is it not tailored?
That doesn't look tailored.
But also, listen, I'm drinking the J Kool-Aid hard like you are, Sam. I'm not drinking enough where I want to see him fight Canelo.
No,
Alvarez.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that.
Sam's like, I want to see him, Terrence Crawford, right now.
Yeah.
I want Tyson Fury, Jake Paul.
5'8", dog?
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Wait, who's 6'1"?
But you got to talk about a prime boxer, world class.
Right. Oh, dude,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? At
this
the
is
peak,
something
you know what I mean?
different.
Like,
Okay. Yeah.
that's not a
This is literally
46-year-old
one of the
got
best
MMA guy
boxers.
who's also dabbling in boxing. You know what I mean?
It's literally one of the best
Canelo's
boxers ever in
32.
his
He's
prime.
had, ready?
Yeah.
82 fights, something like that? 62 fights? I mean, dude. No.
His only loss was what? Mayweather, right?
And then he lost to
No,
that
they
dude
lost to the
a
big
couple
guy.
fights ago when he was.
Oh,
he
yeah,
went
when he
Bad
moved up.
matchup.
Yeah.
He went way up, and it was
He
just
went
too
too
much.
far.
and he was eating vegan. I heard too, like no meat
Really?
or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that destroyed Cam Newton.
Remember when he got busted
There's
for...
my girl. Hi, boo.
Remember when Canelo got busted? Canelo just beat Caleb Plant, for God's sakes. Caleb's a monster.
He
But
broke his fucking orbital bone.
It's nuts, dude. Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it.
Anderson saying the judges got it right.
Oh, yeah. Good for him.
That's a class act.
Now, does Jake realize all the money he has? Like, in boxing, you know you're getting CTE, right, buddy?
Oh, he's already said it.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you only live once, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. Am I right,
Be the man
Sam?
you want to be.
Am I right? You're sober, but whatever.
But I'm like, how much longer do you want to box? You just start crossing off lists, call it a day.
Well,
That's my thing. How much longer do you want to do? Like, let's say if you beat Nate, right? You beat Nate, then maybe you get a Connor fight. But you can stick around and fight a low-level boxer who's been doing it. Maybe he's an Olympic boxer, you know, that has 2 fights that we don't know. Like, just to prove what? We're good, man. For what you've done is impressive. I don't need you to fight some guy we've never heard of that's maybe an Olympian. Because that's what Homeboy did over in England. What's his name? The promoter over there who's suing him.
Eddie Hearn?
Eddie Hearn goes, Jake, you think you're a real boxer? I have a box for you. He's 2-0. And Jake goes, yeah, I'll fight him. He goes, cool. You look the guy up. He won a gold medal in the Olympics boxing.
Oh,
2-0.
he's one of those pros.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's going to fuck him
just-
up.
yeah.
It's a terrible idea. It's like, and for what? Validation from the boxing community? Most of
Yeah.
them are dinosaurs. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Now, what is the lawsuit about?
Because Jake said that Eddie Hearn, there's like some, because he had that female fighter. And
Yeah, Katie Taylor.
he says they're paying the judges off.
Amanda Serrano.
This Judge Feldman had some questionable calls and
Crazy
a few consecutive
calls, though. Yeah.
in a few consecutive fights, and he just directly was like, he's getting paid by Matchbook, which was like, there's ways to say it without setting yourself up for a defamation lawsuit,
Yeah,
and
that's frowned
he didn't
upon.
do it well. Like he could have
No, there's
structured
a
the comment
lawsuit.
much better.
Yeah.
They're suing him for $100 million. Dude, Chael did the funniest video, like, because now Feldman tacked on to the lawsuit, and Chael did this video that was so funny. He's like, hey, bro, how are you being defamed? No one knows who the fuck you are.
For Feldman?
Yeah.
Boy, that was a lot better fight than I thought. Even though I called it, I thought he was going to knock him out, not decision, but still. That's a
Now,
much...
who's the woman in glasses?
that might be Logan's assistant.
I bet she
Looks
likes to have
like,
a good time.
yeah.
And she's good, too, because on the show we brought up Dunkaroos, our favorite snacks as kids. I mean, she comes in 10 minutes later and was like, here's your Dunkaroos. But actually, when I say she did it, Mike was there with me filming. Mike went and got the Dunkaroos. But it was her idea.
Look at
She's
that.
adding value.
Well, Mike added the value there with the
Bang.
Dunkaroos. But they changed the icing on Dunkaroos for you kids out there. It's not the same.
I love that shit.
That is
Look at
cool.
Logan, dude.
Man, what a redemption. What a amazing story. Look at his brother. Unbelievable.
Who's older?
Logan. Now, here's what's interesting. When I had Logan on Food Truck, he goes, you know how this is going to work out, right? He's like, we promised our parents we'd never fight, but this ends with us fighting shows, the biggest pay-per-view of all time. He's like, he's like, I'm going to fight my brother. He's like, because it makes
Oh,
sense.
those are scores?
That's brilliant.
Now, I think Jake beats his brother, you know?
Dude, that was super random how they knew where to water balloon Dylan Dennis. That was dude, it's brilliant. These guys are brilliant at marketing, dude.
Yeah,
But they can also fucking fight. Now, Logan, not so much. Logan, he does his thing, whatever. And against Floyd, what he did is super impressive to go to decision, even though he lost. But, he did well. For what Jake's, they're on different paths. Logan's doing, he's
Yeah.
fighting the KSIs, the YouTubers, that's whatever. He's doing it for fame and money.
Impulsive.
Jake's legitimately trying to
Yeah.
take over the world.
Yeah.
And he's taking a tough, Anderson Silva's not an easy
That
path.
was
No.
honestly, I thought it was a bad move.
Me too.
You know what I mean? If I would have been in the room and like, hey, we're gonna fight Anderson Silva, I'm like, can we pick again?
Yeah.
Like, really? Why? You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're gonna beat him, and maybe, but I'm like, and most likely you're not gonna beat him. You know what I mean? The guy's reach, his boxing, his
Like
experience.
a fighter with 5 fights, like say it's your daughter.
Yeah.
They gave her some legend.
No,
and she
I'd
has
say
5
no.
fights. You go, what? Makes no sense. Not
No,
right now.
no.
Jake's just on a different path.
And I
It's
said,
nuts.
I would've
how does
said
he
no.
win?
Never seen
How does he
again
win
in
a
history.
decision? I was like, how does Jake Paul possibly win a decision against Anderson Silva?
I know.
Yeah, he did,
Yeah.
and knocked him down.
Nutsos.
I mean, that's about as of decisive a victory as you can. It
Yeah.
was like, well, I didn't catch you, didn't knock you out. Like,
Yeah.
I did knock you down, but I won on every round but 2. You know what I mean?
George St.
Yeah.
Pierre's highlights are on point, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
those are some
and I
nice
love him.
highlights.
It's bothersome. I like when he has a shaved head on. He probably does that for the Hollywood shit. Has UFC announced anything, Jess? I haven't paid attention. Have they announced any big fights recently? Not really, right?
Not really. They announced that John Jones is like not happening. Oh, we talked about that on the last one.
But you see John, I think he's like, hey, Stipe, sign the fucking contract December 10th. Let's go. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So
I've heard rumors that Stipe and it's either Hunter or Sean, like they like have some kind of issue. I don't know which one it is, but like
it doesn't sound like it's a John issue.
Yeah.
I'd like to see John fight again.
Of course.
Because, you can't go forever, man.
No, yeah.
I mean,
we've
lost a lot of years by his own choices.
He needs to get going, though, because 2 years off, then you're doing this thing like, let's go, dude.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and, you're like me. I love Conor. Let's get going, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're not in the drug pool. You're not getting
But do you
pool.
think he can get back to where he was, Conor? I mean,
No,
he got so
he can win
much
fights,
money.
Though. He can win fights, though. Like, if they give him right matchups, he can still win. Now, is he beating Makhachev? Absolutely not. When he says, I have the style to beat him, like, oh, dude, no, you don't. No, and if I'm his team, I'm going, listen, we know
what I just saw from Makhachev, like, I don't know if I'm in the lightweight division, I'd be moving up or moving down.
Me too.
If I had a fighter, I'd be like, can you cut, or do you want to go to 170?
Unless he gets caught or something, like, which can happen.
Yeah, I mean, that has a lot of
strategically, he's going to be.
No, he's that guy that, like, everybody he fights, he's going to win 99 out of 100 times. Now, you might be the one time you catch him with a kick, something happens. I mean, it is MMA. You duck, throw an elbow.
But that rematch can be terrible for you.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to catch him again. You can get your fucking.
Yeah.
You can beat up.
That
and then the next pay-per-view is what? Anderson Pereira?
Israel.
Yeah, sorry.
Who do you like in that? You like Izzy in that fight?
Izzy all day.
Me too.
Dude, Izzy all day. Oh shit! Arnold Allen beat Cater. Yeah. I didn't like that fight for him. And how did he get it done?
Cater folded his knee. It's really fucked up. Like Cater went for a flying knee and he came down and tore his MC. Like his knee
so
jerked.
It wasn't a movement by Cater.
No, it was an injury.
That's a bummer. I love Cater, but Arnold Allen's
2 more years, 2 more weeks.
Dude, he felt like he immediately when he came down, he fell. They got to the end of the round. He came out. He took one kick to the leg, and that was a wrap. It was like he was hurt, dude. But yeah,
Uriah Hall got it done. Yeah.
You know what, man?
What?
A Pierre guy's kind of scary.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Like that means Adesanya's gonna have to stand up with him for 5 rounds and not get touched.
Yeah, but my only thing with that is like people like everyone's all high on Pierre, and I get it. Savage knocked him out in kickboxing, but if you go back and watch that fight, he was winning that fight.
He was.
Yeah,
but again, he was on roller skates.
Yeah,
a couple times.
Yeah, they both landed good shots, and then obviously he landed the final shot. But I just think MMA is different. I think Izzy has more experience at that high level. Pierre, his best win Strickland all day. Outside that, he really hasn't earned. The only reason he's fighting is
because of history.
Yeah, it's a history.
100%,
it's a good narrative. Outside that, like Pierre would never. I mean, there's no way. And here's the thing: Pierre beats him. They do the rematch. Just say Pierre beats him again. Who's Pierre going to beat? Like if anybody can, if a blue belt would roll that guy up, he's gonna have his hands full.
Yeah, because I think Vettori beats
all day. Vettori, Paulo Costa,
Hamzat.
Whitaker, Hamzat would absolutely mop the floor with him. So it's kind of short-sighted, I think, of the UFC. But they need a narrative for Izzy because right now,
he's
what else
cleaned it out.
Do?
Yeah, its only fight really makes sense for him.
Yeah, that's what they're doing, and then he's gonna go up, I think, eventually.
But it's a scary ass fight for him.
Oh yeah,
just matchup wise.
I just think he beats him. Listen, I don't think he just absolutely walks through him like Makhachev did Charles Oliveira, but I think he beats him. Then I think there's nothing left for him. I think he, unless Hamzat were to come to middleweight, but then I do think he goes to 205, and now a guy like Yuri is a better matchup.
I'm still going on the fact that they're all just holding the belt for Bo Nichols until he gets
100%.
Dude, I can't wait to see. I want
I
them
think
to
Bo
throw him in
Nichols
the
folds
deep end.
everybody up there. Yeah.
It sucks.
Once he gets a little more experience, I think he folds.
Me too, all day, including Hamzat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Hamzat right now.
I want that fight.
I think he beats Hamzat right now.
I think he beats Hamzat right now. I think Adesanya might be too much for him to pick on right now at this point in his career. You know what I mean?
At that level, going from 0 to a title shot.
Yeah,
but
Hamzat
had. Izzy had trouble keeping Robert Whitaker off him. Like Robert Whitaker is able to take it down. Like
But Robert
Bo Nickel could potentially win that. fight.
No, he can.
I'm not saying he couldn't.
I'm
like saying to
Frank's
make
with
sure
me.
he's undefeated.
Yeah.
Let's not do that fight now, but in 2 years, 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll bet the house on it.
Because
if
I
you say
do-
right now, I'm like, oh, it's competitive. I think everybody else is not even competitive.
I just don't like going from whatever they put him on the prelims or whatever to the main. It's a different animal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even
that's- yeah.
it's a difference.
There's a
between
lot of other
prelims
factors.
to the
Yeah.
main card. When you're second co-main event, it's a lot of pressure. But the environment's different. You're fighting really late. So for Bo to go from Dana White Contender Series to headlining against Izzy, it's just not setting him up for success.
How many hours of like interviews and shit do you think you do for the main event?
tons.
Like,
Oh my God.
And here's a good example.
Heavy
for
lies
that,
the
right?
ground, that's what
so
I'm saying.
Lomachenko, right?
yeah. Oh, is that
He
fight's
fought
on?
tonight.
Yeah. So Lomachenko was 396 and like one.
Jackie
like an amateur.
Irwin,
and the one
Democrat.
guy he lost to was like the 2008 gold medalist, and he came back and beat him twice, right? And became like the 2012 or whatever it was, 8 and 12 Olympic gold medalist, right? So you have one of the most decorated Olympic amateurs of all, amateur fighters. And so his first fight right off the bat, he wants to fight that guy Salito, like in Texas, in his hometown. Right away, like because they had so much confidence. He loses a decision. Now, I've heard people tell me that the decision might not be what people think. The referee allowed, but whatever it is,
It got dirty, right?
Yeah, it was like a dirty fight, and the referee didn't really break it up, and he should have, and allowed the guy to get away with some stuff, and so he pulled off. That being said, like there you have a guy who everybody thought was going to walk through everybody, and so bid on too much too soon. Like I want to be the first guy on my very first pro fight to fight for a title. Well, he ended up coming to lose. So like, and it was a close competitive fight. Had the fight happen, so like in Vegas, then he probably wins the fight, right? But you can bite on too much and not set your guy up.
And to Frank's point,
it was
you see
competitive.
that in
Like,
other
if you said, "Hey, Bo
sports, too.
Nickel's fighting for the title, his first fight in the UFC,"
nobody's gonna mop the floor with him.
it could happen. But like, it's like, well, but if you just wait 2 years, get this guy
Get them the
3 or 4
experience.
fights,
To
5
Frank's
fights.
point, what's the rush? Like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
marathon, not a sprint. So when Bo does get there, he doesn't have experience. It's let's say shit happens, maybe and I don't think this is the case, but let's say he doesn't show up with the bright lights. He knocks out 3 times out of the UFC. Next thing he's coaching wrestling
It's
clinics
true.
and shit.
Dude, all his fights have been at Apex too. Like he hasn't. I don't think he's done a
with
real.
like,
But
50
remember-
people watching.
I asked him about that because on Food Truck, but remember, he was like, dude, since I was 6, I was wrestling in front of thousands of people.
there is
He was
that
like, I was an outlier. And he was like, then also on the world circuit, he's like, especially when I was wrestling in Dagestan, Russia, like thousands of people were coming. He's like, so people tell me that.
How would he do over there? When you go to Dagestan
You
and stuff?
destroy them. Because I asked him, I go, dude, there's this Dagestan coming. And he's like, yeah, I know. He goes, the problem is, people don't realize this. He goes, I wrestle against those guys. I go, how'd you do? He goes, oh, I didn't just beat them. I destroyed
Because
them.
the only reason
He's
that
like, I
not the-
destroyed them. He goes, I have all the answers for
Yeah, it was just because
I
of
like
David
it.
Taylor losing in the
USA.
That was it.
USA. USA. Is that it, guys? I think that's it. Sam, where are you going to be, buddy?
How did Lomachenko do tonight?
Just go to samtripoli.com. Find me on YouTube.
I didn't see it on there.
YouTube.com/Sam Tripoli. I'm putting dates together, going all over the place.
Conspiracy Social Club with Brian Callens.
Love
booming.
him. Callan's the best. I love him. And it's a great show. Watch a grown man take L's.
Watch a grown man take nonstop L's. And then I'm in San Antonio next week. San Antonio, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. LOL Comedy Club in San Antonio.
every weekend?
Coming out right now, yeah. Your boy's grinding. It's peak season, dog.
Respect.
Got to work that hour. So
Respect.
San Antonio's next week. We will have Tiger Thick available in person, a bunch of it because it's Texas. And then Houston, November 10th through the 12th, Houston Improv. I will be doing a special appearance at a Specs. I think it's on Friday or Saturday. The big Specs in Houston. Come try the award-winning Sweet Thick Nectar, which is Tiger Thick. Come say what's up, take a picture, whatever you want to talk about. I'm sure fights, whatever. But then also at the Improv in Houston, we'll have a bunch of Tiger Thick. It's going to be sponsored by Tiger Thick. It's going to be a great time. So San Antonio, Houston, Europe. I end November in Milwaukee. I think it's Milwaukee Improv. And then December, I close out 2022 with the Oh He Thick Tour. Providence, Rhode Island, Washington, D.C., D.C. Improv. Get your tickets at thickboy.com. Jesse on fire. You're the best, brother.
Thank you.
Frank Mayer,
And I'll
thanks
be
for
at San
crushing it.
Antonio on Saturday.
Yeah,
So-
come see Jesse, man.
Yeah, and next week, man, we're doing our fights, Freedom Fight.
That's right.
Yeah, Thiccc is our main event. Augusto Mendez, a great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy. He's actually Sean O'Malley's Jiu-Jitsu coach.
Oh,
So
nice.
maybe Malley will be out there.
Where can they see that?
Yeah, well, we do it on that Cloud Hub still, but
Oh,
it'll
nice.
be our last time doing it on that. But if they want to come out, if you're in the Phoenix area, you can come out and watch
That'd
us.
be cool. And you guys got
Yeah,
some
we're
big
the-
boy announcements coming
Yeah.
up. I'm excited, man.
Grand Bell Park.
Yep. All right, guys. San Antonio, see you next week. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We're out.